What's up, man? Welcome to Phillies Not Included. We've been kind of missing in action for a little while. We've had a whole lot of shit going on. My daughter got married. She's pregnant, about to have a baby, all the other shit. So,
Congrats, brother.
yeah, it's all good. It's all good. But so welcome back. It's our first time being live in a minute. Um, got JB back with us. So, my guy got some shit he need to get off his chest, like a big girl sitting on it. So, what's going down, fam? Go ahead and talk to me.
Hey man, yeah, it's good to be back. How you feeling, man? Congratulations on your daughter getting married, about to have a baby. You about to be a grandfather. You look too
Man,
young to be a grandfather.
bro, you know what? I was a father at 18, so you know what I'm saying. That kind of happens. My kids waited until they were 23. Well, my daughter, my son hasn't had any kids yet, but my daughter waited until she was 23 to become a parent. So I can appreciate that. Um, but this is where we at, bro. So you know what I'm saying. This is where we at. This is good. I love it. My wallet is not excited. You know what I'm saying. That's the downside of being the girl dad, right? But it was beautiful. It was worth every penny, bro. And it was a nice wedding. It was affordable by other people's standards, not by mine. But you know what I'm saying. It was good. We got expanded the family. Got a nice. I got a son-in-law I love. So shit, life is good, bro. But I want to dwell on me, right? I want to give my guy an opportunity to talk because you've been traveling, these here United States doing your thing. So
So man, yes, sir. So over the past 2 months or so, I've traveled to 3 cities. So I've been to Philly, I've been to Virginia Beach, Virginia, and I've been to it's Ocala, but what's that city north? University of Florida. It
I know
is
what you're talking about. Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about down there.
fuck, I don't remember the damn city, but I was there. Two of those trips for work, and then one of those trips was for leisure. Now, the trip that I want to talk about the most that
Let's get
really
into it.
fucked me up was Philadelphia. Dog, I've never been to a place like that before. Like, first thing about Philadelphia, and maybe it was just the weekend I was out. I don't know if it was a solar eclipse, Mercury was in retrograde, whatever the fuck they be talking about.
I don't know what
I,
that shit is either. I
I
think
don't
it's
know what that
bullshit.
shit is either. They make a bunch of excuses for bad decisions, right?
Right, right.
First thing I like to talk about was the amount of interracial relationships really threw me off. Now, when you say interracial relationships, a lot of people immediately firstly they think a black man and a white woman, right? But the thing that threw me off with that interracial shit in Philadelphia was the black women was all over them white boys like fucking. I've never seen no swirling like that before in my life. Like that shit was crazy everywhere we went. And since then, so we went there probably I want to say the beginning of October 2023, maybe the first week of October, right? And we go to every work, like every like we went to bars, we went to the Philadelphia Eagles game, and
That's
it
dope.
was
That's
just
dope.
the sisters was all over these white dudes. And it's interesting because coming from Minnesota, right? Coming from Minnesota, the black dudes just go over the white women. Like that's just the thing. Like in Minnesota, black men hit the age of 17 and they sprinkle a tea or whatever and they just lost. Like they just lost
Hey,
themselves.
Minnesota, bro. I was shit. The first time I went to Minnesota, I think was like, man, it was a long ass time ago, like 2000, early 2000s, 2000. Matter of fact, it was September 10th is when I flew out of there,
Mhm.
2001. Bro, I saw interracial shit. I never saw that. Like I seen a Chinese dude with a Mexican woman. I'm like, this.
Bro.
I didn't know that shit
Bro,
happened.
is Minnesota? I swear, I'm glad an Indiana person said that shit because Minnesota. I have no stats to back this shit, so I don't say it
Y'all
too
got the
loud.
most interracial shit I've ever seen
The
in different.
biggest interracial state in the United States
But
of
it's
America.
different shit though. It's not like typically you see black man, white woman. You see some
You'll
white
see a
women
fucking
with
Indian with a
Mexican. Right.
Polynesian girl. You'll see
Man,
a goddamn Mexican dude with a
I'm like,
goddamn black woman, a black one. Like the shit is fucking crazy. So that shit, like Minnesota's different. Like it's just different. Like
hey, Roger, they said drinking on a Wednesday is crazy. Wait,
listen, Rajane, I had a bad fucking day, man. I had a really bad
I ain't
day.
a kid, so my kids are grown, so this is just fucking week. Every day's a weekend.
Every day's a weekend. This man, he's an empty nester in this motherfucker.
Shit, you
So
empty nesters?
So that was the first thing that I saw, man. That was the first thing. I saw all these sisters all over these white boys. I was like, okay, that's different. Whatever. I don't give a shit. Second thing was when I tell you these white women was all over us. I don't know. I've never experienced that shit before. Like I had a thing for white women probably in like when I was like a teenager, right? But
Okay.
I got to college and I kind of realized a lot of y'all kind of look alike and y'all ain't shit. So I was on them.
Oh
Don't get me wrong. But
man.
they no offense. They wasn't really on me like that. Like they wasn't really on me. So it's like, you attract what you people like will like them type shit. So I'm like, okay, whatever. But when I get to Philly, when I tell you I'm at a bar and random white women is walking up to me, talking to me, grabbing my leg, all sorts of types of shit. That shit was bonkers. And not only that, the thing that I want
He
to talk about,
said
you have
bonkers.
more experience, way more experience in this type of shit than I do.
Sir, yes, sir.
Married white women.
Bro,
But I don't comprehend this. Like, I
I'm
don't
gonna
want
tell
to.
you something you didn't know. I'm gonna tell you something you didn't know.
All right.
Their husbands was on the side of the bar, bro. It's a game, right? Like I've been in corporate America. I'm sitting here, I was in corporate America for shit 20 plus years. Uh, I had no less than I want to say 10 to 15 colleagues try to get me to smash their wife. So don't think like, oh, these chicks ain't honest. Were they honest to the relationship, right? It's different, bro.
So,
I'm gonna let you cook. My bad. I'm over here just jumping in, but
dog, wait a minute. So when I go to X Hamster, Pornhub, UJizz, all this other type of porn sites, right? And I see these titles that say white man loves black bull smashing his wife. Man loves BBC smashing the shit out of his wife. White man. I thought them title was fake. I thought that
real,
shit was fiction.
real deal, bro.
That shit really happens in real life.
Bro, in real life, man, I had
Rajane,
a
hold on.
coworker.
Rajane, that shit, the husbands be on it. Listen, there was a
I'm
situation.
finna send Rajane a link to join us. She said she want to join us. We're gonna see if she on some
You gotta
bullshit or
drink,
not.
Rajane. You can't be sober because when you sober, you angry. Maybe when you drink, you happy. Maybe you got a reverse
I'm
type
gonna
of
send her.
reaction.
I'm gonna send her. I'm gonna send her a motherfucking link so we can invite her to this shit because
Dog, that shit.
we're gonna
We
see
was
if she
outside, right?
want
We
to
was
do it or
outside
not.
bar. Now I'm not gonna name my boy specifically, but
Don't do that.
never.
No,
We
go
was
ahead talk,
outside.
but don't name him.
We gonna call him Eagle Man. So Eagle Man is outside, right? And him and
Go ahead.
because he's an Eagles fan, right?
Oh, okay.
Eagle Man, and light skinned Eagle Man. They walk away, right? Light skinned Eagle Man, for whatever reason, the women love him at bars. Like he married and shit like that. But light skinned Eagle Man, he always get approached by chicks. He just pulls them like that. I don't give a shit. Like, maybe I can get some of the leftovers. I don't give a shit. He walks up to us with this woman. Now, I thought she looked like shit. Like, I did not think that she was attractive whatsoever. Plus, I think that was the night that I was kind of sober. Maybe not. I don't know. But she walks up. I really wasn't feeling her like that. She walks up and she's like, my husband wants to my husband says it's cool for me to go out and do whatever the hell I want to do, right? I'm like, all right, this is kind of odd, right? I'm kind of
This is your
comfortable.
first time experiencing that, bro?
Dog, this is the first time I experienced it. Like, I never experienced some shit like I've experienced in Philadelphia. It really made me feel attractive. Like, I hated the Philadelphia Eagles, and now I'm considering getting a goddamn jersey. With the type
Get
of
the
white women that
jersey.
was approaching me not this past weekend, like in early October when I went to motherfucking Philadelphia, I'm just like, this shit is different. So she walks up, and basically we all stand there like, what is you doing? Here's the kicker. Here's what really threw me off about the weekend, because I feel like I was in a twilight zone for like 4 days straight. When her husband walks up, when I tell you her husband looks like you, maybe 3 inches taller, it really threw me off. This was a
Was it a black
fucking,
dude?
it was a brother.
Oh, y'all was finna run one on her.
Bro,
Okay,
I'm
okay.
like, and he walks up and he's kind of awkward. So we kind of like, is this a setup? Is this dude about to steal off us? Or like, what is going on here? Because he's just standing there
That's racist,
awkwardly.
bro.
He's like, I played NCAA football when I was in college back in the 90s. So I'm like, you an old head. She looked older. She looked like she was in her mid to late 40s. The shit was just fucking wild. And we're just kind of like, this is kind of odd. So we called our Uber. We left or whatever. But the whole weekend, a bunch of married ass women. Oh my God, I had a married black chick.
Bro, that's just what the
What
craziness
the
is.
fuck is up with you married people?
It's
Whatever happened to the
2023, bro.
sensitivity of marriage?
Listen, I'm gonna tell you like I tell all my white homies. If your not you, I'm just what I say. If your grandmother passed away, don't go playing them old VHS tapes, goddammit. Because you're gonna find out G Pops was the cameraman, right? It's wild. Like, bro, and Roger, they check your inbox. I sent you a link so you can jump in and join if you really want to join. But bro, it's this is this is so crazy. I remember one day, bro, I was working and I was working at this spot and we had a Christmas party. And I think I started working in September at this company. And that's right. And I was working with this one cat and we ride, right? I mean, he's a stereotypical computer nerd, right? He's tall, glasses, white pocket protector, you know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
And he says to me, he's like, "Hey man, my wife is interested in threesomes." And I'm thinking to myself, bro, we've been talking about computers and networks. How did we get here? Right? I'm driving down the street, right? Uh, we on our way to a client. I don't really have a answer. I'm like, what do you mean? What do you, why am I, what, well, you black. That's what he said. At first I was finna get mad. He's like, you black, so I know you know a lot about sex and all this other shit. So, I'm like, whatever. Oh, I see Rajane. I'm gonna bring her in and why we just keep on talking. Um, hey, we still talking, but you here now, right? And I can't see your face, but
Yeah,
anyway,
cause I got a about the white husband.
hold on, we gonna get there. Um, but long story short, right? We went to the Christmas party, right? Me and the wife, we sit down. Dude comes in, and he's like the only person I know, right? So he sit down with his wife, and he comes in, and this chick is like a fucking model, right? And I'm like, oh, okay, you you got you one. I ain't mad at you. And he said, hey man, can we sit next to y'all? I'm like, yeah, right. You all good. He said, well, keep an eye on my wife when she get drunk, right? She get a little freaky, a little wild. So I'm kind of laughing, right? Thinking he joking. Shit. Bro, I was like, yeah, you gotta watch her. So fast forward a week, right? It's a white couple. Fast forward a week, we having a New Year's party. And he's like, hey man, I'd like to make some new friends. Can me and the wife come? I'm like, yeah, it's gonna be a lot of black folk. I want to say that, right? Because my wife's gonna be the only white person at this party. So party starts, and I'm gonna speed through the story. Party starts, and they clung to my wife. You know what I'm saying? There's the three white people at the party. They hang. She's like, relax, y'all can relax. And I'm telling them, man, it's cool. Ain't no, everybody love y'all here. We that's how we get down. So the drink starts to set in, and his wife disappeared, right? And we all just, we partying on 2 floors, no kids, all adults, and all my parties adults. And one of my guys, we weren't cool at the time. We just kind of knew each other. He comes up, he said, hey man, come and get your boy's wife. I said, what's wrong? He said, man, she's downstairs in a room full of black men, talk about how she always wanted to have sex with a black man, and she's like gorgeous. So I went, I'm like, you can't do that shit. So anyway, long story short, a lot of times these women just be wilding. So Rajanae's here.
Roger Roger
What are we talking about? We said you in the mix.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
not putting my face in the camera, Jeremy. You know why?
yeah. It's all good.
Um.
It's all good. So Roger,
So okay, what's up?
how you doing, Queen?
You drinking on a Wednesday or what?
You best not be so. Yes, ma'am. Mm-hmm. How
All right.
often have you ran across people approaching you that are married, like and a spouse was down? Because women get a lot more attention than men in general. So as far as like just being approached in general, it happens 10 times for every one time it happens at y'all us.
It's really
So
creepy. It's really weird. The females, like, just recently a girl, like, um I don't know how she even became my friend on Snapchat, but like she
She
was
said
just
she
like,
gonna
oh
date that thing. I'm
yeah,
sorry. Go ahead.
she's like, you're so beautiful. Da, da, da. I'm like, thank you.
She got Minnesota internet.
yeah, you got that winter Comcast.
Well, that was fun talking to her. Um, but bro, I'm gonna while we wait to see what the hell happened to her. Um, bro, it's not uncommon. I might look weird too, right? Because I can see that shit coming from a mile away. Me and my boy we were in Toronto, right, at a Hooters restaurant, and this lady kept looking at me, and I told my boy, I said, man, it's finna go down. He said, what you mean? I said, just watch. He had never seen this shit, right? I'm like, it's finna go down. He said, what you mean? I said, I got a weird feeling, right? So I'm sitting at the table, me and him talking, and this couple comes by, white couple. Dude's holding his wife's hand. They walking by. He's in front, right? His right hand's holding her left hand. She stops behind me, reaches around me, puts her hand on my chest, and puts her phone number in it. And I'm like, what's this? Right? She's like, oh, that's my number. You should call me later. I'm like, I'm married. She's like, me too. Right? I'm like, damn, you threw me off, right? That's my go-to. Right? Right? I'm not used to that one. That's
She
my
counted that
shut down.
motherfucker quick as hell. She said, "Me too."
Right. That's my shot. And he's present. So I'm like, nah, I appreciate it. right? But no, I don't get out like that. Whatever. My guy, he said, "Man, what the fuck? How'd you know that was coming?" I said, "Bro, I don't know what it is. This shit just happens to me a lot. That shit has happened to me more times than I would like to admit, and it's crazy."
You know what you should do? You
No, I
gotta
shouldn't. You finna say some shit that
no,
I'm
I'm
not
not. No, I'm
finna.
not. I'm saying you. No, trust me. You need to get a married white couple on here that can explain this shit because us as black people, we just like either we accept it or we're baffled. I'm baffled. You accept it, but for a person to explain it in detail, what the fuck you get off of
So,
seeing your woman drilled by a big black like I don't get it. Like I need to see a white couple. Man,
bro,
fuck do I
it
know
it
white
is
couples?
I think it's and this is probably gonna get me in trouble, but I think everybody believes that black men are physically superior, right? And we have a legitimate reason to be so. We were bred, the strongest were bred, and the weak were killed, right? Like it's the reason we lead in all the fucking sport category, everything physical. Tell your
Listen,
boy went nuts and killed somebody in hockey, but we're gonna hear about that one for a long time. Um, but I just my belief, bro, is now I'm a fan of interracial relationships. So to me, just
hold on,
looking,
hold
yep.
on one second. Hello? Nope.
Oh, she ready to be back. Jaden put us on mute, but you back now, Rajane? I can't hear you, so you muted. You didn't jumped off too. Am I not hearing everybody? I don't shit. I don't know if I'm the only one can't hear or if everybody muted. Oh, okay.
Okay, can you
Yeah, I
hear
can hear
me?
you now because you had me
I
confused.
had you muted. Get what you
Jay on the
say.
phone caking. He can hear me. I can't hear him, but he over there caking.
No, man, my coworker, she was calling me trying to convince me because she think I'm talking shit about my manager, but I'm not yet.
Nah, nah,
Nah,
don't
we
do that.
talked about
Don't
some
do
other
that.
shit. I got more shit to talk about. Let me tell you about what happened to me at Philly. The
Yeah,
Philly
let's
trip
do
ain't
that.
over. The Philly, this is like the second night. We was in that bitch for like 4 nights, man. This is like the second night that shit happened. But because I've been drinking for like 2 hours now, I got to use the bathroom. So I'll be
Oh,
right back because
yep.
I'm a lightweight. I'll be right back.
All right, Rajane, talk to me. So you were saying before your internet started Minnesotan, um, you were saying that a chick added you on Snap or something like that. What tell me about that?
Um, Hold on. So yeah, so this girl like she added me on Snapchat, and she was sending like she was telling me how I was cute and stuff, and I'm like, thank you, you're pretty too. However, she got to send me like her bare naked shaking her butt.
I mean,
And she was like, "Oh, I'm sorry, you probably don't even like women." I'm like,
did you block
"The
her?
heck?" Yeah, I ended up blocking her after she like she sent that, and then I'm like, "Wait, what the heck?" I'm at work, which I'm on the phone at work because I take calls,
Right,
and so
right.
I'm not paying attention to like her snap. But when I went back, I'm like, "Whoa, what the heck?" And I'm like, "Yeah, no, I don't go that type of way." And she's like, "Well, my man," and I'm like, "Oh, nah, Craig."
That's not as uncommon as people think it is. Like legit, it's not nearly as uncommon as people think it is. It's just it's been hidden, but it's more popular as time kind of goes on, right? Because we got all kind of weird shit happening physically and sexually these days. So you know what I'm saying? It's
I
not
dropped it.
abnormal, right, for people to do what we consider extra weird shit. Um,
Yeah. No, how about I mean this older dude, but he was black. Like he was on the same type of stuff. Like, yeah, I'm trying to recruit a female for me and my girlfriend, and they both was ugly.
oh, okay. So that was that the issue though? Like let's keep it real. Like if they would have been
No,
nice, was you gonna think
no,
about
no,
it?
no, 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 no. I would not do that. But let me ask you: is this creepy or weird or whatever? I feel like it is, but like I know.
Man, I'm gonna start charging you off a bad internet. Damn it, Roger. Did your internet? Oh, here we go. I'm waiting on them, y'all. So we gonna get him a couple minutes. Jay,
No,
you
man,
got
I'm
she
back. I'm
she hit
back.
the bathroom. I mean, you hit the bathroom. Her internet went to the bathroom too.
God damn it, she on that Obamacare shit, man.
Man, we're gonna have to pitch in and Blocker. No.
Oh
No,
man,
but
let me tell you. So we in Philly, right? And that is a kind of a long story, and I'm afraid because one of the people that was actually a part of this whole interactions might see this someday, but I don't give a shit. She know this shit happened. So I'm at Philly. We go to the Philly game. This was when the Philadelphia Eagles was playing the Washington Redskins, a divisional game. Of course, Philly wish ain't the Redskins anymore. Whatever the fuck the names is,
the
Commanders,
football players.
the fucking football team in
Right.
Washington. Philly whooped their ass per usual. After the game, if you've been to the Philadelphia Stadium, you know across the street is where the old stadium was, but they pretty much turned into a very large bar, right? Like a very large like party area where they just pretty much moved the stadium across the street in 2003 or some shit.
Right. Right.
So we go over there. Now, I start drinking because I can't be around white people too long and be sober unless I'm getting paid for it, like my job. Right? Fuck my job, by the way. And so,
Well, hey, okay, continue.
yeah, man, it's a long story. But so I'm at the bar and minding my business. Music is, they playing some of the early 2000s hits because they think black people still listen to that shit. So I'm standing minding my business and I turn around and order a drink because, like I said, I ain't drunk enough. So up next to me comes this like socially awkward. She's a little bit shorter than me, and I'm a short dude. I'm like 5'7". She's probably like 5'4". She walks up to me and she's like, "I'll take one too." And I'm like, "Who the fuck is talking to me right now?" So I turn around, look at me, and it's actually like an 8. This woman is actually like relatively pretty. Like she's a
Okay.
pretty
Okay.
white woman, right? So I'm looking and I'm like, oh, so I kind of shoot a little flirtatious line, right? I'm trying to remember at this point. But I look at her and I see on her hand, because for me, the first thing that I notice on a woman, I don't give a fuck if she's old, young,
Checking out the
married.
hands.
I look at that hand, bro. I look at that left hand and I look at that motherfucking ring finger to see if there's anything on it.
You
I
know, a lot of
don't
them
know
put
what it
that
is.
on to
Like,
not be hit on. It don't work, but
I look at that bitch. That's the first thing I look at. I look at her goddamn ring finger and I see there's a ring on it. So I'm like, I kind of, you know how you do that thing where you kind of don't want to directly ask somebody if they married, but you want to kind of allude to it, where it's like, oh, what were your husband think about this type of deal? You know what I mean? Like, oh yeah, your husband, whatever. And she's like drunk as fuck. Like I could tell that she's inebriated. She's not really standing very well. And she kind of says something along the lines of, the fuck did she said?
he'll
Oh,
watch.
my husband's not here. And I'm like, oh boy, this is not gonna turn out very well. Because at this point, on a scale of 1 being I'm completely sober, like I will be tomorrow at noon, and 12 being I'm not going to remember tomorrow. I'm sorry, 10. See, I'm already fucked up. 10 being I'm not gonna remember what happened tonight tomorrow. At this point at the bar, I'm probably at like a 7.5, right? To where
Okay.
I was
Okay.
already pretty inebriated. So I'm like, okay, this is interesting, right? So I'm like, your husband's not here. She has 2 friends that walk up. One of those friends I actually end up adding on Facebook because she was actually single with no children. And she's like, you should come back to Philly. We can go to New York, et cetera, et cetera. I'm like, all right, bet. So I'm having this conversation. And when I tell you, she did not give a fuck about her husband at that point in time. It was interesting. But the most interesting part about it was not only was she married, this white woman, she was married to him, no children. She was in her early 40s, really pretty. I'll send you a picture after we're over. She tells me that her husband is 6'10". 6'10". 6 foot. So let me do the math in my
A guy
drunk.
like he got me by a little bit.
Bro, I'm 5'7". This dude is 6'10".
Right.
So that's 72 inches plus another 10. This bro is 82 inches tall. He is 82 inches tall, and I'm 5'6". So that's 5 times 12.
Bro, you was 5'7" 1 second ago. Now I need you to get your shit right.
I don't know, depending on who I'm talking to, goddamn it. I'm
Right.
5'6", 5'7" in shoes. I'm somewhere in that 9. I'm short as fuck is my point.
Right with you.
What the fuck on planet Earth do you think that I have that this 6'10"? And I asked her,
Bro,
I said,
it
is your
has-
husband white? And she's like, yeah, he's white. And she's like, he's 6'10". So I'm like, what do you think I possess? Now I'm a real one thing people can say about me. You can call me a lot of things, but one thing you cannot call me is not self-aware. I am very self-aware. There's a range of of things that I can accomplish based on physicality, and I go for it and I do it very well. Accomplishing things that 6'10" motherfuckers, I don't care if you white, black, Chinese, you know, China motherfuckers be tall as shit. It's
Bro,
not it. So I'm like,
they don't.
what are you doing? Like, this dude is a foot and
It
four.
don't matter. He ain't in the NBA, bro. He didn't win. He's 6'10" for no reason. He can get shit out the cabinet.
He didn't get, listen, she's like, and not only did she tell me that, she's like, he's the jealous type. And I'm like, what? So my boy,
She's trying to get you smoked.
Philly boy, my boy, the same dude from 2 nights ago, my boy, I'm like, he's jealous type. He's 6'10" and he's a jealous type. So I tell my boy that he had the funniest reaction I ever had. He's like 6'10". He sits there, he thinks about it, he's like 6'10". He's like, why the fuck are you talking to us? Like, he literally asked her because it's a legitimate question. And she's like, you're so handsome. She started
Bro,
telling me
you
I'm
look
so
at that shit
handsome.
different than I do.
Her friends are around at this point, and she's telling me in my ear, you're so handsome, you know, just buy one more drink. And she's like rubbing on my chest and shit. And I'm like, your husband is 6'10". I don't understand this shit. There's no way in hell. So I'm kind of flirting, kind of being uncomfortable. One of her friends is married. The other friend is the single friend who I'm Facebook friends now. Pray she never sees us. If she does, you know this shit happens.
I'm sitting here thinking you probably should stop mentioning that, but go ahead.
I don't give a shit, man. I'm fucking like, so I'm just confused. Like, I'm talking to her for like all three of them. So at this point, I got 3 white women. One is super
That's
pretty.
like a
That's the
fucking
one that was
party.
talking to me. And the other 2 are her friends. They was pretty too. So I got 3 pretty white women talking to me at this point. I don't get this much attention from white women in life. Like, this just does not happen to me. Now the sisters, they my domain. Like, I know how to talk to them. They understand the jokes. They understand the lingo. The white women, I'm just kind of like, this is kind of weird, but I'm intoxicated, so let's just make this happen. So I started talking to them or whatever. One of the ones that was single that I'm cool with, and the other one was married as well. She wasn't really like trying to flirt like that because she fucking respected the sanctity of marriage and the vows she took. But when I tell you the pretty one that was trying to like rub on my chest, by the end of the night, because we talked to them for like 2 hours, she's coming up to me drunk as shit, talking about some one, trying to kiss me, getting real close to my lips and shit. And I'm like, your husband pop out of nowhere. I'm going to shoot this man.
You should have took her to the car, bent her ass over, and smashed. Continue.
What do you mean?
That's not your wife. That's not your wife. It's not your responsibility.
What do you mean?
That's not your wife. That's not your responsibility.
That's not wrong. I heard somewhere.
Bro,
and I know you don't
see,
really
you
roll
grew up
type of shit, but I heard in the Bible, dog, that ain't.
Bro, I'm gonna stop you right there. I heard in the Bible you're supposed to have marriage before sex, but you're not a virgin. So let's not even don't Chex mix the Bible, right? Don't pick the pieces out that you like and throw the rest away. You know what I'm saying? But listen, see, you grew up right, right, and I didn't. When I was young, we did dumb shit, right? Like, we did dumb shit, right? I grew up in the crack era, right? Motherfuckers like, man, if you don't sell it to him, somebody else will, right? So you get high, right? You know what I'm saying? You may as well, she gonna get the D, you may as well give it to her. Right?
Facts.
I mean, listen, I'm gonna tell you, it don't matter if he's 6'13". God damn it.
7 foot in this motherfucker.
Man, 7'1", 6'13", however you want to word it. It don't matter. You if she's shooting her shot at you, she's shooting her shot at you. It doesn't matter about him. And I'm not saying you should. It's like the last thing you want to do is mess with some married dude's wife, right? Because he gonna kill you if he catch you. But you just gotta not get caught. You should have took her ass to the parking lot because that's what she was trying to get to.
Bro.
And here's what would have happened: her friend would have recorded it, and they would have sent it to dude because he was probably on that shit and he wanted to watch. Right? That's the game they was playing. Right?
Man.
That's the game they was playing. She probably heard you the previous night talking about how it's weird that some chick and her husband was trying to make it go. So she's like, we're gonna pull the other move. Right? I'm just telling you, bro.
No, wait a minute. See, this is what we talk about when we say the old heads these days be leading these young boys wrong. Because I listen to this shit and Rajane is 100% right. He is. She said, you didn't hear me say the part where she said he is fucking the jealous type.
Bro, he is. So what you think he gonna do if he walk in and see you talking to her? The same thing he gonna do if he catch you in the car beating her guts. Same. I'm a horrible influence, right?
You're horrible.
Because I'm gonna listen. If you're going to jail anyway, you may as well do the crime, right? You with the same amount. Bro, it's some innocent cats in jail, and it's some absolute felons. And you know who ain't tripping as much is the cats who actually deserve to be there. You would have got your ass whooped for nothing. Right? How many times you gonna get call a thief before you start stealing. I'm just keeping it real, right? I mean, that's a legitimate, bro. If you keep getting arrested for stealing, you may as well steal.
Might as well still. No, I say that shit all the time in relationships. I say you keep calling that man a cheater, he gonna fucking cheat since you gonna think that he's cheating anyway.
He's
Might
living the
do the goddamn
consequences
crime.
without the benefit, bro.
Listen, she was Rajane. Hold on a sec, Rajane. She was pretty. Like that don't mean the vagina again. I get that, but this woman was pretty. She was like a certified 8, and I'm like,
wait. Like, who cares? You don't rate the vagina until you get it, right? You can't rate something you haven't had, so it might have been the best you never had. You don't know, right? It's good enough to make a 6'10", jealous.
facts.
You know what I'm saying? I mean,
Facts.
I'm not
Should've
saying that
wired ourselves.
it's not. It ain't even got to be good. It's the situation you're supposed to take advantage of.
Dog, man, like that shit was so odd, and I'm kind of like dodging or whatever the case is because I think maybe the real, for whatever reason, number one, I don't know if it's number one or probably tied for number one. Number one, I respect consecutivity in marriage. Number two, I got a girl, so that was number two where I was kind of like I kind of got to go back up.
That's number one.
That's
number one.
That's number one. But even if I was single, like in a situation where this shit could happen, right? Like this, I just don't know if I could do it. Even single me, like me 6 months ago, would I award that? Because she was aggressive. Not I don't want to say aggressive, but she was very.
She was to the point.
She whispering in my ear. Her friends are around me. Like her friends are all talking to me.
They know who she is.
My boy, I call my boy up for backup, right? Philly boy. I call my boy up Philly boy for backup. Kind of like whatever, because it's 3 women on me type shit. And I ain't no fucking rapper. I ain't used to this type of attention. And as my boy's kind of like talking to them or whatever, she whisper in my ear, let's get out of here. No. All types of crazy shit, bro. And I'm like.
And you just sitting still.
I'm just sitting there like, key. Your husband is still 6'10". If that motherfucker was 6 foot, I think it's one thing. But
why are you talking more about her husband than she was?
Facts.
I mean, you want to pay my mortgage, my guy? You work. I mean, shit, that's my problem. But if you want to pay it, you know what I'm saying? But I'm a bad influence for sure. Like, because I'm gonna tell you to do. I'm that little devil on your shoulder, right?
I always tell people I'm the devil on their shoulder. Now that I got one on my shoulder, I'm like, this is kind of fucked up. This is immoral.
But it's not because again, if he would have came in and see all in your ear, fight ensues, right? You man, bro, you risking. You know what I'm saying? Like you should have took her to the car.
Dog, man, that shit was just crazy. And the thing about it was just like. We out in the open, you have a ring on your finger, you're whispering into this random black man that you don't know, ear. And I'm cool, like I'm not, I honestly think if she had asked, as pretty as she was, had she had been approaching anyone else in the bar, it would have went a completely different direction. Because she's just one of those types of women where it's like, granted, I think she said she was 43. She still held herself pretty, like she was
Men
really
probably don't tell her no too often.
No, not many men are gonna tell her no, right? And me, I'm kind of like, I got a woman or whatever.
So can we be real? That's good. You have a woman. That should be the deciding factor.
Of course,
not her man. It should be your woman, right? Y'all knew. I think you still should have did it, but whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Listen,
y'all knew. If it don't work out, you go. It's a bad example.
I think me having my girl takes out the entertainment factor. Let's pretend I did not have my girl. I still think I would have turned her down because I'm. So let me tell you this story. When I was 18, oh man, this is gonna be bad. I don't give a fuck. I'm drunk. Whatever. When I was 18, the summer after senior year of high school, right? There was this girl that I kind of talked to on and off since I was in the 7th grade. At this point, she's pregnant by another dude. Now I knew the dude. We weren't necessarily friends, but I knew the dude. And I was just telling the story earlier.
How old were you?
18.
Okay. She was already pregnant. I'm here. I'm talking shit. I had a baby 18. Keep going.
Yeah, you talking shit with your hypocritical ass.
Excuse my statement.
She was pregnant as fuck by this other dude that we went to school with. But we still kind of chatted, whatever the case is. She gave me head while pregnant while he was at work.
I'm waiting on the problem.
He was at work, man. Like that.
I mean, did you want her to be at home when she did it?
Oh, I was at her crib. I went to see.
He was at. That's probably a good place for him to be then.
What the fuck is
I
wrong?
mean, if he was at the crib, it probably would have went different. So it sounded like he was where he needed to be. I'm sorry. Go ahead. You know, obviously my alcohol catching up.
You ain't shit, man. You have no moral
Nah,
compass. What's wrong with you, man?
I do have a moral compass. It's not for other people. Right? I'm telling motherfucker, act up.
So when it happened and he had came home, I was leaving, whatever.
Wait, y'all cross paths?
We crossed paths. I dap bro up on the way out the crib. I don't think he knew. To this day, I don't think he knows. And when I tell you, I never felt so bad. I'm rappers, and I always talk about this shit. Rappers always talk about fucking a dude's bitch, fucking a one man's woman. I'm asleep with your girl. I fuck your girl. Fuck your girl. Like they make that shit like a point of pride. I was driving Lyft earlier because and my passenger. I was talking about that shit where it's like we make that shit like it's something to be proud of. I never felt like more of a piece of shit in my life. And I told myself back then, I'm not gonna do this no more. Number one, because it's dangerous. Because had he came home early or came home for the fucking lunch break, I would have to throw hands with his ass with my pants around my ankles type shit. And I don't want to fight no other man naked. That shit is borderline
No
rainbow.
man is going to fight you naked. He'd have made you put your clothes on, bro. like, okay, I need to interrupt again. See,
Put your clothes on, I'm gonna beat your ass.
Nobody's wanting to fight nobody naked. But let me just say this, bro. I was raised in a different generation, right? Nobody's in looking to smash your girl. But in my generation, we grew up saying, hey, don't come to me and tell me my girl tried to give you some pussy and you didn't take it. Come tell me that shit she do that's special so I could cuss her the fuck out and be done. Because otherwise, it's your word against hers.
Hold
right?
on. Wait.
What I'm saying is don't come at me and tell me what somebody tried to do. Because now I got to pick who I believe. You feel what I'm saying? Every girl does something special. I don't care who she is, whether she blink her goddamn eyelashes on your booty hole or, you know what I'm saying? Whatever the hell she do is her move. Come to me and tell me she did her move. Otherwise, I can't believe you because I know what the move is, right? So you doing somebody a favor, right? You doing somebody a favor if you take that. You letting that man know, right? You letting that, well, you might not be letting that man know, but hey, Roger, they want to know if you didn't have a girl or if the lady was single, would you have
That's a good question, Roger. Roger, they say, real question. Did you want to sleep with her if she didn't have the husband, you didn't have the girl? Of course. She was fucking pretty as shit. I'd still be fucking her. And that was like 2 months ago. If I didn't have my woman, shout out to my boo. If I did not have my woman and she did not have a husband, we would not be having this conversation. She would just be another body on a long ass list, right? Like that it is what it is. However, because of those conditions, I just thought it was odd that she was approaching me because I thought married people respect the sanctity of marriage until the first weekend in October. And we was in
marriage
Philly.
is in about 48% in the divorce. So just throwing that out there as a stat.
Bro, the first night, man, I had this sister come up to me. It was a sister that looked like she was in maybe her early to mid 40s. And she called her stepdaughter. And she was probably in her stepdaughter. What did she say she was? I think she said she was 30, right? When I tell you that sister was all on me, like I'm attractive type shit. Like she was all on me saying that she was married and that was her stepdaughter. Now the sister was a sister. Her stepdaughter was like fucking Puerto Rican or Dominican or some shit.
Wait. Who's trying to holler at you? The stepdaughter or the stepmama?
The stepmama. The stepdaughter wasn't
the
looking at me.
stepmama as in the daddy's wife?
As in the daddy's wife looked like she went to high school with your ass. She was in her mid fucking 40s, bro.
Yeah,
I'm
they
like,
was trying to take you and do some Pornhub shit, bro. You should.
This is a whole Philly trip. This is all happening in a span of about 4 days in Philadelphia. I never experienced this shit. I get hit on from the ages of 0 to fucking 33, maybe 5 times.
Can I tell you what it is, bro, real quick? You have a woman. That changes you as a man. Women can see that shit. Like, you have a woman, bro. That shit shows. Because you don't look like you thirsty in the club or in the bar or wherever you at. So they're like, oh, he's not interested in me. Let me go be interested in him. You stand out, right? Like I asked a chick a long time ago. I was young. I'm old, so young to me was 30. Like, why are you trying to fuck with me? You know I got a wife. You're over 28 years old. You have a woman. She said, if you're over 28 and you're single, something's wrong with you. You don't got your shit together. It's too hard to get a decent man, right? And women and men sometimes are different. A lot of women will be like, like, okay, let's prime example, right? You get a girl, your homie be like, man, bro, she got any sisters, any cousins, or friends. A woman, she be like, oh, my girlfriend got a good man. I want him, right? She don't want one like him. They don't want to do the work. You know what I'm saying? But you stand out because you have a woman, bro. So you behave different. This is my opinion based on all the school I didn't go to, right? This is just purely based on some shit I feel right now.
I said that. I said, and I was joking. I was trolling in this Facebook group. I said, I want to get married because married men get all the hoes. I said that shit. And I was half-ass joking, but you ain't never lied because I went to that place. We would go to bars and shit. Yeah, I'd have my drinks, but I was not chasing skirts like I used to because I got a good woman. Like, my boo, I damn near want to say her first name in my life. Like, she cook, she bad, she whatever.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
So I'm there without the energy of chasing women. I'm there minding my goddamn business, right? And when I tell you I've never got so much traction from women in the span of 4 days in my entire life, like this sister was on me. And I'm like, man, come on, man, get off me. She's trying to kiss me on the cheek and you're so funny. Let me add you to this vacation group. Maybe we could travel together.
Pulled your meat out.
What fucking part of married don't you like? This is wild. And then the little girl who's closer to fucking 3 iterations of high school, a whole iteration of high school, closer to my age than she is. She's like, like this is just how my stepmom does, and I'm like,
I mean, Pop's cool with it. Obviously, he's sitting in the streets, right? Maybe you know what I'm saying.
We grew up being so possessed, and maybe y'all didn't grow up. I don't know how the fuck y'all rolled in Indiana, but in the Twin Cities, we grew up being possessive as fuck over our women. To just be cool with our women just going out, and we just here's how like sometimes in the medium security prisons where they let the prisoners go out and get a job type shit. Like I'm the warden, and you as my wife could just go out for the day and do whatever the fuck you want to do. Like we didn't grow up with that shit. Like that's just not how we roll where I come from. We possessive as fuck. Like for example, my boo, shout out to my boo. Yesterday, was it yesterday? Maybe 2 days ago. She spends the night sometimes because she stays in like by the airport, and I stay in east one of the east suburbs.
So she out Camp Creek area. You on the other side.
I'm on the other side, right? So she stays the night. So she gets dressed one morning, like 2 days ago, right? She wore these fitted jeans. I look at her like, cause she's getting dressed, and I said, "Where the hell you think you going with these jeans?" And as a joke, I went and got this fucking cover, and I put it over her ass like we won the motherfucking Shahara law, and it's the middle of motherfucker. I said, "You better put this shit on. What the fuck is wrong with you?" Because as a man, that is what, like, I'm not about to have a bunch of, you already get attention from dudes. Like,
I was going to say, bro, and she could wear a fucking Barrett costume. It don't matter. She got
a fucking Eskimo snowsuit. It don't matter. You don't get attention from men. But now you wearing these fitted jeans and your ass sticking out. I'm not going. So as a joke, I put the cover over her. She was like, oh, okay, kiki. She goes out about her business. Because that's just what we do. But to be like, not only is that fine, but go ahead and go out and find somebody. That shit is just bonkers to me.
That's a different level.
It happen on porn websites, and every now and then it'll happen. But to have that shit happen like 5 times over the span of 4 days between me and my boys, that shit was crazy.
Yeah. You out there in the wild. See, don't fool yourself, bro. You live in the ATL. It's theirs like a motherfucker. You just ain't in the right spot. So you hit the right spot. You probably landed at a swinger bar or something like that, little party you was just unaware of or something. It must have been a weekend. You know what I'm saying, with a little events or something. But bro, this shit it's not like it's not as uncommon as you believe it is, right? Like it's not. Like when you find out, I had a homie, bro. Like I had to ask him one time. Granted, he's a white dude. His wife's not white, but he always used to say, man, if you ever want to hang out, with the wife or something, just let me know. And I'm like, that was weird to me. I was like, that's weird, but I just skip over that. So one time I'm like, bro, what exactly do you mean? Right? Because, you keep saying this shit and I'm confused. Because to me, I'm misunderstanding the words that you are saying. He was like, no, you're not. I was like, oh, okay. I thought I was. Right? It's just not, it's not abnormal, bro. I think you got that look, right? You're a little older now, right? You know what I'm saying? You got your first of all, I'm jealous of that full beard. I'm this is as much as I'm ever gonna have. Uh, but that's just a different world. Motherfuckers is free, right? You know, you it's a different world, bro. And I'm surprised it took you this long to have that experience. Granted, they bombarded your ass in a short period of time, but you didn't got the girlfriend, so you stand out now, right? You a real man, right? They
God
see
damn
it.
it. This
You
shit is
your behavior
wild,
changes.
man. All them years, 21 years old, 22, 24, 25, whatever. I'm in bars just chasing, like
You
no
chasing,
luck.
bro,
I mean, chasing like a
because
motherfucker.
everybody's chasing.
I was minding my own business, and now they come to me like aggressive, like, and that shit is just. It was just a complete like switch. Hold on, my battery savers on. Roger Nate.
You probably want to get your laptop plugged in.
Yeah, yeah.
Hey,
Let me get
I'm gonna step away for 1 second. I just gotta hit this pisser, bro. I can't even hold it. So give me give me to my bathroom right outside the studio.
oh, no
Give me
worries.
2 minutes. I'll be right the fuck back.
All right.
I'm gonna mute
Roger
this
Nate,
goddamn.
is you that my guy's gone? Is you down to be passed around like that? Like, I need to know who on that freaky shit, man. Is anybody else watching this shit besides Roger Nate? Is you on that freaky shit, Queen? Because if you on that freaky shit, I need to know. Because maybe I'm just a good Christian boy, a child of God, that just don't understand how the fuck y'all be getting down in these streets. Because when I tell you that shit opened up my eyes to some new horizons I never knew existed, it really did. You know what I mean? And that's what the hard part is for me, because I just don't. I really never was getting no attention like that. Oh God! So Roger Nate, I need you to tell a choir, is you down if your boo? And I know you always got a boo. You try to be acting like you're single, but you always got a boo, low key. If your boo said, "Go ahead, Roger Nate, go out and get some loving from another man," would you be down? Hmm? Roger Nate, is you still there? Man, I had a badass day. If Roger Nate ain't there, I'm just gonna sit here and talk. I'm sick of corporate. I really am. I don't like this shit no more at all. Bunch of bullshit. And that's what's got me drinking. I don't want to do this shit no more. But the problem is, what I want to do, this Saveka, that's right. We're drinking good Saveka.
What you
That
sipping
cheap,
on? What you sipping on?
I'm drinking some Saveka, man. That cheap shit. I'm broke.
Bro, listen, ain't nothing wrong with drinking cheap shit. It actually work better. You
I
know
ain't
what I'm
drank
saying?
this
It's
cheap
that
shit since like
high price shit that you're
2004.
supposed to sip slow and not get drunk. I like my motherfucking alcohol to work.
Yeah, I normally, because I like the way that it goes down better. Like, I try to drink a little bit more expensive shit,
So wait, you
especially
drinking straight vodka, my guy?
no.
Oh, I was finna say, oh, you party with them white girls too long.
Hell no, hell no. I got to get up and log into work tomorrow, and I got a whole ass presentation. But I'm over corporate, man. Like, I don't want to do this shit. We were talking about this shit offline, but
Yes, sir. We not gonna do that to your career while
nah.
while we on live, bro. So so you in a dating, man? I got a homie. I've been trying to get him on, bro. On the show. He's going through it. Like I shouldn't even say going through it. My guy been sending me screenshots of the messages he going like the chick's profile. I know I'm switching subjects here because but
Mhm.
bro, it's unfucking reasonable out here for a single dude, right? This chick's is asking crazy ass questions. Like one chick listed all her flaws, right? Like, and she was like, "But you have to take me how I am." I said, "Bro, if you don't block this motherfucker," but I'm looking and I'm like, it's unreal. I don't think a lot of people know what the average salary is, right? There are chicks saying, "Hey, my dude got to make 200K." Cool. What do you make? She's like, "I make sandwiches." You know what I'm saying? Like that what you do, right? Like, yeah. It's we are in we're in a weird spot, right? Like I've immersed myself in other people's dating life, right? Because I ain't trying to fuck with that shit, but it's crazy out here, bro. And I'm looking and I see the chick who was too good for Olive Garden, bro, bro.
I got so much to say. Hold on, let me get my charger. Give me 1 second.
Man, get your charger, bro. We finna talk. I'm gonna see if I can pull up some shit too. Why? Ooh, let me do that real quick. Yeah, this some crazy shit. So let me see if I can pull up the one from the other day. Where that shit at? She said she got to make $1,000 a day. That shit fucking crazy. Let me see. find this shit real quick. And where's that shit at? Shit's crazy, crazy, crazy. Upload that one real quick. All right, still chilling. Yeah, this is for whoever's checking this shit out. Like this dating game shit is fucking crazy. I don't have nothing but sympathy for y'all. Y'all being the men. I ain't got as much sympathy for the women. Y'all still got some. Y'all still got some good choices. Y'all don't want them, but y'all still got some good choices. So let me try to find this fucking video though. It was crazy. Let's see here. Actually, I'm gonna drop that out. Oh, where's Aston? I'm just waiting on him to come back though. Actually let me go in the studio mode. That way I don't edit the shit while I'm live. Let's see what we got going. I'm gonna add some shit to this one. You back? I'm
Yep.
looking at trying to add some shit real quick.
Okay, cool.
Let me see. Cause this is some shit I done seen. I'm like, ugh. I'm like, what the fuck? Let me see if I can find this shit. Anyway, so the shit with the fucking, what do you want to call it? I don't know what you want to call it, bro. The shit with the lady not going to Olive Garden was crazy to me, right? Like super crazy to me.
Mhm.
Um, I don't know. I was at a loss of fucking words, man. You know what I'm saying? Like it just
Yeah.
didn't make sense to me.
So, first of all, like I was telling my boy, we got to understand it. Number one, that was a skit, all right? But I do know that there are women out here that truly believe in that shit. But for the women that do believe in that shit, I think there's just a lack of self awareness out here, right? Where you think that you're, what's an expensive restaurant? Ruth Chris, Manny's. I don't know. I don't
And
be,
you in the A shit. It's a lot of options out there.
yeah, I don't take
Shit.
these women to none of them motherfuckers. But think of an expensive ass steakhouse. If you think you that type of girl, then men generally take you to that type of place because you attract those type of men. But if you are Olive Garden, Cheesecake Factory, Applebee's ass chick, that is generally you attract what the fuck you are. Women refuse to believe that, right? Because there are certain women that have never had men. But the thing is, so I'll say this too. I think attractive women, like if you're a beautiful woman, let's say you're a 9 or a 10 or an 8 or whatever the case is. If you're a beautiful woman, you attract all men. Rich men, poor men, everything in between. You choose the type of men that think taking you to a cheesecake factory is satisfactory, right? Like that is the
I,
type of man that you chose. If
I
you are
mean, I think it's
300 pounds,
satisfactory. God damn it. Shit, I'm gonna keep it real.
if you are 300 pounds and 5'2" and you look like Honey Boo Boo, a millionaire is not going to approach you. It's just not going to happen. So generally speaking, the type of men that are attracted to that type of woman are only going to take you to McDonald's because that's just the type of man you attract. But if you are an attractive woman, like you are baddie, like real fine woman, all type of men are going to approach you. But if you choose that type of man that's going to take you to those subpar places, that's on you. If you end up at fucking
True that.
Cheesecake Factory and you have attracted to a cheesecake check, I'm gonna take you to Cheesecake Factory. If you choose a motherfucker like me because I make you laugh or giggle and I'm broke as shit and can't afford to take you to Ruth Chris, which is very likely, then that's your fault. right? You need to go and do what the fuck you gotta do.
Nah, bro. Can we stop? Nah, nobody should be. I shouldn't say nobody. So here's what I would say. Where do you take yourself? If you treat yourself, Mrs. Lady, to McDonald's and to IHOP and to why the fuck am I gonna treat you better than you treat you? Right? Like, I'm dating you, right, lady? I'm dating you. I shouldn't treat you better than you treat you. I'm just gonna keep it real, right? Like, I mean, I can, but why am I going out of my way to I don't even know if I'm gonna like you, right? So I'm gonna spend $200 to find out if I like you when I can go to the rub and tug for 150.
It's
You know what I'm saying? Get the same end result. I don't know. I don't get it.
A woman's counter to that generally is, well, I do take myself to those places.
Well, let me see
Not
your
regularly.
receipts. Okay, well, this is regular. I just met you.
That's the thing where it's like you take yourself to those places once a fucking year, god damn it, because you know damn well you don't on a regular 3-4 times a week eat a $75 steak because it's wang fu or cut or the fucking cow died of natural causes or whatever the fuck it is. You know damn well you not taking yourself to those places on the regular. So
Absolutely
the places that you go to on the regular, I'm talking if I'm going out to eat and I'm not eating at home, I'm eating at these places. This is the place that you eat. If you're not eating at them places, do not have those expectations. So you're 100% right. But the women's counter that is, I go to Wang Fu Steakhouse, or I don't know where any of these expensive ass steakhouses is in Atlanta because I can't fucking afford them. But I just say Ruth Chris because that's the only rich motherfucking steakhouse that I know. If you regularly go to Ruth Chris, then you can expect to go to Ruth Chris. But y'all once, twice, 3 times a year going to Ruth Chris on your motherfucking birthday and maybe New Year's or some shit like that, that is not regular. And you have these expectations that are way beyond the way that you treat yourself. It's goofy. And like you said, Matt, most of the time, the men don't even fucking know if they're going to like you or not. They're probably not because your conversation is probably boring. Here's the thing that I found with pretty women. I've probably been out on dates with in 33 years. I've been dating since I was 18. In 15 years, I've probably been on dates with 5. I say 8s and higher, like 8s, 9s, and 10s. 4 or 5 pretty women where it's like certified. I'm proud to be out in public with these types of women, right? The thing that I found with attractive women as opposed to the fatties that I've been out with and the overweight, unattractive women, it is what it is. Y'all know what the fuck y'all are. Stop playing. The thing that I found with the attractive women compared to the unattractive women have personalities. Why do they have
no choice?
Because they fucking have no choice.
They have no choice.
Fuck else you gonna rely on?
I mean,
an attractive woman, you ain't gotta say shit. Keep your mouth closed, put on some makeup, cross them legs. You know, women cross their right knee over their left knee, and them thighs
they practice that shit.
Fucking dress. That's all you gotta do. Don't say shit.
But
and
you
can
know,
get very far in life. You can get out of
you can get very far early on, but when you start to age out, because you will, and you lose, right? I don't care if you are black, white, Chinese. I don't give a fuck what your nationality is. At a certain point, you're going to age out of beauty. Now, you can be a very attractive 45-year-old, but you're probably not as attractive as the attractive 25 equivalent, right?
So, because I'm part of the poor man's struggle, I drive Uber and Lyft, right? And I can't tell you how many women, 43, 45, 47, 51 years old, they get in my car and they'll tell me, because I ask questions. Like, you just not going to tell me a story and I'm going to take that shit at face value.
Right, I need all the details.
I'm going to ask you motherfucking questions. Well, what did you hear? What did you there? Do you think of this? Did he say this? What did this? Blah, blah, blah. Let me get a better understanding. And once I get down to the root cause of shit, I hear a lot. Men do not approach me at the rate that they did in 1998.
And they won't.
For 51 years old. 51 years old.
They won't.
For the 39 and 41 year olds. Men do not approach me like they did in 2004.
And they won't.
For the 55-year-olds, men did not approach me like they did in 92.
And they won't.
Because beauty fades, right? And when I try to explain this shit to a 24-year-old or a 23-year-old, they just don't get it. They just don't get it. These old hags that be in the backseat of my car.
Damn, bro, you hit them with the old hags, though.
These old hags that be in the backseat of my car that are pretty, don't get me wrong. If I was single, I'll wear that ass out. But you old. I got a long list of women before I get to your ass. These old hags that sit in the backseat of my car. I have these conversations, and it finally clicks for them. in 2023, when it should have clicked for your ass in 2013 or 2003, that beauty fades, right? But when you're at that age, you can sit there and you can pop your gums like I'm above the fucking Cheesecake Factory and I'm not gonna settle. Black women hate that goddamn word, but they use it so much. Settle, whatever the case is. And then time passes you by and so does life, because every 10 years, every year, another 23-year-old steps into the market.
So I think and you're right. I think a big part of the misunderstanding is they have a vagina and every man still wants action and activity and access to it. So a man that's shooting, listen, people know themselves, right? People know themselves and what they feel they can do. So a lot of dudes are still shooting at them, just not at the same rates because there's younger, hotter chicks, right? And then you have to be realistic. And I have this discussion with people multiple times, damn near a day. A 25-year-old man has almost no market value in the dating market to a woman because he's a horny dude, just want to stick his dick somewhere, right? A 25-year-old woman is the exact opposite. To a lot of men, she's at the age where she still can bear children. She's got a lot of life left in her, right? And on the flip, as a man gets to, typically, obviously times change, but as a man gets to his older, close to 40, in the 40s, you start to peak in your career. You have more resources. You become, I would say, a better target, right, for more women, right? So shit's different. But I don't think a lot of people understand, and nobody is willing to have those conversations. Like there are certain things that impact your life, right? As a woman, age as it comes by, right? That's just life. I don't make the rules; we just live by them, right? It's kind of messed up, but again, I don't make the rules. How many kids you have? How many people you have kids by? That's the struggle right there. A lot of people don't understand that every baby daddy you have has a detrimental impact to who is willing to date you, and not because you're a bad person, because all kind of shit happens. But let's just look at it this way. You meet a chick, she's got 4 kids by 4 dudes, right? You are technically number 9 in the list out from the start, right? She's got, and I'm gonna go further. I'm gonna say 10. She's got her, she's got the 4 kids, right? That's 5 out the gate, and then the 4 baby daddies, they got to be before you. So you number 10 out the gate. But the problem being number 10 is you have to behave like you're still number 1. You got to fund everything. You got to protect everybody. And at the end of the day, you're going to be reminded who the fuck you are. So that has an impact. There are dudes that will absolutely be amazing stepfathers, right? I have some homies that are amazing stepfathers, right? Most of them have kids themselves, right? So it's not like they're doing something they're asking for what they can't give and not giving what they can't ask for. But nobody, and I will stand on this shit like Draymond, choking a motherfucker. No male that I have ever met, and you probably haven't met one either, said I can't wait to be a stepdad when they were growing up.
Ever.
Right?
Ever.
So that has an impact, right? Women are different than men. Women don't. I'm sure there are a lot of women that's like, hey, I'm not dating to do with kids, but I don't see too many of them.
Not as frequent. So I got a question for you.
Yes,
So
sir.
you say your son ain't got no kids, right?
Yes, sir.
If he called you next week and said, "Hey, Dad, I met this great woman," you said, "Hey, great son, tell me about her." And he said she got 3 kids by 2 dudes, and it don't even fucking matter what the fuck you say after that shit. What is you gonna say after you say she got 3 kids by 2 dudes?
Well, so my son doesn't want children, so that's already going to be. He said, "Dad, I don't want kids," and I said, "Well, you probably don't want a wife, right? Because she might want one. You got to find that woman who doesn't want kids, who also doesn't have kids, which is tough." But I'm gonna have some real life discussions. What got you? I want to meet this chick, right? Because there's something I'm missing, right? Or I mean, her kids living with her husband, her ex-husband. I'm not gonna, listen. Here's who I am.
He said her kids is living with her.
Here's who I'm gonna love my kids, no matter what, right?
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna So I'm gonna give you the best information I can give you
Yep.
and support you in the best way I can. Now, if you threw the multiples out there, kind of, I was prepared for the speech, but I wasn't prepared for the multiple, right? Because there's a lot of shit. Like it's a lot of shit that can happen in a relationship, right? A woman can lose her, husband to just death, right? You could be a widow. We started having multiple baby daddies. That's difficult because you have a track record. Um,
Bad decisions. Let me tell you,
Poor pussy management.
hundred
Excuse
percent.
excuse the terminology, right? But that's how I look at it, and I look at it that way because there's two. If you have no desire to be a wife or a mother, right? It doesn't matter. You do what the hell you want, right? If you have no desire, right? It doesn't matter. You live your life how you want. Me and my guy go round and round. He's like, "Oh, women need to do this." Like, bro, some women are not models, but they want to go to Turks and Caicos, right? They got to live a certain life. They got to do shit, right? Nobody's taking them, so they got to earn their own, right? And that's cool. You got to realize what kind of life you want to live and live it to the best of your ability. But if you want to be somebody's wife and you want to be someone's mother, right? And you want to be, you got to make decisions and put you on the right path because you can always be those two things, but it's going to be more difficult by making decisions that put you in a bad way.
Yeah, I mean, and it's simple where it's like if you see a high school basketball or a high school athlete that says they want to go to the NCAA and play Division One, and they're not even on the goddamn team, you're gonna say, well, how do you plan on doing this? How do you plan on attracting recruiters? How do you plan on attracting interest? How do you plan on getting an offer to go to those schools? But when you say if you want to be a wife out here having kids by men that aren't gonna be your husband, and dressing one out every night and drinking yourself into a stupor while your mother watches the kids, how's that going to attract any husband? They're baffled. They're like, I don't get it. A real man's going to love me for me, et cetera, et cetera. You start making excuses, and it
It's
makes
accountability.
you're not doing anything to put yourself in place to attract these things. You just think that because you have a vagina, because you're a woman, motherfuckers are gonna come out the trees and they're gonna approach you, which is fucked up
But
because
it's always been that way,
they approach you. Don't get me wrong, but it ain't necessarily for marriage, right?
right?
Because you have a vagina, you get that shit mixed up between someone approaching you for sex and someone approaching you to spend the rest of their life with you and giving you the rights to cut the cord if they ever go into coma, right? Like there's a difference. And
Damn, I like how you said that. I got to use that.
and the thing about it is where it's like you I just don't understand like and I was in this group yesterday where they were talking about you know who's more emotionally intelligent between men and women, right? And I said that women are less emotionally intelligent across the board because you can have a woman that is a Harvard graduate, a Spelman grad, very, very smart, intelligent, and she gets duped by the neighborhood dude that has three kids by three baby
She
mamas.
wasn't duped, but continue.
Because your emotions get attached, and that's exactly that's what you fall for. Where we know you can build, rockets and you can solve equations and build bridges because you're an engineer, et cetera, et cetera. But as soon as you get those fuzzy feelings, you fall. Like
Stigmatized.
you stigmatize, right? So it's like, how do you? And I know your daughter just got married; she's pregnant. What did you tell her? And she's young as shit too, right? Where what did
23.
you tell her that it appears that other fathers or like fathers that weren't present did not tell their
So
daughters to avoid going down that path to
there's
becoming the fourth baby mama, and
there's there's a
etc.
lot that plays into that, right?
Okay.
And I think people misunderstand the father being in the home, right?
Mm,
Not just being active. Being an active father is great, but you're active while you're present,
mm,
right? You are not active. Like if you have your kids every other weekend or every weekend for that matter, or 4 days a week, there's 3 days a week you don't,
mm,
right? It's a couple of pieces, right? Like my son-in-law came to me before they were married, and he said, I look at how you treat your wife, I look at how much y'all love each other, and I see your daughter has has all those features, right?
mm,
She saw what she needed to see growing up, and that shit hit me in the soul, right? Because I'm
mm.
like, it's the teachings, but it's also what they see. I can tell you all day, don't eat candy, but if you watch me eat candy all day, you're gonna eat some fucking candy too, right? So it's multiple pieces, I think, right? I had an open discussion type relationship with my children. I tell my children, you can tell me anything. As long as you tell me first, I'm not gonna be mad about it, no matter what it is. Now,
Mhm.
I might cuss you out and say that was stupid as shit, but I'm not gonna hold it against you. If I have to hear it from somebody else, that's when it becomes a problem. So we have an open dialogue about who you're dating, when you started drinking, when you smoke weed for the first, like we have open dialogue. Um, and that matters because your kids can come to you and ask you questions and say things to you. And my daughter's on boyfriend. Well, I will say boyfriend. He was boyfriend number two, right?
Mm,
He's the second dude she's dated. Like when she dated the first guy that she started dating, she came to me, she introduced him to us,
mhm.
and I'm like, okay, cool, right? It's not something you had to hide. You were comfortable enough to come to us and say, Dad, this is mom and dad, this is my boyfriend, right? And so we just had that family bond and that communication and that upbringing of here's how you treat a woman, right? And my shit's not perfect. I'm not gonna sit there and pretend that me and my wife never argued in front of the kids or anything like that because that would be bullshit, right? We're human. But one of the things I stressed growing up with my kids growing up is I'm going to take my kids to see shit. So some motherfucker with a ticket to Atlanta doesn't seem like a king, right? So by
Mm.
the time my daughter was 16, she had been to Cayman Islands, she's been to Jamaica, Bahamas, and Mexico, and all these other exotic places, right? All over the United States as well, and Canada and all this other shit. But she's been to all these exotic places so that somebody can't pull up with some surprising, exciting
I've heard
trip
that.
to ATL or trip to Miami or some shit like that, right? That
Mhm.
shit that was done. And I also expressed to my daughter, I said, listen, and I don't know if this was right or wrong, but I expressed to her whole life. I said, I want to be the only man you ever need in your life so your husband can be the man you want.
Ooh,
Once he becomes your husband, you're his responsibility at that point. Right?
facts.
I no longer want to be the man that you need. But until you meet him, right? I don't want you to need another man. Because if you need somebody, that's different than if you want somebody,
Mm,
right? If like I tell my homies, I'm like, man, y'all can be passport bros if you want, but if you go get a chick who needs you for your resources to live, you will never know how she feels about you.
fact.
Right? You will never know how she feels about you. And people, well, man, you make more money than your wife, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, that shit hasn't been forever. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna sit here and
Mhm.
bullshit you. I don't have a degree. Right? I didn't graduate high school. Right? I had to hustle and do a lot of shit to get where I'm at. But you from my perspective, I'm like, listen, until you get married, I want to be the only man that you ever need. If you absolutely need something in your life, Dad, I'm short on rent. I'm short on, or I need food. Whatever that shit is, I got you. Right? When
Mhm.
you find that man that you say, hey, I love this man. I like this man. I want this man. I'm gonna get out your way.
Mm,
Right? At my daughter's wedding, I told my son-in-law, hey, she is now your responsibility.
mm,
I'm still here, right? I'm the safety net, right? If some shit go wrong, but she's your responsibility. That means if some shit happens, you gotta die first. Then I gotta die, right? Like you in line now, right? Because before you, I was here. I was the one that stepped in front of the bullet, right? And don't get me wrong, I'll still do some shit like that. But now that's your responsibility. Um, if I'm not gonna call and yell at my daughter, I'm gonna yell at y'all. Y'all are a unit now, right? So I stressed and tried to ingrain into my children and my daughter especially, like, hey, you don't have to get up under some dude who talks good
mm,
to try to sell you a dream, right? When you meet somebody, his and don't get me wrong, I'm not saying he shouldn't be exciting, he shouldn't be fun, he shouldn't be all these other things. What I'm saying is I don't want you to be like, oh, I've never seen anything like this. He must love me because he got a few bucks, right?
mm,
Or he, mind running up his credit card, or you know what I'm saying, shit like that. So from my perspective, I try to instill those things, but I'm gonna give myself 15% credit and give the other 85% to my wife, who was
mm,
a loving, amazing mother, who was a great, amazing wife, who showed my daughter, a lot of things. And my daughter and my wife are different. You know what I'm saying? Like there are some things where sometimes I look at my wife and like, man, you taught her that shit. Like, why she ain't acting right in this aspect? Right? He's like, that's on you. She got that trait from you. But overall, I give, I'm gonna say 85% credit to my wife because there's a lot of times when I wasn't home because I was trying to provide.
Hmm.
Right? I'm working in China, I'm working in India, I'm working in Paris, I'm working in, you know, in Amsterdam, I'm working in South Korea. I mean, I was all over the world, and when
Hmm.
I wasn't home, my wife was holding it down.
Mm.
Right? And so I don't want to take credit. It's just she had a strong family unit, right? And that has an immense value, especially today, right? So I look at my life when I was her age, right? I had my son at 18. Now we're different because we had kids. I had a son in 95 and we still together,
Hmm.
right? So our situation is rather abnormal for today's time. But we had that unit, man, to and again I give my wife mad credit. We had that unit, that family structure to raise decent people. Right? Now there's always you can do everything right and somebody can still fuck up.
Yeah.
All you can do is arm people with the information and the shit they need. I was impressed with the I shouldn't say impressed. I was impressed because I love the young man, but I was very, very happy that she chose a regular guy.
Mm.
Right? And what I mean by a regular dude, not a drug dealer, not uh obviously they didn't meet in high school because they're a little older, but
Mm.
not the basketball star, not the stereotypical problematic dudes that a lot of women fall for. Now
Right.
I can't. I pray to whatever control is above me that my daughter's marriage lasts at least 10 years longer than mine. Right, at a bare minimum, my shit's still going. So if my shit ends in 5 years, we got 30 plus, right? So I'll take that.
Hmm.
I hope that hers lasts 10 years, at least 10 years longer than mine. But even if it doesn't, she started trying to do life right.
Right.
And this is where I tell some of my guys, I'm like, there's a difference between a chick who just spit out some babies and a chick who had a baby by her husband and it didn't work
Mm.
out. Right? I'll never hold that against anybody because you don't pick who fails. Right? I had a homie that was a perfect dude and then he got off into gambling and fucked his whole life up. Another homie got into drugs, fucked his whole life up.
You know,
It's not the women's fault, right? That's some shit happened.
and the thing about what I'm gathering is like the presence of you alone, of physically being there and having those conversations. Because I talked to all of my exes and my current about, well, what did your dad tell you? As far as like choosing a man, etc. Because I was in rough relationships before you. Maybe it's just this game that they're telling me, right? But let's
That's probably
pretend that
true, bro.
they're being sincere. Let's pretend they're being sincere. I was in rough relationships before you. This dude, he wouldn't even pay for dinner and he wouldn't hold the door and he was so emotionally abusive and he said mean things to me, whatever. And I'm like, well, what did your dad tell you about choosing a mate? Crickets. To where it's like they don't have that experience of either one, their dad was not around at all, or two, he was around, but like you said, I saw him every other weekend, or I saw him during the summers, etc. Or three, he was present every day, but he never had these conversations with me. Do whatever makes you happy because it made them uncomfortable. Me personally, I don't have any kids, right? But if I choose to have children, I'm in their business.
You
Now,
have to be,
from the moment that you like this boy in elementary school, oh, tell me about him. Oh, why do you like him? Okay, you like his hair. All right, cool. You like that he likes cars. All right, tell me. All right, what about the cars that makes you happy? Okay, cool. Is he nice to you? All right, maybe you should look out for this. And then as you get older and you turn into teenagers, okay, what do you like about this ninja? Okay, he's on the basketball team. He's popular. Other girls like him. Is that the type of what I'm saying? Where it's like I'm having these conversations from the
right,
moment that you're in elementary school all the way through womanhood. And if people look at me like, oh, you don't have kids, you don't understand. I just
bro.
I don't get uncomfortable around shit. I
But
could
we,
call my mama right now and tell her
right,
about the shit that I just took 12 minutes ago and how I ran out of condoms with
bro.
my girlfriend and now we
Listen,
can't
and
get the
that's
ball game
how
so
it's
we can't have sex
supposed to
anymore.
be.
Huh?
Right? That's how it's supposed to be. You're supposed to have those conversations with your kid. I
Yep.
told both my kids, hey,
Mhm.
if y'all need condoms, you come to me. You let me know. I'll buy them. I'll get them for you. I'm not hey, you shouldn't have sex. You know the rules, right? I'm going to tell you the risks of sex
Mm-hmm.
because I was told don't have sex, and that was the extent of it,
Wow.
right? Right? That was it. You don't have sex. You're not ready. You're too young. Cool, but tell me about it because this VHS tape with Sweet Dick Willie putting barbecue sauce on his meat and he's sucking it off. Right? It looks real interesting, right? But just
Oh
for
man.
nobody to tell me nothing, right?
My
And you think
mama
I'm
would get
bullshitting, bro? But I'm not bullshitting. There was a Sweet Dick Willie, who, you know what I'm saying, porno star back in the day. He put barbecue sauce on this shit and they sucked it off, right? Crazy. And unfortunately, as a young teen, I watched this shit, which misguided my life for a very long time. Um, but you have to have, like a lot of black men, especially black men, are like, "Oh, my daughter ain't dating." You know, you see the little Will Smith and Mike Martin Lawrence when they did the Bad Boys. That's how we're gonna be. I don't want to be that way because
Mhm.
you're not stopping anything. You're just making people hide shit. So if you want to do your best to raise a functional daughter, right? And I don't mean like raise. This is probably gonna sound. I didn't raise my daughter to be some man's wife. I didn't. Right? I will say a lot of the shit that I said to my daughter. People be like, "Oh man, you don't tell women that." I, enjoy your life. Be free. And you are
Mm,
young. Enjoy your youth. Understand the consequences of your actions, whatever they are.
mm,
Right? And there's some things me and my daughter disagreed on. Right? But that's life. We have those conversations. Right?
mhm.
I'm not going to say, "Hey, you shouldn't do that." Therefore, that's the end of the conversation. Like, "Hey, you should
Mm,
do that." But if you're gonna do it, let's be smart about it.
right.
Right? Like when I found out my daughter smoked weed, I'm like, now I have to be the man who who makes sure the person you get it from is okay,
Hmm.
right? Luckily, I had people in that have farms and shit like that, so I ain't got to worry about the. But that's who I am. Like, okay, I've never smoked weed a day in my life, bro. I'm 47 years old.
Damn.
Never smoked weed a day in my life,
Goodness
right?
gracious.
I had my first THC experience with an edible. It's the only things I've ever had is edibles at age 43. I had my first drink at 32. I'm not the typical person in that aspect,
Right.
right? So when my daughter came to me and she's like, "Dad, I smoke." Like that's most people ain't hearing that shit from their kid,
Mm,
right? Like we had those conversations. I'm like, okay, how do I make sure you do this shit that's wrong in my opinion the right way,
right. Right.
right? And that's what a lot of fathers don't do. Oh, my kids ain't. Your kids gonna do that shit, bro.
So, so as a father, right? Were you always just that type of person to be open with your children, or was that something that you had to get through over time? Get
Me and
to
the
over time.
me and the wife talked about it, right? Very early on, right? Like what didn't our parents do for us or say to us or how do we act different and how do we be better, not that we had bad parents. I thought, and I'm gonna say thought, at the time when I grew up I thought I had the best mom on earth. Turns out my kids have the best mom on earth, right?
Mm,
I was blessed to be able to see a mother better than one I had in the same house with my children, right?
that's real.
So for me that shit was godly, right? um but you have to realize, like, I also had a father who was very open with us to a certain extent, right? We did not talk about sex. We
Mhm,
didn't, right? That this He was a different generation, but we talked about a lot of other shit.
mhm.
And that's just it, bro. So you just gotta have them people, man. Right? That you gotta have that communication, bro. You look drunk as hell over there. You all right, man?
No, you good. I was trying to put my house shoes on.
But long story short, you just gotta do the tough shit, bro.
Mm,
You're going to talk to your daughter about sex or some other man is. He's
that's real.
probably not gonna have the same interests as you, right? So if you're uncomfortable talking about it, you better realize there's gonna be another motherfucker that's really not. There's gonna be a motherfucker
Facts.
trying to convince your kid, "Hey, bro. This is what we do as men, right? We try to talk women out of their panties, right?
Mhm.
That's what we do. As we get older, the methods change, right? I remember being a young kid, bro. We motherfucker tried everything. You want to hear this new Jodeci CD? Come check this tape out, right? You know what I'm saying? Or it is whatever it is, bro. We tried
It
everything
was
under the
Usher from
sun,
my generation, but no, you're
right?
right, man. Like, listen, like,
Somebody better talk to him.
no, and that's the thing too, where it's like, oh man, so much game where it's just that conversation. It made so much more of a difference in the lives of your daughter, where it's feel comfortable coming to me, because I've heard so
Absolutely.
many women where it's like, I would never tell my mom. I mean, women weren't even telling their mom they was on their period, right? Like not their dad, their mom. They weren't even comfortable telling their mom they're on their period, let alone telling their dad they smoke weed or I had a crush on this boy or
Yeah,
whatever the
you gotta
case
be able to
is.
talk about it.
And I want, as I look at, like, so, okay, so me and my girlfriend probably gonna end up getting married. Like, I mean, who
Why
knows?
else would you date her? Like, just keep it real, right? That's the goal if somebody fuck it up, but
Facts, facts. So we end up getting married. We have kids, right? You want to have that platform to where you can come to any of us, and I don't want to react. I want to set that standard early, where it's like, hey, if you have an issue or if there's a guy you like, or you're going through woman problems, now, I may not be as educated on it. I may have to point you to your mom, right? Where it's like, I'm not exactly as educated on this. To my knowledge, this is what you have to do, but confirm with your mom. And obviously, me and her mom talk every day, all day. But
right.
so you're on the same level, but it's or on the same page. But I think that's so important. With raising daughters, because I see so many women out here where it's just like, I should not, especially my friends, platonic relationships, where I'm like, I should not have to tell you this. Your dad should have told you this at 17. Like,
But
this
it's nothing
is,
wrong with stepping up, bro, because they need the guidance.
damn.
Right? And I'm not saying all women by any means, but there's a lot of women that need guidance, right? Like, and then there's some that just fucking know better, right? I had a
Mm,
friend of mine, a friend of ours. She used to always come to me, "Hey, I met this dude. What you know about him?" I'm gonna tell you the fucking truth. She came to
mm,
me one time. She's like, "I'm gonna stop telling you about dudes I'm dating because I don't like what you say." I said, "You don't want to hear the truth?" She said, "Man, it's never good." I said, "You pick the same motherfucker with a different name every time."
facts.
Right? I mean, to the point where one of our friends, and I love her to death, she's like, "What do you think about this dude?" I'm like, he beats up girls, right? I have a friend, he beat her up. They still dated. He fucked her up.
Damn.
And she called me, you were so right. I said, "Listen, I'm sorry that you went through that shit. But you went through that shit by choice because
Facts.
you were armed with the information." Right? I feel bad for the situation you were in, but don't mistake me feeling bad that what he did to you for me feeling like you couldn't have made a better decision. Right? There's responsibility. No man should ever hit a woman, right?
Mhm.
Or anybody for that matter, right? Motherfuckers get hit though, but nobody's never hit anybody. But if I tell you, this man, this is what he does, and you date him, you started dating him, understanding you're most likely going to be in that situation. Now, this situation was a little different because he fucking tried to kill her, right? Which was crazy. Like, she was in the fucking bathroom against the bathroom door with a foot on the tub, keeping him out. And the police had to come. He broke her arm and all kind of like his goal was to, right. So it's not cool. I'm like, you were already aware that men, like, certain shit happens, we escalate. We don't
Mhm.
get calmer. So, you know, some women you can tell them everything, and then some women just gotta learn the hard way.
Mm.
And that specific friend, she got married recently. He's an amazing dude. He loves her. He takes care of her. Like, it's a beautiful thing. She had to grow into the right shit. I had another homie. She posted some shit on Facebook because she's always go through shit. Um, and she's like, the type of man that I need is not the type of man that I want. At that point, I can't say nothing to you, right? You know what you need, but you actively choose different. Now, this particular homie of mine, she's or ours, I keep saying mine, it's our friends. I don't want to make it sound, I don't have no female friends. We have female friends, and I know some motherfuckers, right? That's that.
Facts.
Um, she has 3 kids by 3 different motherfuckers, right? When she had her first kid by this motherfucker, she introduced me to this dude prior to them having a baby, right? And I think she was trying to get dude to kind of absorb some information.
Right.
And he's like, "Man, so and so told me, how y'all met and how you used to get down and how you doing this now, man, and you changed it." And I'm still trying to get them connections. I'm like, "Bro, this is what you heard all this shit, and you went to the street shit." Like, and I told her, I'm like, he's not good, right? You should probably quit that shit right now. She didn't listen, popped the baby out, and he bailed. She had another one, same shit. She introduced me to the second cat. I swear this motherfucker was a carbon copy of the first one,
Jeez.
right? Same shit. And I'm like, boom, he spit a baby out, smashed, dip. I ain't officially met the third mother. I got no more in me, right? I ain't got nothing. We passed that.
How old is she at this point?
This point, she's in her 30s, but when she had the third, she wasn't 30. Like, bro, hold on. I got a chick on my Facebook page. 22 with four. Or wait. She either just had the fourth or she just had the fifth. Hang on, somebody just hit me and asked me if I was still on the podcast. But she's got. I mean, I'm gonna look because I'm like, man, I can't believe,
At 22,
man, and we talking shit about her baby
mathematically,
daddy.
this is starting to sound like fucking molestation. Like,
So she's
what?
22 with 3 kids.
Okay.
She had 4, 1, and a newborn. This was when we messaged. This was earlier this year. She's had another. So she's 4 with. She's got 4. So kids are possibly 5, 2, and 1 with the brand new one. And it's just crazy. I got another. Like at 22, you're they're all, I believe, all by the same person. I believe. I know the last 2 are, but I'm just like, that's fucked up, right? That's super fucked up.
Uh, 2 kids, 22 with 4 kids. That's just.
So I got another homie. I shouldn't say homie. A Facebook acquaintance.
Mhm.
She has 3 or 4 kids. She's a little older. She's probably closer to 30. Talked a whole lot of shit about her baby daddy. Fucked around and got pregnant by him again. She moved to a different city. He popped up. They fucked around. He was on her snap 2 or 3 times, and then she got pregnant. And he done again, and now she going through shit. And I'm just like,
So-
man, you keep, bro.
And,
But
and I know your women listeners, all 3 of them will listen, and they'll be like, "Listen, what about the man? What about the man? Why
listen,
did
okay. So let me tell you that story, right? Because women come to me, well, you never say nothing about the men. I talk as men. We talk to these dudes, but let me be real with you. If you don't have kids, right?
Mhm.
But if you had a kid and you actively chose not to fuck with him every day, there's nothing I can say to you that's gonna make you change your mind. You have a part of your body, the seed from your body that is growing that you choose to not give a flying fuck about. There's
Not-
nothing I can say to you as an acquaintance, a
Nothing.
friend, a brother, a cousin, a relative, a motherfucker that don't know you. There's nothing I can say to you to make you be a better man. If that doesn't encourage you or, influence you or something to be a better dude, there's nothing anybody can say to you. So yes, the absolute problem is the man. But you gotta realize there's nothing any of us can do to change him. And it's not like we're trying to save him. We're trying to save you.
Bingo.
Like, don't fuck with him
And
because he's going to leave you like he left everybody else.
Man, I always say that. I always say to women, in any society, in any culture, in any group of people, there's always going to be bad apples. There's always going to be bad seeds, people that you should not go
To
towards.
fucking avoid.
Avoid them. You step over them, you walk around them, you act like they don't exist, and that's it. Because we don't have the moral right in society to remove these people out of society, right? We have to avoid them. Hey, Lex, who's Lex? Hey, Lex. Lex, your friend.
She's a friend of ours. So, um,
Lex, how many kids you got? I'm about to start judging. Now I'm playing. So I think that is something that is important where it's like you have to. There's certain people where it's like if it's a deadbeat, if it's a bum, just like when you pull off the motherfucking freeway, right? Maybe this is alcohol taking over. You pull off the freeway, you see a person with a sign that says, "Why lie? I need a beer," or he's shaking a can, asking for change. 90% of the people act like this motherfucker don't exist. They're gonna roll up their window, they're gonna look straight, et cetera, because you realize it's motherfuckers on every exit throughout the United States shaking
begging.
a can for change. I can't give money to all you people. Now, as a woman, you have to understand that bums are going to exist. They always will. So
absolutely.
capitalism is designed for some people to be poor. That's just the way it works. And you have to avoid it. So us sitting here debating on removing bum from society is just stupid. You have to make better decisions, right? Like
Somebody has to, and it ain't gonna be him. We all
your
know
friend
it.
Alexis got one. Got one what?
She got one
Deadbeat-ass
baby.
daddy?
She got one baby. They together. It ain't ain't no weird shit. I'm asking her right now. She said no. She's not camera ready.
Get your ass on camera, Alexis. Stop playing. You better.
She got a
put
little
one of
kid.
that
She
rap
got a
song.
little kid. She got a little kid. So she
Put
get
one
a
of them
pass.
raps. Listen, I'm drunk,
Do
man.
not jump on this motherfucker with a bonnet. We know. Let me stop. We already had that shit today.
Put that damn bonnet on, goddamn. Nobody cares except nobody cares.
No.
But yes,
Go ahead. My bad. Go ahead.
yeah, man. So I think it's up to the individual to avoid this person, just like you drive off the real and act like you don't see that homeless person. Now I use bum figuratively speaking, bum
Right,
I
right.
mean by character, but it's like, you know, and that's the thing where at a certain point you have to be responsible for your own actions. You don't see men sitting here saying, um, well, these hood rats need to stop being hood rats, or these gold digging
We just
scout.
don't fuck with them.
Let's don't fuck with them. Like I see them. You know, women that the first thing I meet them, they ask me what I do and how much money I got. I just ignore them. I live in
Bro,
Atlanta.
if you fuck with Sexy Red, you can't even. I'll walk right by you.
Close the goddamn laptop.
I'm just saying, right? Like I know it's entertainment. I know it's entertainment, but a lot of motherfuckers. But I feel what you're saying. Like we avoid people who most of us avoid women who are not good for us,
Bingo.
right? Now you've got your other cats who knew. You know, my boy, you know, joined the Marines at 18, married a stripper. That went how we thought. There's certain shit you don't do, right? You know,
Right.
but we learn quick too, right? And I'm shit happens. Right? Everybody makes a mistake, but you cannot tell me 3 or 4 baby daddies in. It's your story. I don't know. I
Dog.
know your story because that motherfucker's pretty popular around this
You're
country.
stupid at that point because you asked
I'm
the
not even
question.
gonna call you stupid. You're careless with your wound.
I honestly started to think that you lack intelligence because you asked the question where you were like, where men, we seem to have one baby mama that we hate, right? Where it's like we kind of get the picture after the first baby mama. But you see with a lot of ladies, and Lexus, feel free to dispute this shit if you're still alive, because I really want a woman's perspective. Because I sometimes I don't want to be an echo chamber. Sometimes I do, but sometimes I don't. So Lexus, feel free to type, join in, put that fucking bonnet on. We want to hear different perspectives
Why don't you
because
jump in with no video? She can just be audio. I mean, everybody
yeah,
be like,
be
"Ah, I
audio.
don't want to be on camera. Your shit you can turn it off.
Yeah. Oh shit, talk to your homegirl. So for us,
Trying.
it's like we got one round. It's cool. But I've seen so many women that's got 2, 3 baby daddies where it's like, what? Oh, the first baby dad was cool, the second baby dad was bad, the third baby dad was cool. Like I just don't get it. To where, yes, ma'am, hop on there. Shit,
I'm
audio.
gonna send her the link. I'm gonna send her the link. Go ahead, continue. I'm gonna send her the link right now, and then we gonna see if she show up or not.
Do Alexa's got a feminine voice? I've learned since jumping on I've been on Clubhouse, so I don't know if people still remember Clubhouse. Clubhouse is that dead ass app.
Yeah, I never used that shit because there was no video, no pictures. I'm like, I want to be seen. God damn it! Fuck, I'm gonna be on social media and you don't know me.
So I've been on Clubhouse the past couple of months, right? And one thing I realized about Clubhouse is like men are attracted to the stupidest shit. There's this girl on Clubhouse that has the most feminine, like sexy voice. To where all the men in the group are kind of like, oh my gosh, she has such a beautiful voice. She don't be talking worth a damn. Like she just be saying
Don't
straight,
matter,
don't fucking matter. It don't matter about what she do. Don't matter how many.
bro. We love,
That's
right?
crazy.
Like, you ever had a homie like, bro? Why you fuck with that bitch, man? Her cousin was my boy. Like, we don't need a good reason, right? We just be like, sometimes we don't tell the truth, so we make up shit. But we don't. Most men, you know, I joke because I go about this with one of my guys. Most men have all these fucking rules, but the second we meet a chick that we like, none of that shit matters, right? None of that shit matters, right? Like none of it, right? You know, motherfuckers be like, man, I ain't dating a chick with more than 3 bodies. Didn't meet a chick who used to be a super freak, right? He's like, yeah, but she changed. All right, so let me add her. We're gonna add her in.
Hey, Alexis, hop on
We're
cam.
gonna jump in and add her real quick. So you audio. Can we hear you? Can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you guys.
Hey, Alexis, how you doing?
How you doing?
I'm good. How are you guys?
Jay, I'm gonna stop you right now because I see you
Oh,
smile.
God.
Tone it down. I'm just saying, he heard the voice and the smile change. You have a
Listen,
woman.
I've been on Clubhouse for the past few months, and some of these women, hello, how you doing? I'm like,
Well, I do. I have a sleepy voice right now, though, too.
And you speak Spanish too, right?
I mean, a
¿hablas
little.
español?
A little.
I thought you was half
I
Mexican
ain't
or something.
fluent. Only fluent with my grandma.
Oh, okay. Anyway, I want to change
You
the subject.
Hispanic?
Huh?
You Hispanic?
She has a man.
Yeah.
That's not what we're here for.
I'm half and half, yeah.
I'm just asking questions and trying.
I feel you. But you had some questions for her. So what was the question?
I got a whole list of questions starting from this Philadelphia trip.
Nah, no, skip that. She's young.
Curious, man.
What are you like? 22, 24, 23?
Who, me?
Yeah. Well, we ain't talking to us.
Oh, I'm 29.
Damn, you done got old.
Okay, look.
He said you got old. Alexis, you old out here? Why ain't your
She
man
ain't old,
proposed?
but I'm just saying, like, when she first got in the little group and shit we had, she was
I know
young.
I was 21 back in the day.
That's how old the group is, right? We've been like,
Yes.
damn. But that mean I'm old as fuck. So continue.
Listen.
Yeah, man, time flies. So Alexis,
Mhm.
you said I have one. Okay.
Mhm.
Don't judge me. And I'm trying not to. I'm trying to be a better person.
Okay.
And going into 2024, I'm trying to be a better person because I've been told that I'm a critical, judgmental asshole.
Okay.
But from what I learned, I can blame it on my zodiac sign. I'm a Virgo. Apparently, that's what we do. We judge people.
Okay.
So, how does this happen? And I don't know anything about your situation personally, but thinking
Mhm.
about your peers, your friends, maybe yourself,
Mhm.
how do women end up having babies with the unworthy?
Oh, I think because like at the beginning, guys just whisper sweet nothings in your ear. They're like, "Oh, I'll be there for you if this dude back, if you end up pregnant, don't worry, we'll stay together, blah blah blah," right?
Mm-hmm.
So you think that everything's gonna work out, and then sometimes it just doesn't. Like I have a lot of friends that happens to, and then they're stuck with a kid who their dad is not in their life, and they're sitting there putting them on child support, trying to get him to see the kid, and it's not happening.
So Miss Alexis, I have a scroll of questions,
I knew that was coming.
if at any point it
Hmm.
gets too personal or it hits home, please
Okay.
feel free to stop me and say, "Hey, I don't want to talk about that," because I
Okay.
get it, right?
Okay.
Um, I hear that a lot, right? Where it's just like, "Hey, whisper sweet nothings, you get fuzzy feelings. Oh my
Hmm.
god, I don't know, coochie starts to jump, whatever the case is."
Okay.
Shit happens for us too, right? It's just it's hard, it's not soft.
Uh-huh.
Um, where is the point where women, and not necessarily you in particular,
Hmm.
stop and say, "Hey, I would hope if I'm willing to procreate with you and be tied to you for the rest of my life, I'm expecting some type of commitment." Like, does that even go through your head?
No.
I was gonna say, bro, how do you expect that when you've already given up the ultimate? And I'm not saying you,
Right.
I'm just saying in general, right? Like
Right. Exactly.
if this is what I tell my guys, if she's not worth being a wife, don't make her a mother, right?
Hmm.
But if you've already made this woman a mother, you've taken obviously you've gotten every single thing that this individual can give you, right? There, to me, and then
Right.
maybe I look at shit different, but to me, the ultimate thing you can do is create a life
I'm
because
saying,
Yeah.
marriage is I'm gonna say this sounds fucked up coming from me. Marriage is short term. It
mhm,
can end whatever. That you're a parent until that person no longer is alive, right?
mhm,
Like you're a parent until the kid is until you're not a fucking parent no more, right?
mhm.
Hmm.
That shit is difficult to ask somebody to say, "Hey, we've achieved this already. What's next?" Like I have a friend of mine, she's been on the podcast, and she reached out to me. She's like, "Hey, I want you to meet this dude. I want you to meet this dude." And I'm like, "Okay, cool. I'm gonna try to meet this dude." And then she reached out to me. She's like, "Shit went to hell." And I'm like, "Why?" She said, "Because he won't do this, this, and this." I said, "What does he have left to get from you worth his change?" She said, "What do you mean?" I said, "You've given him your body.
Damn.
You've given him your time. You've
Damn.
given this man access to help you manage your finances. You've given this man a key to your house.
Yeah.
What you're asking him to do by being what's what I'm looking for? I don't know. I'm old, so I was gonna say going steady. That's stupid. But being I don't know what the
Going
fucking
steady.
term.
What is it,
Right, I'm old. Well,
1994?
listen,
This
my
motherfucker
last girlfriend, I had 91. All right, so some shit is different.
said
I
going
just
steady.
remember that
But
from
you know
Full
what I'm like.
House.
You're gonna be
I heard that
monogamous.
shit on Family Matters.
You're gonna be exclusive. That's what I'm looking for, right?
Yeah.
She's asking him.
You hear what he
I
said,
want.
Alexis?
I heard what I said too. She said, "I'm asking him to be exclusive, and he doesn't want to be." I said, "Why would he? You're asking that man to give up his hoes to get exactly the same thing he's getting from you right now, right? Nothing's going to change on his behalf except now he can only mess with you."
So, at what point? Because my question to Alexis originally was before the baby, right?
Hmm.
But in general, even after the baby, right?
Hmm.
At what point do you stop, right? Like, at what point do you say, I'm not doing anything further until I get a ring? Is it like, oh, I've washed 6 dishes, I'm not washing 9 until I get a ring? Is it, I'm not about to, I'm not doing that position until I get a ring? Is it what, at what point do you be like, no,
I
I'm
feel
not
like
doing this
once you're
until,
in that position, because that's like the kind of the position that I'm in, right?
oh,
Where originally, when we first got together, we talked about marriage, but I personally didn't want to get married because my parents were together 20 years, right?
mm,
Got divorced, came out of nowhere. They only stayed together for my brother and I.
mhm,
So I was like, well, fuck marriage. I don't want to get married. I don't care anymore. Like, marriage is obviously not a sacred thing the way I was brought up to be.
mhm,
So originally, when we first got together, I was like, not anti marriage at the time, but I was like iffy. And then I didn't think that we were gonna last as long as we did too.
mhm,
um, got pregnant with our daughter, and then we like talked about marriage, but again, not really. Now we're starting to get a little bit more serious and talking about it just because of the fact that how we're best friends and like we already live together, we already got a house together, we have a daughter together. She has his last name. So it's like, why don't we get married? And he's the type of man where he's like, want to make sure that I have enough money in the bank first. And I'm like, what the fuck does that mean?
So let me just jump in real quick and say that the difference between a man and a woman,
that is,
I think when it comes to marriage is men have to be ready to be a husband, and we all are
Right.
separate on what that means, right?
Hmm. Yeah.
So certain people now you do some shit backwards. You got a baby already, so you kind of pass the point.
and an
Yeah.
apartment and a house
But
and
there's certain shit certain men feel like. So
and,
like when
and
a
some
woman
more
says,
shit.
"Well, how long does a man date a woman before he gets he wants to marry her?" And a man knows he might know right away, but he might not be ready. Or on the flip side, you might not be ready to be the wife he wants you to be. Right? And
Yeah.
I'm not saying you. I'm just saying in general. And but
No,
as a
but I
man, we
think I
can't
think
say
though
that.
that is true though, because like he always says I got a smart ass mouth, and I'm like, well, I mean, you fucking knew that going into this relationship, so
Yeah, but you
I'm
grow together,
trying.
right?
I'm trying.
Right? But I'm
Okay.
just saying, like, there's people who will say, "Man, I want her to." This is what men say. Man, I would love to be. She's not ready yet. But you can't
Hmm.
go to your girl and be like,
No,
"Man, you're not ready to be my wife yet," because it's going to
I'm not
fucking.
buying any of that shit
You don't
because
gotta buy any of it, bro, because you
this,
single with no kids.
listen to me. Like, this is fucking crazy to me from her perspective because it's like, what the fuck? You have tied yourself to this person damn near
Right.
in every financially way possible, aside
Hmm.
from if he gets in a car accident, his mother still gets to pull the plug. But other
Hmm.
than that, if he gets a letter in the mail saying that y'all ain't pay rent, it's both of y'all names on that motherfucker. Your
No,
kid. Hmm?
well, actually, my name's the only one on the deed,
Oh my god. Oh my.
because
Man, I'm
you
I'm
know,
about to
Gotta
bring
get
one more
to it.
person
Come
in.
on,
no,
But
it's
Lexi.
because I did that on purpose because we are not married, and if we break up, my house, I'm good. Like I have my house, I
So
got
you
my
bought a
car.
house and he just stand there?
Like yeah, like he wasn't working at the time when he had got laid off.
you about to say
So
you gotta explain it because my guy face changed immediately. I already knew where
it
he was
did.
going.
It did. I saw it. I said, "Oh
Come on,
God."
Right.
Lexus. Come
Um,
on, Queen. Come with it, please. I need some I guess let's get to the straightening as they
okay.
say.
So when we had our daughter,
Okay.
we had her in the pandemic, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he lost his job right before she was born.
Yeah, happens.
So my mom gave me money so that we can put a down payment on our house. And
Mm-hmm.
so I only wanted my name on the deed because we're not married. And they said if we do get married later on, I can add him to the deed if I want. But technically it's just my house. And I did that on purpose because we're not married.
But y'all
So
have
if
a
I wanted to kick
baby.
that motherfucker out, he could get out.
But you
Wait
have
a
a
minute.
baby.
But
Like
yeah,
I know.
literally
I
that's what I was about to go through.
understand.
I didn't hear what Kai said at first, but that's the thing
like
where it was
like
like,
I
you shouldn't.
understand. And that's why
You know you can
I'm
kick
not
him
the
out
type of
if he's on the
person.
D too, right? Just say it. It happens. Men lose half their shit all the time.
Yeah.
I'm not. You know what I'm saying? Just
Yeah. I know. I mean, we talked about it in like he was like, no, he's like, I think we should wait, and then like on getting, not getting the house, but like putting his name
right,
on the
right.
deed or whatever. And I was like, okay, that's up to you. I mean, you can be on the deed if you want to, or you don't have to. So like, but then when we get into it, because his mom was living with us too, Um, I
You
told
know
her
my
like,
statement on that one. There's only room for one grown male or woman in
yeah,
any house.
right. And so when she was like, "You can't kick me out. This is my son's house," I said, "No, technically it's my fucking house, so you can get the fuck out."
Oh my god, bro.
So let me,
I guess.
I probably mentioned this in some form or fashion before.
Hmm.
You are behind his mother in importance until you become his wife.
Right. But
And
he doesn't see that. He sees it as I'm technically like in his mind. He always calls me a wife. I said, "I'm not your wife."
so here's how you say that. Listen, if I kill over tomorrow, you have nowhere to stay. You're not entitled to anything, right?
Right.
I know you're young, right? And as young people, sometimes we skip over some real shit when it comes. Man, people like marriage is a piece of paper. Well, in the United States, it's fucking huge, right? Because
Right.
if you pass away, he has to argue with your family for that kid, right? Even though
Yeah.
it's his child, right?
Right.
He has him and your kid has nowhere to stay. He can't legally just be like, well, I'm staying here because I was her dude. So I mean, there's a lot of things outside of that, right? You know, you get,
Yeah.
you know, whether he works or you work, insurance wise, you can't just throw your girl on your insurance, right? You might want to, right? But it's got to be your spouse. So there's a lot of shit
Hmm.
that goes into that. I'm not gonna sit here and badge you because I probably did that shit already.
No, you're
My
Um,
good.
turn.
I don't. You're
My
good.
but
turn.
yeah, go ahead, fam.
So Alexis, so
Mhm.
here's where I kind of get in your ass like a brand new thumb. You you said at the beginning of this conversation that um you weren't necessarily even a fan of marriage at the beginning
Mhm.
due to what happened with your parents.
Mhm.
My parents got divorced. I don't want to get married. I've heard it before, right?
Yeah.
So at a certain point, where where did you change your mind? And if you have, I mean, maybe I misheard and maybe you haven't. Maybe you still
Mhm.
don't want to get married, but was there a certain point where you wanted that requirement of marriage? Because it seemed like going into it, you were just kind of like, man, if I get married, cool, but I'm not necessarily a fan of it because married people get divorced based on what I've seen. Like, was there ever that expectation that you two were going to get married?
Yes. When we got our first apartment, we talked about it a lot because like we had our own place, so we spoke about like, well, what kind of wedding would you want to do? And I'm like, I don't really want a wedding. I just want to go to the courthouse type of thing. Like, I'm not the type of person to be like, oh my God, I have a Pinterest board of this. Like, I'm not like that. I'm
Right.
very low maintenance to everything. So I was like, I'll literally pay $18 to go to the courthouse, get married, and then we can like go to like Dave's barbecue or something. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the type of
Hey,
person
I
I
did the
am.
same shit, so I'm not finna sit here and make it sound bad. We got married at the courthouse, got that
Me and
minute.
my
Yeah.
girl seriously think about that shit too, but keep going.
And so like that's when we started really talking about it. And then we we talked about it, and then found out we were pregnant, kept talking about it, kept talking, and it just kind of always gets put on the back burner. But then I always feel like when we are to that step of like we are gonna, possibly get married, or he'll pop the question, something dramatic happens, like I kicked his mom out. I know for a fact I ain't getting them from motherfucking ring for a while.
Fuck. Okay, so number one,
Shit.
is this something that you even want, right?
Hmm.
And is this something that y'all two even want? Because if it's not something that you want or that y'all want, it's a mute point. We can move
I
on
mean, what
to
scares you? Like, fuck that. Like, you have the hard part is the baby,
Yeah.
right? Like, I can wake up tomorrow. Now, I'm not gonna use me. I'm gonna say my
man.
wife. My wife can wake up tomorrow, go to the courthouse, or go to the lawyer, get a lawyer, and be like, hey, I want a divorce, right? And then
Hmm.
we got to start the proceedings, right? And
Yeah.
whether it takes 3 days or 3 years, whatever the case, that it's the moment we say we're done, we
Hmm.
never have to speak again, right?
Hmm.
Outside of our children, we have children. So if we'd have done that as a youth, we had to deal with each other on a day-to-day basis, regardless. So the hard part, especially at your age and age of the baby, is the baby, right? Like
I asked a
here,
question on Facebook about a year ago, maybe a year and a half. It was summer 2022. And
Yeah.
I said in the status, I want to pull this status and I damn near want to tag you, Alexis, because I'm sure Kai saw the shit. I said, hey, would you buy a home with someone that you're not married to? And it was a resounding no. No, no,
Hmm.
fuck no, hell no, never would. That's for dummies, etc.,
Hmm.
etc.
Hmm.
And I said in the status, after I said, would you buy a home with someone you're not married to? I said, this is a setup, right?
Mhm.
Because midway after about 60 something comments, I said majority of the people that commented on this status have babies with
Yep.
motherfuckers that you are not married to.
Mhm.
What part of marriage makes that more of a commitment and obligation than having a child, right? To where
Yeah.
it's at the point where you are willing to have a child with someone and be tied to them for life. You can go to the courthouse and get documents to say, I'm not married to this person, change your name, and you can act like this
Y'all
motherfucker
gonna see
never
each other
did it.
at the kid's wedding, the child's birth. If there's a, if the kid has kids,
But once you have a
school.
child with someone, whether you are
Mhm.
married or not, biologically you are tied to this person until death, and for future generations, your grandkids is tied to this motherfucker and they don't even know who he is, right?
Mhm.
So I always wondered that, where it's like, what is the big deal and why is that such a scary commitment when having a child, to where if you said tomorrow, I never want to talk to Steve Glock, Glocktavius, whatever the fuck this dude's name
Oh
is. I never
God.
want to talk to.
Octavius,
I
you
use
know he a
Glocktavius.
shooter.
I'm just guessing he's black, but whatever the case is.
he
Um,
he white as hell. Yeah.
Lexus, is you black?
I'm mixed. Yeah, black Mexican.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
I never want to talk to Steve for the
Mhm.
rest of my life, but now you have to be tied to this person,
Mhm.
biologically speaking. Why is that such less of a commitment than you guys going to the courthouse saying, you know what, we're doing this marriage shit anyway, might as well get married?
Honestly, I don't know because okay, so like my mom's generation of kids, all of them got married first, then had kids, right? The regular way.
Mm-hmm.
And then like all my cousins and I all did everything ass backwards.
Mm.
So I don't know if it's just like we just
Because
we
fucking
just
feels good,
we just like
and
to
y'all were
we just
fucking.
like to rebel.
Nah, y'all was fucking. So that was like this is gonna sound like insanity. I had to wait 3 months to get
I
some
was
ass
about
from
to
my
ask
woman.
you that, Kai. I hate to cut you off, bro. I was about to ask you that. In the early 90s,
I
right?
had to wait three like
Let me
3 fucking months,
preach, King.
right?
Because,
Of
mm,
of of,
yes.
of going, you know, doing all this dating and all this other shit.
That's not a long time.
It ain't a man on earth today that's gonna wait
Are you
3 weeks.
crazy, Alexis?
Like,
Let me
don't get
tell
me
you
wrong.
something. If you
You can wait. You
if
can
you
wait.
ditch Connor tomorrow and I took you out for dinner on Thursday, if
Not
I'm not
Connor.
getting asked by Monday, I'm not talking to you
Right.
ever
It's a different
again.
world, right? Because but that was what you. Don't get me wrong. There were smashable chicks, right?
Mhm.
But we looked at them like, yeah, we're gonna hit this one and call the homie and be like, bro, you should try that. It's nice,
Oh
right? Because
gosh.
that's how we were back in the day. But
Mhm.
when you had a chick that you were interested in, um, you did what you needed to do,
Yeah.
right? The granted, we were also very young, right? But
Mhm.
nonetheless, it took time, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And and that's just what it was, right? We did not. It was hard to have. It was unheard of to have a baby with a motherfucker you wasn't really seriously with, right? Like we
Yeah.
had people in school, in high school, and even middle school got pregnant, and they went down south and came back with a sibling, right?
Mhm.
Right? Because what was like, you ain't finna tell nobody you had a baby, you gonna have a fucking sibling, and everybody
Mhm.
in the family knew what was happening, but the outside didn't.
Yeah.
Shit was different.
Yeah.
Again, we had some first date smashers. It wasn't. I don't want to make it sound like they didn't exist because they would. We had we had we had real nasty motherfuckers too, right?
Mhm.
Trains were not new, right? It was motherfuckers getting random. You know what I'm saying? Like it wasn't. But
Oh god.
there were girls who were like, hey, if you want access to me, you've got to put in some work, right? And men are safe auto. We are going to do the bare minimum to get some ass. The bare minimum is just a lot lower now,
Mhm.
right? Like
So, Alexis, so
Mhm.
I have a question for you then.
Mhm.
Would you say, and I know we weren't, neither one of us were around 30 years ago or whatever the case is, but
Mhm.
young motherfucker,
sorry, man.
it's all good.
Father Time's a motherfucker. It's going to catch up to us too one day.
Sooner or later,
Would you say that your peers, not necessarily you, but your peers, are putting out easier than they were 30 years ago?
Oh, definitely. Definitely.
Why the fuck would I put in a commitment to get some ass when I can
Right.
Netflix and chill? Like I
you know
don't
what?
Yeah.
like I've
I'm
got so much ass
I'm
and
gonna
I'm
give
telling
you the truth. It
Mhm.
isn't that you're. Why I shouldn't say you. It isn't that men aren't willing to wait today. The problem is, I know if I am waiting, she's not. Right? You gonna make me wait 3 months or 3 weeks or whatever while you still letting no boy smash. Right? That's the difference.
I
I
got a
don't think
question.
that's happening.
No, so I got a
Shit,
question.
because nobody's waiting. Right? Because
Good
dudes know I'm
question.
not gonna wait because somebody else is smashing already.
Let's pretend Connor doesn't exist, right? And you single.
Call
Wait,
him Connor
why
out the
his name
gate.
Connor?
Every fucking time I mention this white man's name, it's gonna be a different white man's name. God damn it! Because I don't respect white men like I respect black men. God damn, it just is what it is.
Oh,
But
we could go in on that too. Oh my
you
god.
fucking dating white man. But
I
anyway,
dated this one white. Dated this one black guy right before I got with my boyfriend.
okay.
He was the worst person on earth I have ever met in my life.
You know what you sound like right now, Miss
Who?
Alexis? You sound like fucking Serena Williams. Serena Williams, they always say, "Oh,
No,
Serena Williams tried dating black men." Fucking Drake
Hey, I'm
was
gonna
no,
on
bring
there.
my homie
no.
Dre in real quick too.
I'm not against dating black men. I would date. If he and I break up, I'm open to dating any race of man again. But just that man in particular, I was like, oh, I need a break from black guys because he was like horrible.
Of course, it's shitheads that exist in every race. But the
Oh my
point is, y'all
god.
going to choose the worst black man, but
No,
then
he
choose
was
the best
so
white man.
educated. He was so educated. He was so nice outside of his apartment. In his
He said,
apartment, that was a whole
What?
different dude.
So
hey,
you
yo, hey,
dropped this
welcome to
nigga because he
homie
had a
Dre
dirty
into
ass
the
apartment? I don't know
into
what's
the
wrong
No,
with this
no,
friend.
shit
he's
too.
not dirty. He's not dirty. He just only cared about himself. Like he's like, okay, for instance, like he was so weird. So he would like have me go over there, right? And he'd be like, "Oh, can you cook me dinner?" I'm like, "Yeah, that's fine." So I cook him dinner. I worked third shift at the time, and then like I would make dinner, make him a plate, and then he'd be like, "Okay, go eat in the living room." What the fuck am I going in the living room for? Why can't I eat with you? He's like, I
Wait,
don't like
what?
watching people. I don't like
You,
people.
you,
What
I
you,
don't
up,
like to
Dre,
watch people
man?
eat.
Wait.
These Alexis, she
I
ain't telling the whole
hey,
goddamn
Alexis,
story.
you gave up too much too quick.
no,
Yeah, man.
It,
no,
Alexis,
but we
and
were
she ain't telling the
friends
whole
though. Like
story.
we were friends before even doing anything
listen,
like
Wait,
that.
hold on.
it's
So
different
you
after
cook?
you.
Wait a minute. Let me see if I got this straight. So you cook him food, give
Yes,
him his plate, and he tell you go eat in the living room.
going to like I'm a damn dog. I said,
Like go sit
"Motherfucker,
at the
don't play
kids'
me."
table. Go sit at the kids' table.
And I'm
I
gonna eat in the
said,
kitchen. So,
why? Why is this? And he's like, I just don't like to see people while they eating. I said, so you don't go to restaurants? So you don't like what the fuck is that? What does that mean? And then he
Wait
told
a
me
minute. How long did you know this dude?
I knew him, I'd say like 9 months before we were talking like friend wise, 9 months before we actually like we used to go to the gym together all the time. We used to go to World Gym all the time. So like I would
Damn, I
hang out
probably
with
know
him at
this
World
motherfucker.
Gym, work out, and then we would like hang out after. But like it wasn't that kind of hanging out until like 9 months after we got to know each other. And I was like, okay, okay.
Hold
I
on.
want to try
Wait
a
a
little
minute.
something. Because he kept
So
bragging on himself. And I'm like, okay, let me try. Nothing there.
Wait, so you fell for
you
the
know what?
this
Oh,
dick is fire?
bro.
Yeah, he played me. He talking
That
about
shit
some, yeah, I
actually
wear
works in real life,
magnums.
Alexis?
I got magnums. That bitch did not need magnums. He needed regular
He
Oh,
meant
Trojans.
a Magnum car. You know,
oh.
like the
why?
Dodge Magnum. Right?
Why? Wait a
He didn't
minute.
see you didn't ask enough questions. He's
He
like, I
didn't.
got
He
that
played
Magnum
me. He played
wagon.
me for a fool. I said, don't do
Okay.
that.
How
How many
long
times y'all
after?
fuck?
How? Yeah.
Um,
Okay, he
I
didn't
don't
play you.
know. Not
He
that
didn't
many
play you.
times.
You gave it up the first time.
No,
He
literally
played
not
you.
that many
Second time was
times.
on
Like
you.
I'd say like maybe five. Maybe.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay. If you got past 3, then it must have been better than you saying.
No, it was
Right.
no. No, it was mostly just
Y'all
him
be
eating me
capping
out.
when you don't like the dude no more.
Right. Like I'm a little like so
He
you was
go.
cooking and you was smashing.
I was bored. Like I was single. I was bored.
Nah.
I was
Oh,
like,
come on
No,
with
I
no,
can
that.
for
roll with
nice
real.
that.
And
I
ass
then
can
that's
roll
when
story,
with
I
that.
met my
Alexis.
boyfriend. I met my boyfriend like right as soon as I cut that motherfucker off. And he's like, you just dealing with that white dude. And he's like, all he wants from you is for fetish reasons. I said, okay, I don't care. Stop talking to
Wait. You
me.
say you white and
So
Mexican, right?
No, I'm
she
black
black
and
and Mexican.
Mexican.
Black and Mexican. Okay, gotcha.
So hold on. How this is me asking. How long between when you started with your boyfriend and when you stopped with the last cat?
So I stopped fucking with the black guy like
Just give me an estimate.
um
I don't need exact dates. You know what I'm saying? Was
oh
it a
okay.
month, a week, a day?
I had stopped talking to him for like 2 months prior, but he was still texting me, asking me to come over, and I said no. But then I didn't hook up with my actual boyfriend that I'm with now
Steve.
for like 4 months into our relationship.
So he had to wait 4 months, Steve.
Yes.
Wait, why Steve had to wait 4 months and you gave Buddy the
That's what I'm see.
business
That's
out
what
the
that's where
gate?
I was going.
The other
Dre,
dude
you
had to
just
wait
jumped in.
9.
You just jumped in, but
So Glocktavius had to wait 9, and
no,
Steve had
no,
to
he didn't
wait
wait
4.
9. It was
Yes.
9 months of y'all bullshitting around before you gave. Y'all
Well,
wasn't
I
together.
guess
Y'all was just
we was
doing
just
what y'all
hanging
was doing.
out. Like we would go to the gym, we go,
Right. Y'all was friends, but let's
But
be
now that I
real,
think
right?
about it, he never took me out to eat. Like that is so true. He does not like watching people eat.
Listen,
He was waiting his turn. He's
He's
right.
buying
He,
time.
weird.
he he was he was still smashing whoever for them 9. That's what I'm
So
saying.
so
That's
Nobody waits today.
fine.
That's what I'm
so
saying.
That's
wait.
Nobody
fine.
waits. That's my point is
So
nobody's gonna
Alexis.
wait because they fucking somebody else.
Yeah, I
The
So
get
only
it.
way
Alexis.
people wait is if they busy or distracted or got kids or some shit.
I mean, you if you waiting by
Yeah, he
force, you
definitely
know what I'm
smashed
saying?
out people.
Right.
Hmm.
So
I've
so
waited, but there was also a long list of women I was running through at the same
that's what I'm
time.
saying. Nobody's
Oh
waiting.
my
But I
gosh.
There's a
wanted I
woman I'm
wanted to
still waiting
bring
for in the
I wanted to
fucking
bring
seventh
Dre in
grade, and I'm
because
33.
Dre
Mm-mm.
been in the dating market and he been having some interesting goddamn experiences
Dre,
through
what happened to
online
you?
dating.
I've been doing research for almost a year. So
Research.
I've been trolling the whole dating market, like Facebook dating, what's some other apps?
Hinge,
You ain't finna get
Tinder.
me to say shit, get me in no trouble. I don't know what you talking about.
My picture ain't on that
I know
website.
JB know though. But
Uh,
no, I've been okay. So I've been, all the guys with the red pill content, right? You guys
mhm.
familiar with that?
Yep.
And the MGTOW. So I was listening to Kevin Samuels and all this stuff. So I said, let me go on here and compare and contrast and see. Like Kevin Samuels had this theory that women over 37 become really jaded and angry and negative,
Mm,
and that older guys like 40, 45 date the younger women because it's less drama.
that's a
Hmm.
lie. At least for me. I feel like
So
I'm more drama than dealing with my cousins.
how old are you, Alexis?
29.
29. Okay,
I
so
try
I
not to be
Well,
dramatic,
you're
so I wait
29
for
and
them.
how old is your baby?
My baby's 3.
Okay, so a few years ago you didn't have a baby. You were way less drama than somebody who had babies, right?
Yeah,
Because your
right.
cousins in the 30s have babies, correct? More than
right.
one, multiple babies,
Oh, they
whatever.
got like
Just a man
5.
come
Yeah,
here.
Right. You are less drama.
Dre,
yeah.
what's
Mhm.
been your dating experience, player?
Hey, go
Oh
ahead,
man,
drop your age real quick, bro, because I know how old you are, but they don't, right? So,
I'm I'm 43.
Okay.
I'm 43. Man, it's crazy. It's crazy out here. Like I don't even know where to start. I've been shooting Kai like a bunch of stuff. Um, but I'm gonna start off with what I was talking about. So the up to 37, and then 38 plus or 37 plus. So there's a little bit of an overlap, but I'm finding that to be fairly accurate, right? Because there's always the exceptions, and a lot of
Mhm.
times you'll say what the general rule is, and people jump in, yeah, but that's not always the truth. Okay, fine, we know all that shit.
right, we live by rules, not by exceptions, though.
Right,
Let's keep it
Mhm.
real.
right, because life happens by generality. So why the fuck do we give about the exceptions, right? So generally, I found that to be true, that women under 37 are less negative. So I
Mm.
started with that just by reading profiles, nothing else, just reading profiles. So I sent
Agreed.
one to Kai earlier, and the woman was like, "Why is this so hard? All I want is
Mm.
laundry fucking list, like 28 things
Mm.
that she wanted in a man."
Oh,
And then you scroll down her profile
I'm
as
looking
far as
for it
what
right
she got
now.
to offer, and she ain't got shit. She got a high school diploma, probably work at Wendy's and lying about her job.
At least you got a high school diploma.
Right, got me beat. I ain't finna sit here and talking no shit.
so the thing is, right, and I 100% agree because there was a time period from like 24 to maybe 27 where I was just running through mills. I was out here. And by
I
mills,
said
I mean
running through them.
41,
Yeah, running.
43, 47, 46, 48, whatever. Women in the 70s fucking loved me during that time period. I don't know if they still love me, but it is what it is. It was during that in the mid 2010s, women born in the 70s fuck with me heavy.
Okay.
But there was one thing kind of agreeing with Dre that I constantly seen was that there was just a level of bitterness and content for some
Yeah.
of the decisions that they made in the past where it was just
Mhm.
like I I knew how to work around it, but
Right.
it was definitely something where it was just like I get it, right? Like you was in a relationship for 9 years, it didn't go nowhere, and your stupid ass didn't leave, right? Like that was
Hmm.
something that you never really got over, you never got counseling from for, and it was interesting, right? But I look at women that are 26, 25, 28 now, and I just see the cycle repeating. Not necessarily Alexis or anything, but like
Mhm.
where it's just like you have this misunderstanding, and Kai and I were talking about this earlier, where it was like you think you're gonna be beautiful forever, right? Where
Right.
it's like the
Yeah.
world at your
Yeah.
oyster. I get 10 DMs a day. This shit's always going to be a thing,
But you
and
got
it's
an
not.
expiration date.
You got an
That's what they
expiration
don't be
date. You know
understanding.
what I mean? Father Time. Listen, Tom Brady finally sat his ass down, and motherfuckers thought he was gonna be able to play football forever, and he
And
couldn't.
time come for women before it come from us. Like when we get older, we get more attractive, especially if you got, if you
Got
putting
a
up
little bucks.
numbers and you made somebody else. Now, if you ain't made shit of yourself, if you sitting in your mama basement, you know what I'm
Mm,
saying, with food running down your shirt, playing PlayStation, you fat as
mm.
fuck, yeah, you ain't getting nothing. But if you done made something of yourself, you
Hey,
done
I
increased
don't know
your
if y'all can see
value.
the screen, but that was one of the ones he sent me. I didn't mean to interrupt, bro.
Oh no, go ahead. Good, good,
You
good.
gotta be shitting me. Alexis,
Like
look at this shit. No
like she's
Alexis
Mm-mm.
asking
in
for a
11
lot.
years. Alexis, look at this motherfucker.
I,
This is the actual profile.
This is real shit.
oh my god.
Like, I mean, right. I mean, don't get me wrong.
A
Eh,
decent sex drive.
right? Eyes, he got to have nice eyes, easy on the eyes. He's smart, witty, weird, fun, adventurous, fun, funny, goofy, affectionate,
What
cuddly,
the
attentive,
fuck?
kind, caring. Bro,
Oh.
a good
Oh, I
shoulder to lean
forgot to
on. I love
send
her
you the
music.
pictures though, Kai. I gotta start sending
No,
you the
I
pictures.
didn't want a sex drive who is also not afraid of the words commitment and monogamy. She want a real connection.
Oh, she had a
Oh,
college degree. Look at her.
right.
Who the
Oh,
fuck?
okay. So that's the next thing. Let's talk about the college degrees, right?
Okay.
But
So
wait,
women,
does she have kids?
Yeah, she
yes,
said she
all
has
these
kids.
women got kids and all these high ass demands.
Whew.
Two,
Mm,
three, four, five kids and shit. Okay, so the women with
That's
the
crazy.
college degrees, right?
mm-hmm.
Alexis, what okay, let's say this. Alexis, what do you think that men value? Do you think a man values a woman with a college degree?
Not really.
Okay. Oh, wow. You got that right.
See, that's weird to me though, bro. Like I need a chick that can hold it down if something happened to me,
I did
right? Because
not
I'm
see
old.
that
I've been in
coming.
the hospital and shit. If some long term shit happened, I need you better earn your
Mm,
own, right? I don't want you for my money because if I fall on hard times, are you still here? Or are you bailed the fuck out? But continue, my bad, bro. I'm looking for some more of these other ones.
But see, Kai, you got a real woman. Your ass don't never count because you got a unicorn, motherfucker.
You a
You
motherfucking
got a
distinction.
fucking
When you met her,
unicorn,
you was
sister.
broke. God damn
It's
it. It
certain
wasn't like
topics you don't even count. You
I
fucking
know everybody keep
unicorn.
telling me
if I
that.
could, Kai, if I could go back in time and meet my soulmate at 12, I would fucking do it.
Right,
Then I
okay.
know
right.
that she
They've been
gonna give me
together
some
since
chicken
Kai was
thing because of
11 and
some
But
still
chicken
paying the milk.
y'all do understand that we still face the same obstacles that y'all face, right? It's a
You face the same obstacles, but y'all
what
got
on
that
the
started
jungle
from the
gym
bottom.
is
Now you hear
relatable
shit
to
going
me
on.
at fucking
what I'm saying is social media has an impact on us too, right? Motherfuckers like it's different because it used to be that she or me or whatever had to leave the house for somebody to fuck with us. The motherfucker jumping inbox right now. It's
Facts,
the same
facts.
shit is there. The difference is
Mm-hmm.
we
Yeah.
have to choose every day that we want to keep doing this shit. Where y'all just got to choose you want to
heard
start
that
it.
from so many
They
people.
Mm-hmm.
say women got to average between 9 to 20 niggas in their inbox every day.
I mean, now
Every day.
I will say a lot of that goes on to how a woman carries herself, right?
Yeah,
Right.
Right?
You say
Because
10,
definitely.
you
JP?
put shit out there and motherfuckers don't respond, right?
Because
If
when I
I
was 21 and I was single before my daughter, I would have like a good 7 dudes messaging me a
In your
day.
box every day.
Yeah,
all you
yeah,
have to put out there is a Facebook comment
So
that
Alexis,
say some slick
yeah.
shit and motherfuckers will be in your box, trying
I
to get
got
in
some,
your
Yeah.
box.
I got a
Or
question.
show the top of your titties, or
And
show your
they
legs.
I
yep.
I got a
had
question.
that. I had the booty.
Right.
It was a whole big
Bro,
thing.
Alexis
I'm
said
gonna
she
say
had
Exactly.
something.
a
I'm gonna
motherfucker.
keep it 100% real with y'all. There was a time I was like, what the fuck is wrong with my woman? Because ain't nobody in her inbox. Right? I'm like, what the fuck? Did I pick the wrong one? Right? But then I
Be
stepped
honest.
back
Shit,
and I
I told him,
realized I'm like,
nah, you ain't shit,
but
man.
no, real shit. I realized I'm like, she not putting that shit out there. If you jump in her
Yeah,
inbox,
Yeah.
she coming to me with it.
Fuck.
right.
Not just that, Kai. Everybody fucking know you.
Right.
Ain't nobody finna fuck with your wife, nigga.
God damn it.
Everybody know me, right? But I was like,
Ain't
God damn,
nobody
what am I
finna
doing
say
wrong?
shit. Look, I done been out with y'all. Ain't nobody looking. If they
Right.
looking at Kai's woman, they looking like they looking for the back of the Hallmark card and shit.
Hold up.
Remember that shit on the commercial?
Alexis, I got a goddamn
See,
question.
we old. They don't know.
Yeah, y'all old as shit. So I'm playing.
No, you're not.
Alexis, I got a question.
Hmm.
Since you are cognizant of this thing called father time, and you understand that women don't necessarily depreciate or appreciate as they get older, right?
Hmm.
Looking at your current situation with old
Hmm.
boy, Connor, he white. Fuck it, man. I don't care.
Nah,
Man. He'll get
hey, my
over it.
This
goddamn
man
Goddamn
son-in-law
it.
changing
white.
I'm
every
just
time
trying
we
to
I'm
be
bring
just
proud
him
a
up.
American,
just feel.
right?
Okay.
With you and Connor, what are things that you think you're doing, or things that you want to do to avoid being that chick that Dre just posted on this motherfucker? Dre just posted on the dating website, right? Like, are there
Well,
things that you're doing to avoid being her?
oh, that's a good question. I don't know. Like, I haven't. It's bad. I have not thought about that far yet.
Like, but you have you
Do
so
you have a
so
401k?
Yes.
Yeah, then you thought about that far ahead. You just ain't thought
Okay.
about that
Well,
far ahead when it comes to somebody else.
Right.
I don't know. I mean, I feel like at that time, like I'm not gonna be looking for like I'm okay. I'm content. Like even if it doesn't work out with him, then it. I mean, if I find another dude or an ex dude or something, then it is
Dre
what
and
it is.
Colin, throw this
Wait a
fucking
minute.
laptop right
see,
now.
I'm
Yeah,
weird as fuck because like I would never if my shit don't
I'll
work
be right
out,
back.
I'm gonna lose my fucking marbles. And it's been
Yeah.
that way forever, right? Like
Yeah.
I don't want to fuck with you if I'm okay without you. Like that's just like I don't know. It's weird. And again, my situation is
That's
different,
how he is
right?
with
That's how you
me.
got
I'm
the
not.
wrong
That's the
I'll be
thing.
motherfucker.
right
That's
back.
why we're in counseling.
And there's nothing wrong with counseling. Like there's
But
nothing
I
wrong with
think it's
counseling at
because
all, right?
I
I'm not
turn a lot of my emotions off. Like I've learned to kind of block out how I'm feeling because I've been through a lot of shit. So it's like I
understandable,
block out a lot of stuff now.
right? And counseling is great. Like no, you shouldn't even like we talk about going like man like well, what can we learn about each other if we went to
Yeah.
somebody who knows the questions to ask because we don't. I'm gonna tell you something you probably didn't know. Men are not mind readers, right? Y'all
Yeah.
don't fucking know that for some reason. Like
No, I know that.
I mean, cause I've had to tell my wife 1,000 times, I don't know what you feel if you don't tell me. Like I'm
Right.
really
Man,
good with some
swear to
shit,
God.
but I don't know.
That's one of them requirements on them posts. They want you to read minds.
Right. Sometimes, so here's if I had to give an explanation, I would say most women today want a very sensitive, thugged out, spontaneous, but everything is planned, really attractive guy that no other woman wants, who's very outspoken but quiet. Like
Oh
it's just,
God.
everything's contradicting, right? Like
Yeah.
it's
Hmm.
very difficult
To fit in that
for
box.
to put in a box. And then if we do the basic shit, and somebody
Hmm.
made one, I gotta find it. They made a calculator, not a calculator, but like a um
The cat bag calculator or some shit like that.
what this thing does is you put in your requirements and it starts to tell you the percentage of people, right? Like
Yeah.
if you say I'm not dating anybody under 6 foot, you're already at
Hmm.
I don't know 12% of motherfuckers in the world.
Yeah.
Well,
If you
that's me
say
Yeah.
because
I don't
I
want to
have
date a
to have somebody 6 foot or up. I
you
mean,
do you have
Yeah.
to
yes,
I
because
think it's 3%,
I have
Kai.
things in my house that I don't even know what goes in those cabinets. I don't
those
know
are
what's
called
up
step
there.
ladders.
I don't care. I don't like the step ladder. I fell off of it one time. So I need someone to be able to,
Okay,
I'm
right,
only
but
5'2". I
I
need
wasn't gonna say
room.
shit. I know how tall you are,
You
right?
short
Yeah.
as
Oh yeah, that's
fuck.
true.
Do
I
Yeah,
you
you
want
forgot.
need a
somebody
guy
that's
over
6 foot
six
or
feet.
higher?
I
But
forgot.
but you can
Man,
like
Dre, just stick around for another 10 years. You're gonna see her motherfucking profile. This shit is absolutely absurd.
but
No, you did
do you
not.
how tall is your baby daddy?
He's 6 foot.
Okay, because I was gonna fuck you up if you say anything else.
Yeah, if you said motherfuckers 5'8", 5'9", we was going in on your ass.
so
He's
so
5'9.5" on a good day.
so let me when did the 6 foot start? And before you answer that, how many people not how many, that's a bad question. Have you fucked with somebody who wasn't 6 foot?
Yes.
Okay, so
And you 5'2"?
Yeah.
I
Get
mean,
out
I
of
mean, but there's
here.
anybody
nothing wrong with
tall
it. Every
enough for you. Your standards.
I'm with you to say
I
I'm
was
with you to say
young. Y'all
somebody
can't
taller
hold me
than me,
for when
right?
I
Because
was
maybe
young
How do
then.
maybe
your
you don't.
fucking standards get higher the older you get?
Because like when I was 20, like right before, like as soon as I met him, I said, "Listen, I'm gonna try me a little something different. I'm gonna get someone that's a little bit taller. I'm gonna get someone who's a little, kind of same mindset as me." And then I met him.
Name one asset that gets more valuable as it gets older.
Um.
Investments if they do right.
Oh, I was gonna say penis, but that's fine. Yeah.
Nah, listen. I'm gonna
This
keep it
thing
real.
called Viagra for a reason.
I mean, eventually our
Right,
bones get tired and shit.
shit
Like,
gonna
I
stop working at some point.
I
Right, shit's gonna stop working. And I don't care who you
well,
are.
I work at a doctor's office. I'll give him samples of
All
Viagra.
right, you can get motherfuckers say
Listen,
right. Okay, all right. Because at some point the dick gonna quit.
There's a
That's what
need
dicks
for
do.
the shit. That's what I was looking
Even hey, and there's this. Even if the penis work, goddamn it, your back, your legs, like the way I
Man,
was fucking
We
at
make it work.
33,
We
I
gonna
am
make it
not
work.
fucking that way at 34,
man,
43.
listen.
We gonna make it work.
I'm with you. My wife would tap me on the
Look,
shoulder a couple times, babe. You ain't that young like you used to be. Slow that shit down.
right,
You know,
I was holding them up against the walls and all that shit. Now you got about 8 solid
man,
minutes. If you don't get
bro.
off,
so
I'm
so I
telling
shit
you,
think
out of
as you
luck.
get older, y'all motherfuckers think I'm playing. The other day,
You got
I know
these
I'm
8 minutes.
TMI,
Ain't none of that hours shit. Nah, fuck
man,
all
it ain't even the time. My wife tried to do some shit. I'm like, babe, we too old for that. Get off your knees, right?
so Alexis,
Because we gonna pay for that shit
so
tomorrow. It's fun
so
tonight.
and I know we're
Tomorrow you
kind
gonna
of
be in pain.
thinking. I know we're kind of speaking ahead of time, right? But are you comfortable being a cougar? Like, let's pretend that you and Steve don't work out, right? And you
Tripping over
37
the
years
whole
old.
gamut of white boy names. Can we get a Bryce? Can we get a Bryce
Right.
Wolf? A Dustin?
Dustin, goddamn it, that's what Dusty got. That sound like more like it. But
Chad?
if you and Chad don't work out, right?
Uh-huh.
Are you comfortable being in your 30s dating someone that's 10 years younger?
Hell no.
that.
Because here's the thing that I noticed with a lot of women, especially a lot of sisters, where it's like, I understand because of time and experience, your standards may become higher just based on life experiences.
Hmm.
But the things that men value do not appreciate with time, right?
Hmm.
Beauty, youth, experience, where it's like we don't necessarily, the things that you guys value as you get older, it is I don't know the word because I've been drinking for about 4 hours at this point,
Okay.
but it's not a, we don't value where it's like, I want a woman that looks beautiful. If I have
Hmm.
a woman that's 38 compared to a woman that's 26, it's a no contest, right?
Hmm.
Because obviously beauty is the first thing that I admire. I'm not going to approach a woman unless I think she's attractive. So
Hmm.
while y'all at 38 may look at a man and be like, hey, I want this type of man based on this is what I've experienced. This is what I've experienced. Me, I want a 26-year-old because she finer and she got a fatter ass and it don't sag like a 38-year-old.
Well, damn.
Listen, I heard a song. I heard a song that these chicks made. It said, "I cook, I clean, I fuck, I shut up." I said, "That's about what men want, right there."
Okay.
That sums it up. We got three requirements. Y'all got 28, 35, 40. You gotta have a passport. You can't have no kids, even though she got three. Alexis, do you have any kids?
Yeah, I have a daughter
You got one daughter, and who is that with? With the
with my
baby daddy?
boyfriend. Yeah.
Oh, okay. You said with the boyfriend,
Yeah.
the white dude.
Yeah.
How long you been with him?
5 years. So almost 6 years.
Oh, I'm thinking this shit is new.
No.
So I don't know.
Yeah.
You dropped a couple catchphrases that implied that shit might not last much longer
Why? What
though.
did I say?
You did say some if it don't work,
First
like
off, yeah, that one right there.
Well,
That
that's
in and of itself
it's
implies
absolutely
that
like
is optional. The
right.
that's
But
relationship should
I'm
not be.
only saying that because we have been on a rocky road the past
That shit's
three
over
months.
already. He just don't. Carlton don't know that shit over.
damn, y'all
Carlton?
just throw it. Listen,
That
listen.
shit already over.
Listen.
Somebody
I'm
send
gonna
me a
be real
picture
with
what
y'all.
she looked
No,
like. You
no
29, you
relationship is
still got
perfect.
some
Yes,
good years.
y'all gonna have
Yeah.
problems. Every relationship's gonna have problems,
Right.
right? There's days I wake up, I be like, if some aliens take this motherfucker, I'm not even gonna tell nobody for 2 days, right?
Hmm.
But but then I'll be over that shit. Like I'll be like, sometimes I'll be talking shit, but then I'll be over like, man, you know what? This is that's I understand. You're human.
Alexis, are y'all married?
No.
Why?
Well, I'm
Oh,
about to mute. About to
we
mute
just
me.
haven't got around to it. We
Ain't
talk
this shit
about it
great?
How long into getting with him did you give him the cookies?
like 4 months into our relationship.
You made that nigga wait 4 months.
Yes, I
Wait,
did.
but was any
Okay.
okay? This is between me and you. Nobody else can hear.
Uh-huh.
Was anybody else hitting it while he was waiting this 4 months?
No.
I'm gonna ask you again because sometimes we lie like you just did.
Yeah, I
Alex,
did
you need
So
to
not
have a
lie.
drink. You need to have a drink like us so you can be honest instead of this fucking.
Right. Yeah. You
No,
need
I'm being
about four
honest.
shots.
I promise I'm being
that's
honest.
good. So he waited 4 months and you were not engaged physically with anybody else during those 4 months. He was waiting. That's what's up.
Right.
I respect
Yes.
that.
Thank you.
And how long after that did you get pregnant?
Like 2.5 years into our relationship.
It is so
Okay.
interesting to see
That's
white
not
boys
bad.
be on this
I
type
got
of
one more
shit.
question though. I got one more question. Do you want
Mm.
to be married?
Yes.
Hell no. No, you don't.
Nope.
Yes, I do. Yes, it's just
She's scared
So
of
we
marriage
just
because
have a
so
of
lot
Dre,
going
her
Or
on.
so
her
Dre,
or
parents'
you just
experience.
don't want to marry him.
Yes,
Oof.
yes, I
Because
do. We have
why did you
we just
have
have
his
a lot to
baby?
work on.
Why did you have his baby before he put a ring on your finger?
because
I
she
don't
didn't want
know.
to get married at the time.
Because all you
Yeah.
got to do to have a baby is not allow it.
Because she wanted to have the options open. That's why.
Well, I just
So
wanted. Well, in truth, I'll be told. Like I had been talking about having a baby, like for years, and I just never did it because I wasn't with a stable person. And then he and I were talking about marriage, but not talking about marriage at the same time. But we both wanted to be parents, so we're like, well, let's just have a baby. But it was like I said, it was 2.5 years into the relationship, and we talked about marriage. We still talk about marriage, but we have a lot to work on first.
That's
but
bullshit. Y'all been
yeah.
together 5 years and you have a kid.
I
Y'all should
know,
be married.
I
So
know.
so so Alexis, so did Brock come from a two-parent household?
Who's
Not Barack, Brock, B R
B
oh
O
R
C
O
Brock?
C.
K.
You know, he's going through the names.
Okay.
Chad, did
Um.
Chad come from a two-parent household?
Yes, he did, but his parents waited till he was like 5 to get married. But yes,
That mean y'all getting married this year then.
we fucking better. All this shit I have to deal with him. I mean, I deal with a lot just being a girl. I'd be telling him like, dude, like any other girl would just leave already.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
but
that
you got a
shit over.
baby.
I
You
told
you
you
got a
guys that
baby though.
shit
You can't
over.
just like.
I don't care. I'm not the type of person to stay with somebody. That's what my
I,
parents did. They stayed
listen, I'm
together
not
just because
saying
they
I'm
had
not, but
us.
you do okay. But you got to understand that every relationship takes work, right?
Yeah.
Like people be call me all the time, man. You don't know how good you got it. But we had to fight too. We've been through some shit too. Like we're normal humans,
Hmm.
right? You if here's where I think marriage makes a huge difference.
Hmm.
Marriage is the difference between get the fuck out and okay, I better think this shit through, right?
Yeah,
Because don't get me wrong, we've had those discussions. We're human. Like, all right, do we want to keep doing this shit, bro? A long time ago, right? Like we had those discussions, and I'm so happy we made the right fucking decision,
yeah,
Hmm.
right? Because you're not every day's not going to be perfect, right?
Yeah.
This is we are on day 11,000 and some change. That's more than probably you and Jay been alive, right?
right.
All 11,000 days weren't perfect,
That's
Oh
because he
my
old
god.
as fuck. But yeah, go
right?
ahead.
I'm old as fuck, right? All 11,000 days weren't perfect, but I will
Hmm.
tell you the majority of the motherfuckers was, and I'm happy we had them, right?
Hmm.
So yes, there were times when we were like, man, we should probably not do this, blah blah blah, and ain't no telling where the fuck we'd be right now. I wouldn't be a multiple baby mama motherfucker, but I could be, right? That's just life, right? You don't know, right?
Hmm.
So I'm not saying you stay with somebody because shit could be worse.
Hmm.
You work through some shit with somebody because that shit is what relationships is.
And
There
because you
is
love
no
them,
perfect. Well, if you don't love
like
motherfucker, you shouldn't be in a
I
relationship with
can't
them.
see
You know,
myself not being with him. Like he's literally like my best friend. Like we
Then
so
we
y'all should
talk
be
about
married. Why
everything.
y'all not married?
Fucking
right.
get
I don't know.
married.
That's what I'm saying. So I've been
Why
waiting.
don't you ask this motherfucker
I
to marry you?
have, and
Get
he
on your
just keeps
knee,
telling
pull a
me,
ring
"Well,
out.
we
And
should just
Chet,
have a
what did
next
Chester say
kid."
when you proposed?
Right? Did you ask
I
him to
ask
marry
him
you?
all the time. He's like, I said,
No. Did you get down on one knee and say, "Will you marry me?"
I will not. No,
You too good for that.
no, I'm not saying that. I
You
just
just
don't
said
want
that
to do that.
because you too
Well,
good.
but wait, she was
No,
about to say what he said. What did he say when
What
you
did
asked him
Chester
about
say
it?
when you proposed to him?
I got
y'all gonna stop with
right.
this.
Y'all got. I don't even know his name no more. I'm just confused.
He said, the first time I asked him, he's like, "Well, I want it to be spontaneous." Blah blah blah. It's like, okay. He's like, so I
How
don't
long
want to
ago
tell
was
you
that?
when it's gonna happen. I said, okay.
Have
So then
you
he says he wants to make sure there's enough money in the account,
get the
in
fuck
his
out of here?
account.
Have you ever considered the possibility that Chad doesn't want to be your
Yes.
husband? Why the fuck haven't you moved on?
Well, because I ask him, I'm like, are you, because, we have deep discussions like this literally all the time. And I'm like, so are you just like, you just don't want to get married? And he goes, I do. And I said, you don't want to get married with me? He goes, I do. And I'm like, so what the fuck is holding you back? He's just like,
So if
I
I
don't know.
tell you, Alexis, and
Mhm.
I'm sorry to cut you off,
You're
Queen,
fine.
but I really got to get this across. If I tell you that I want to get clean off of drugs,
Hmm.
and yet every morning for breakfast I smoke an 8 ball,
Hmm.
and every afternoon I shoot some heroin,
Okay.
and every evening I hit a joint before I go to bed,
Hmm.
just to take the edge off. But before I go to bed, I say I'm gonna get clean, Alexis, and I do this shit for 4 months straight.
Hmm.
Is there a certain point that you gonna say to your motherfucking self, that this Negro does not want to get clean, or are you going to still think, hey, he says he wants to get clean,
I feel
even
like he
though he
might
does every
change.
drug in the
He might
motherfucking.
do it.
Hmm?
I feel like he's okay. So I'm gonna tell y'all something, but I ain't supposed to know either.
Okay, here we go.
Hang on. You sure you want
So
to do that?
well,
We don't
okay.
judge
So
Run
around
it,
like
here.
I
run
thought
it,
about it.
whatever it is, run it.
So I
We
Chris
don't judge
realized.
Brown.
around here.
So I clean everything, right? So like I was cleaning through the dressers and stuff and all this other shit. And he has we have a gun in the house, right? We have a gun safe and everything.
Smart.
So in the gun safe was a ring.
That was for a
Oh
girl though.
shit.
No, they ain't no fuck. Don't play with me. Don't play. I'll
My
slice that
bad, my
motherfucker up,
bad.
boy.
This is
No,
some
it's in
good
my
ass
size because we
content
got
right here,
sized
man.
at the mall like during like the beginning of our
Oh,
relationship.
you didn't
So like,
try it on. You
I
didn't
did
try
try.
it on
Yes, it was
already.
beautiful.
Does he know you tried it on?
No, he don't know I know about it. So I'm
Okay.
just waiting. So like I
Oh, so
know
yeah,
he's
your
gonna
ass is
ask me.
extra
I just don't
stressed.
know when.
And
I
when
know
was
he's gonna.
this?
That's a
When
good
did
one.
you
I'm
see
about to
this
hide that
ring?
motherfucker at
You-
my house.
Man,
It's
you know what?
beautiful.
Hey, I'm gonna keep it real. You know he got slobbed down that night. He didn't know what the fuck was going on.
He was like, I don't know what I did,
Hey,
but
I
I'm
bet
glad
you
I
gave
did
him the
it.
best. I bet you gave him
Right,
the best ever.
man, hold his homie's ring, right? Because you know his homie's about to propose. He holding his homie's ring, and now he getting topped off.
You better quit.
I'm just
He
saying we
gave
don't
it.
know who
All
it
right,
He
all
is
right,
gave
all
it
right,
to
all right.
him so good. She was like, he gonna ask me to marry him tomorrow.
tonight. Right? She was like,
But
we.
I
She
literally
gave him
I
that
found
gut duck
this.
3000.
I
Can,
found this ring like 2 months ago.
hey,
But
that
that's
really
when we
pissed you
Two
had
off
to
months.
get.
when nothing happened after that, didn't it? Though, let's keep it real.
No, because I don't know where his mindset is at. So it's like he bought this ring, right? I know exactly where it's at. He acts like I don't know where the fuck it's. I know where it's at. Is I know. And then like we got in like him and his mom and I got into it. So he
Oh
and
yeah,
I
that
been
put
getting
yeah,
into it.
that's the hold up right there. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. So it's like once we get through
Oh,
this shit of his mom, then I
now
know.
now we getting down to it. Now
Yeah.
we getting down to it.
So
So you find a ring and then you put the white man's white mama out?
Yes, because she called me all types of stuff. Like, no, she needed to go. I was
listen,
over
Okay,
listen.
hold
this.
on. I'm
She's
gonna
so
give you a
fucking
couple things.
disrespectful.
One, he should have put
Straight
his
killing
mom
her
out.
ass, man.
One, he should have put his
I
mom
mean, if
out.
he ain't doing it, and
No.
so it's
Two,
something you missed, Dre. He ain't on the deed.
oh yeah.
Yeah, he's not on
Oh
the
shit.
deed.
Yeah, I didn't catch that.
He ain't
Oh
on the
shit.
deed, so he
No.
you know
Who
he
house
can't.
is it? Is his mama house?
It's
It's
mine.
her house, bro.
You put her out her house?
No,
No,
no, it's
it's my
Alexa's
Alexis'
house.
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 Oh shit. Y'all
He
got
ain't
a
even
lot
on
of
the
problems.
fucking deed. He got a
I
wife
just said
living
We
like
got
fuck
a
a
it.
lot
I'm
of
black
going.
man in this
problems.
He just said
motherfucker.
fuck it. I'm going
So
to
he
them.
not on the deed. You've been
No.
together with him since before you had the house.
Yeah.
5 years. What? Oh, you don't want to marry him. I'm gonna tell you why he ain't marrying you. I can tell you right now why he ain't married you yet.
Because
Let
I
me
kicked his
turn my
mom out.
No. Oh, they ain't got shit to do with it.
Okay, why?
He ain't married you yet because he don't have to.
swear to fucking God, bro. I was gonna. He don't have to.
Ugh.
We said
I
earlier. I
know
said
Because
what
he
is
he
left
don't
hasn't
for him.
have
asked me
to.
about
He
it.
getting the pussy for free. He got the baby up front. What the
Ugh.
fuck?
He
That
don't make
ring
you go
gonna
in the
sit
living
there.
room when
I'm
he
gonna
ready to
tell you when
eat.
he gonna give you that
You
He
ring.
cooking
don't
and
make me
cleaning
leave the
your
He
house
house.
that he live in? Do he
No.
drive you to work in your car?
No, we each have a car.
I'm gonna tell you when he gonna give you that ring. You want me to tell you exactly when he gonna give you that
You
ring?
gonna say
When
never.
you
Don't
leave?
hurt my heart.
When you
No,
leave?
no, I'm not gonna say never. He gonna give you the ring.
Talk
I'm
that
gonna
shit,
tell you.
Dre.
I'm gonna tell you when he gonna give it to you. When
All
he
right.
start thinking you got somebody else. When he
Mm.
start thinking you sick of his shit and you ready to leave.
You need a black man to slide in your DMs to
Oh
make
But
you
my
feel
not.
comfortable.
But
He gonna
god.
not with
pull.
no
Hey, he gonna pull that
arguing.
motherfucker out like a.
Listen. I'm gonna tell you how to get that
You
ring
need a
this week.
black man to slide in your DMs and put that pressure on Connor.
I'm gonna tell you how to get that ring in 8 days.
Okay.
Because the number one thing that we can't fucking stand, especially when we don't know why, if you just stop fucking talking to us. If
Yeah.
a man love you, he cannot handle that shit. I got 3
Man, I
solid
wanted
days
to call
before I
you a
lose
liar,
my
but I
fucking
can't.
mind.
I want to call
Yeah.
you a liar, but I can't. We gonna talk to this motherfucker.
Right. Look, I'm snatching your ass
Shit.
up. I'm finna give you the business. Look, I'm finna eat some pussy. Something finna go down. You gonna talk to me.
Right. You gonna make some noises
Alexis,
around
if
this
you pay me
motherfucker.
Cause
$7, I'll start sending you beard pictures and Connor gonna propose and especially if he white.
Oh.
It's
you
a
Man,
ain't
that
gotta
risky
do
Oh
move,
none of
motherfucker.
my
that.
bro.
I done had
god.
This
white
That's a
what
men
you
risky
so
do.
move. That's a risky
Stop
move. Maybe
talking
not
to
the
him
beard
at
pic.
all. Any questions he asks you, just give him a flat ass answer.
Yep.
Oh
and
my
then
god.
run to the store every 15 minutes.
Alexis, you
Oh
paid me
my
six
god.
Don't
dollars. I'm
say
sending your
shit.
Now,
kids
You'll
now,
home
have
now,
it ready
Dre,
by the
I
weekend.
just wanna say, as a black man to a black man, I understand where you are coming from. I don't know, dude. Right? I don't
God,
know,
you ain't
dude.
shit either, man.
I don't know, dude. But
Oh
I've seen
god.
some TV shows. You may not be getting her what she actually wants in 8 days. In 8 days, we might be like, "Hey, y'all remember old girl?" You know what I'm saying? Like, so you got to be careful. As a,
They'd be
you
like,
know,
she's single. He broke up with her. He couldn't deal
Oh
with it.
shit, I forgot he
Oh
was
my god.
white.
you gotta
I forgot Chad was white.
you
Chad
gotta
White, he
be
was
you
fucking
gotta
right
be
them days,
reasonable
man.
here, right?
And
And listen,
he
my
already
son-in-law.
thinks something's going on anyway because like I've been working out 5 days a week
Yeah,
now.
yeah, you've been doing your thing.
Thank you.
You back at
And
World's Gym? Is old boy there? I'm sorry, continue.
I don't go to World Gym no more.
All
No,
right,
no.
good.
But like he was like, "Why you keep coming home at 8?" I said, "I don't come home at 8. I come home at like 7." And so like like little things like that. He's like, I don't know. He's just jealous. Not jealous, but like he always thinks that
He's
like,
concerned.
Well,
yeah.
don't fucking put a ring
Listen.
on it.
If
Listen to
this
So
me.
listen, let me just
that's what I'm
ask you.
saying.
I'm
I
gonna
said
tell
dudes
you.
wouldn't talk to me if I had a ring.
I'm gonna shit. I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna give you the equivalent of what you're doing right now.
Dude
If
gonna
you don't,
talk to you more because you got a
right,
ring. Fuck you
No
right,
mean?
fucking way. Are you
Nah,
serious?
not really.
yeah. Here's why. Because you're going home, and we know it. Right? If you
Right.
have a ring on your finger, you have to go home. You
And that's
can't
what
be
we
his.
want.
You can't be
We
his bother. Right?
That's what we
So
want
Y'all
is for you to
right.
go
nasty.
home when we
No,
done.
men are not
I
nasty.
don't fuck with white.
This is
Unless
who men are. But peep game. Let me explain to you real quick. I'm just gonna say it in some terms that I'm sure you can relate to.
Hmm.
You've changed, and it's a good change, right? You started working out. You're eating better. You've lost a
Hmm.
lot of weight. And
Hmm.
I've complimented you. Hey, look,
Alexis look
you look.
good.
It's working.
Make the find Alexis on Facebook.
Imagine
Oh
if
my
he
god.
came home one day and started wearing all brand new underwear and new cologne. You'd be like, "What the fuck are you doing?"
Yeah.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah, that's
That's what you
true.
doing to him, right? You wearing
Yeah.
new underwear and new cologne, right? You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? Like it's a change for him that doesn't make sense to him because he's not a
Yeah.
part of it. So he's concerned
Right.
because like most dudes will say, and this is I think we be wrong as hell when we say this. If a woman changes and start working out, she cheating. That's what dudes say
Yeah.
because there's no legitimate reason why you should start doing that shit out of the blue unless somebody told you, hey, if you tighten up, I got you, right?
Right.
So
Okay.
I
Now,
think
dude
that's
worth
why
his salt. A dude that really wants you worth his salt. If he see you working out and shit and you getting yourself together and he
he in
know
that
his
motherfucker too.
back, that motherfucker finna hit the gym too.
Right. We in this
You
bitch
know what I'm
together. I
saying?
don't
He
know
When
if
I
we
was
has
living
married,
together.
my
I'm
wife
just
started hitting
watching.
the gym. I said, it's something
he
up. Let me go to the gym too. Cause when
yeah.
I get motherfucker get this muscle tone back on, bitch, you can leave me if you want to.
Here I was thinking you was talking about working out together. Right? Like my guy
Nope.
said,
We
he said,
finna
fuck
both
that. We
get
hit the
fly. We
gym.
gonna see who get a new one the fastest. Fuck you.
Oh my
Man,
god.
listen. It's off topic, but one of my guys, man, and he got married earlier this year, I think it was. And shit, they already separated. And it's
That's
sad as
sad.
fuck. And she played him dirty. Like she just came home one day, little changes, right? And so this is why dudes be concerned. Changes and shit, right? Picked up on some changes, and then one day she was like, "Yeah, I'm moving out. I ain't paid the rent in the last 2 months. You know what I'm saying? I'm leaving Monday." I'm like, damn, it's like Friday, and then she left
Hmm.
Friday, right? Like so dudes be skeptical when change happens, right? So
But
Hmm.
Alexis,
he's right to be uncomfortable, but you need to reassure him, hey, listen, I'm doing this for the betterment of the family, to be more
Right.
healthy, to be,
That's what I've
to
been telling him.
She
yeah.
Alexis,
getting ready in
why
case
don't
that nigga don't fall
question?
in line. You tell him what you want to, but she getting ready.
Man, fuck this shit. I don't
I
respect
mean,
no
yeah,
damn woman.
he going yeah.
Oh
Because
my god.
you've done that very well. He's gonna put the ring on it soon for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that ring ain't gonna fit. Shit.
Right now, and he
Man,
okay with that too.
ooh,
He
she
okay
said
with
my
that too,
fingers
right?
is smaller. My
They
wrist, all that
small.
shit. No, I done lost a little weight too.
But
So, Alexis, question.
mhm.
In general, this is kind of going off subject, not really. Why do women
Why
do not get women trainers?
the fuck do you want a woman
Oh,
to,
good
bro? Why would they
question,
want one?
JB.
I feel like because I had a woman trainer, so I can't really, but I can see why they don't. It's just they feel like they're being judged by the women. You know what I'm
Women don't
saying?
get
Like,
along with women too often, bro. They don't.
yeah,
They
That's a
got
fact.
internal trust
That's a
issues,
fact.
yeah,
right? Everybody. When I was younger, I used to think it was weird. Like, oh, she don't trust me. Like, if I ain't leave around that bitch. I'm like, I ain't finna fuck. Yeah, but she gonna try. right? Women just not all women, right? But a lot of women don't trust other women. I've heard women say, I'd never want to work for a woman. I'd be like, damn, y'all motherfuckers rough. Right? Women
Mhm.
don't want to work for women. Women don't want to trust women. Like,
Women don't like
So is
women.
it safe to say y'all kind of horrible people?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So why when y'all talk about the end of relationships, y'all always make it seem like we the bad dudes when y'all know y'all shitty people?
We don't like to take blame for it.
that's
That's
accountability, right?
Oh
crazy.
wow,
Wow.
this
Right,
chick is
right,
gold.
right. You just
Listen,
about
if
this
you
about to be
leave
My
Chad,
dude
if
it's
has
you
about to
heard
be
ever
me
2
leave
dudes in
say
your
Chad,
my
inbox.
dude has heard me say I'm sorry literally 6 times in our relationship.
Who
I
said? Wait, say that again.
Wait,
my
damn, you just lost some points. We thought you was team all right. And he was like, I only said it 6 times. You know what I'm
I've
saying?
said it. It's very hard for. I will say it if I really feel like I'm in the wrong, but it's really hard to take accountability. I have said sorry to
Because you don't
like
have
oh
I
to.
think
no,
6 times in 5 years?
yeah.
6 times is a lot. What is y'all talking about?
Considering,
Not
right.
Dog.
not
Six
just
times,
Bro,
since
he's
you
you
might as
say
that's
well
it
like
just
six
that's more than
times.
separate.
once
Hold
a
on.
year.
Not just
I'm
since
with
you
Dre.
Yeah.
say it 6 times. Y'all missed what just came out her mouth.
Right,
She admitted
right. No, I'm
about
with you. I'm with you.
accountability. Women
Yeah.
are not capable of that.
Fuck
No.
that shit. It's been
I,
She's a unicorn
1,800
in and
days
of
they've been
that.
together, and she done said sorry 5 of them.
bro,
That's
hey,
a lot.
I mean
Fuck that,
that
man. 5 times 5 divided by 1825 is dog. Look at this goddamn number. I can't even say that shit. What of a percentage that is?
Okay.
And she done
Now take
apologized.
that percentage and divide it by how many women actually
right,
admit that they don't take
right.
That they
accountability
don't say
The big
sorry.
and
fat zero.
ever fucking say
This is
sorry.
insanity, bro. Like,
Sorry,
what
you
the
pissed me
fuck?
off.
Yeah.
Right?
Right,
Right.
yeah, Kai,
Sorry, you
that's
I'm
fucked
it.
sorry
Say
you
up.
it
feel that
again,
way.
Kai,
It's
say
them
it again.
bullshit
Sorry, you pissed
apologies.
me off. Right?
Right.
Like
Exactly, man.
I mean, he got a point, and you know we gotta give her credit where credit is due.
Yeah, we
Right?
don't like to take accountability.
That's
You know.
crazy.
The fact that
I
a
mean, but
woman
you don't have to.
admitted
You never
that
had
is
to.
huge, JB. You don't understand how huge that
Right?
is.
He young. He ain't ready. He's like, well, you
Women
should
do
say it
not
more.
admit that they don't. Just you ain't even got to take accountability. Just
Mm,
admitting that women don't take accountability
Dog,
makes her a fucking
man,
unicorn.
maybe call me an
yeah.
abusive, call me like that dude from Enough, but we not leaving a fucking room until you acknowledge that you're wrong and you apologize. Like, I
But
just
if I
Bullshit.
don't.
gotta force you to do it, is that really you know you just trying to get out of the room? I
Yeah,
don't wanna.
no,
I don't wanna. I'm sorry
And
if you ain't
mean
gonna
it.
let me
No,
leave
I
without me saying
just,
I'm
no.
sorry.
and of course, I dump all my exes.
I
That's
can't
another
agree
thing
with
too,
you,
where it's
JB.
like, that's
Hey,
crazy.
hold on. Let me ask y'all something because this is a single people question.
Okay.
Um, I'm different, right? I'm from a different time, and my relationship has been a very long time. Um, one thing that drives that I think is crazy to me is I'll see somebody get in a relationship, but they keep people they used to fuck on their Facebook or their
Mm.
social media.
I have
Mhm.
that.
I didn't say tell on yourself, goddammit. I was just gonna ask y'all how y'all felt about the situation, right? So to
I'm
me,
so glad you got her on this podcast. It's like the
that
best woman you could have had
Shout out
on
to
here.
Alexis. We got to
that
bring her on
Alexis, you
every
that
time
to
we do a
A1.
me,
damn show.
You all right with
so
us.
Thank
When
you.
you and
Thank
Chad
you.
break up, you just make it public.
that's so for me that's crazy. Like
Why?
why? Okay, can he still hang out with his ex girlfriend?
Hell no.
Okay, can he still text her and talk to her?
He could. He don't do it.
You would be okay if he was like, "Hey, hold on,
Well,
I'm
no, but
texting my,"
I don't communicate with them.
but they there, so the door's open,
I
right?
mean,
Listen, you supposed to put the block on every motherfucker you don't fuck with
see,
after you
no,
don't
I
fuck
don't
with
feel
them.
like that. I feel
I
like
know
they should
because you
see
want
how
them to
good
be
I'm
able to
doing.
Nah, you don't. You want them to have that communication option. You want them to
No,
see
I
your life.
don't. No, I really don't.
You want them to see your life. They
Well, yeah,
can't
like I want them to know that you was a bitch
because you ain't
and
over them. I don't give a fuck
I'm
what my
over
last
them,
job
yes,
doing.
but
And
it's
you, how
something
often do you
about the
stop in your old job?
satisfaction of like
Like, listen,
in
no,
the
hold on, real quick. Like, how often do you stop into your old job? Not to see your friends, but just to let them know you got a new job. You don't give a fuck about that old job, so you don't go.
I
Can
was
we
I
be
think I did
real?
that
Like,
once.
right? I don't go to a restaurant like, hey, I went to the other restaurant. They shit way better, right? Because I don't give a fuck what they feel.
Right.
And
You
then come
want
back
them.
every 6 months to
You
remind them
want
how
that.
better the new restaurant is.
You want
But
that validation.
he be thinking he be saying like that he's going like when we get into arguments and stuff, he be like, you don't see me get mad at you having all these dudes on Facebook that you used to fuck, and I'm like, I didn't fuck every dude on Facebook.
But
But you
but
fucked a
But
couple
but
of them.
some of
I
them.
mean a
he don't know
few.
which one
But
it is.
he ain't wrong. You
I
got
mean just
some
a
of them
Listen,
on
few.
there.
I'm gonna
I
tell
get it.
y'all something
I
fucked up.
get it.
I'm
So
gonna tell
Tanner
y'all
ain't
something
proposing
fucked up.
because you ain't shit.
Did you
No,
call him
listen,
Tanner?
listen. This is fucked up, right? I got in trouble because I made a joke about my wife ex-boyfriend. That from 1991. It was like 2 months ago. I was like, I don't remember what the fuck I said. I was like, oh, I'm finna. This is what the joke was. I'm like, I'm gonna search them from your phone, from your Facebook phone, from
Mhm.
on your phone from Facebook. Boy, I got it. So I don't fuck. I don't care about. And I'm just like, God damn, I'm getting chewed up.
That
Y'all
was
just like, hey,
32
I used
years
to
ago. That
smash,
man might
bro.
be dead.
Right? Like I used to smash, bro. But when are we just Facebook friends? That's crazy to me. Like, how can you have any form of comfortability? Like, I don't understand why somebody used to rearrange your guts or guts you used to rearrange needs to be on your social media.
So
I
Alexis,
yeah.
go ahead. Sorry, Queen. Go ahead. Sorry.
I think it's just because like I'm at the like a lot of so back in my whole days, those are the whole days. I didn't form
Your hot
an
girl summer. Say
emotional
your hot girl summer. That's what y'all say
my
now.
hot girl summer. Yes. Well, it was a few summers, but yes. Um, I never really formed like an emotional. Like I said,
At
I
a
I
few
take my
summers, my bad.
emotions
They call
away.
that pair bonding.
Yeah, so it was like he always tells me like when girls have sex or women have sex, they put emotion into it. I said no, that's not true. I didn't put emotion in it. Y'all was just dick to write on.
That's bad for him.
So
Right.
Alexis, you
I
got a
know,
wife.
but I've changed. I don't feel like that anyway anymore. You
No,
know
that's not true.
that is true.
That's
Alexis.
just what you believe. That's because
So,
you
No,
want to believe it.
my God, I got so many fucking questions.
I was still tripping on the fact, like, dude knows you got cats you didn't smash. Hey, did sit at the table in
yeah,
the living room and eat still on your Facebook?
no. I deleted him.
Why?
He's on my Instagram though.
Oh, god damn it.
I don't
Fuck.
post on
So
Instagram.
Alexis,
I don't post on Instagram
But
though.
but why? But see, I
Oh wait, here's the question. When
Yeah,
he mentioned it, why didn't you delete them? If
because it
he
wasn't a real
mentioned it, it
serious
means he
like.
has a problem with it, right?
No, because we weren't really talking. Like we were just talking.
oh he got a problem.
He
No.
That's
didn't
why
tell
As
he
me he
soon
had
pulled
a
you.
as he
problem with
brought
it.
it up, when he
100%. That's
said,
why that fucking
"I
ring is
don't
in the
say
face.
nothing about them dudes you used to smash on
That's him
Facebook," when
saying
he said
everything.
that,
Yeah.
it was a problem.
Well,
The
he
Yes,
didn't
fact
tell
that
me
he
that.
mentioned it
he
He
told
didn't.
you
means
that.
it's
You
a
ain't
So,
fact.
listening.
so Alexis,
Yeah.
He don't have to come out and say, "I don't like this shit." If he
and I,
brought it up,
It's a
it
wrap.
bothers him a lot.
so
Well, then
we
he should say that.
appreciate, so we appreciate your
No, he shouldn't. You
transparency.
should
Yeah,
have
we do.
deleted
We
Uh
need
it
to
huh.
right
give her
when
some
he said
credit
it.
for being
We
honest
appreciate your
and
transparency and your
absolutely.
honesty, right?
Hmm.
But I got another question.
Oh
Okay.
shit.
Have you ever considered the reason that Preston has not proposed to you is
Ooh,
because you ain't a wife?
You got them dudes still on your
oh
page.
shit,
I mean, maybe.
You listen.
Maybe I'm not wife
Here's what
oh
you do.
material.
shit,
Here's what you
JB.
do. Right. Take. And I'm gonna screenshot your number of friends right now. But then
Me?
get rid of all the people you just smashed. I'm gonna look at the number. Um,
Is it me?
no, I'm joking. I'm joking. But get rid of every dude that you've ever dealt with physically, right?
Uh,
And just tomorrow, give him a day or two, and be like, I thought about it, and it was inappropriate for me to have anybody I've had any kind of relationship with in the past on my social media. I've gotten rid of everybody on my Instagram, my Snap, my Facebook. This is about me and you, man. Your hand gonna be so heavy in 2 days with that ring on that motherfucker. He's
The
waiting.
more I get to know a
hmm.
fucking
Yeah,
Alexis, the less I want to
yeah.
propose to her ass. And
Well,
I'm like,
excuse me.
fuck. I didn't win. I'm ready to go to Preston's house and hide the motherfucking ring. Like, bro,
Right, you need to
whatever
move
you
Don't
it.
think
do
you should,
it.
you
I
shouldn't.
don't even
Goddamn,
do
what
nothing. I
the
just be
fuck?
chilling.
It's not, but
This would be the
it's
biggest
the
mistake of your goddamn life,
like
Morgan.
it's crazy. It's crazy
Mm-mm.
because, like, again, my situation's different. We've been married a very long time, together a
Yeah.
long time. Um, the other day, I said something to her. I'm like, hey, a girl took me off Facebook. I don't want to fuck. She was like, who? I said, so and so. She's like, block the bitch. Right? Like, y'all ain't got no beef. Right? I'm just saying,
Right.
she unfriended me. She's like, yeah, if she don't fuck with you, I don't fuck with her. Right? And I'm
Yep.
like, damn, that's crazy because they was friends. Right? And
Mhm.
I don't know. I do know why a girl took me off. And it's podcast related. But
Oh gosh.
Man, can you
still,
imagine like posting like so? Let's say that Connor proposed to you, right? And you post pictures, and it gets laugh reactions from men
man,
because
worse
them
than
is
the dude like
motherfuckers
it
that
that they
you.
used to smash. That's
The
worse.
dude
Laugh
that
at my
used to
shit.
smash likes,
They're
loves,
not
or
like
laugh at
that.
shit.
If
They
we
are like
like
that.
your
They have
pictures, it's because
penises.
we still want
No,
to
but they're
smash.
all no, like they're all like okay. I know it sounds real cliche. I'm really like cool with a lot of guys. Like I was always cool with guys, right?
Listen,
So like
call
they're
up
all
any one of
friends.
them right now and tell them you want to hook up. and
they
see what
coming.
they
I ain't gonna
say.
do that because then they gonna be like, all right, bet.
Right.
And
So they're
no,
not
Goddamn
your
right.
friend.
That's
So
the
They're not
everything
your
you
problem,
about
friend.
to
Alexis.
That's
say,
what he
but
wants.
I'm
That's
not
what
like
he's
that.
getting at.
I'm not that type of person
No,
to
but
do
You got
that.
a
But
point.
Dre is saying they're
it's not
not your
about
friend.
you. It's about how they think.
They're
Yeah,
not your
that's
friend.
true.
Right?
And then your
Listen,
friends on
I'm gonna
Facebook.
keep it all the way real. Right? I was in where the hell was I? I was in Florida, one of my homies, and we was drinking and shit. Dude got to act a little bit strange. I'm like, hey, fam, listen, I don't know what the fuck you finna say. Don't fucking say that. Right? Don't do no stupid shit. I'll beat your ass. Right? Because I'm like,
Right,
Hmm.
a guy gave me the weird vibes. Like, bro,
right,
once you start taking your shit off, right? I'm not with you like that. We cool, but
right.
it ain't that kind of party, right?
Going in your
So,
mouth.
so that's how a motherfucker who don't want to fuck with you is gonna act when you start getting naked. You get naked, one of the motherfuckers you think don't want something. That motherfucker will start getting naked too. He be like, "Why you take your shirt off?" Oh, I thought it was hot. You know, he saw you take your shirt off. He gonna take his shirt off. Like, what you doing? It's hot too, right? He's like, no, motherfucker. Right? It's just men and women. I'm gonna get in trouble for this one, but I don't think men and women should be friends like that. And what I mean by that is y'all can be social media friends, not if y'all already smashed, right? But
Mm.
like, go on a vacation with a motherfucker. Like, if you don't think any man wants to have sex with you, you should be able to go on a vacation with him and y'all can just kick it. Your boy ain't gonna be cool with that. Just like you wouldn't be cool with him going with a girl who say, like, "See, this is my friend. We're gonna sleep in the
Hmm.
same bed, but we just friends." Right? Yeah, nobody's going for that because we know
There
that's
is
some
only
bullshit.
one guy that he does not want me to have any type of
And
interaction
where is
with,
he
but
at?
not
Is he
I
on
But
your
I
blocked.
bet
Facebook?
you still got contact with his ass. He
No,
in
I
your top
blocked
8
him.
on your
I blocked him
MySpace
on
friends list.
Instagram,
So,
Snapchat,
so let me ask you why this
Facebook.
guy? Why him? I don't
We
want to name the name, but why that guy versus the other guy?
cause we kind of made a tape and
Woo!
um
Where can I get a cut? No, I'm just
uh
playing.
Oh
I'm just
God,
playing.
you
Uh,
better pass that shit
I'm
like a
just
blunt.
playing.
no,
What's his
so,
name? I need to
he's
call him.
my face
aware.
is not in it, but he sent it to me on Snapchat and my boyfriend saw it when we first got
Whoa,
together.
whoa,
He ain't
hold
never
on.
marrying your ass, bro. Alexis, move the fuck on, G. Like, come on,
Fire
No,
man.
that
that.
was at the beginning of the
Don't give
relationship
a
though.
fuck. You think we forget that shit? You see that
Oh
shit
So,
my
every fucking
so
damn
god.
all right.
step.
So here this is for everybody because this is some weird
Okay.
shit to me, right? Me and my homie was talking, and I'm like, bro, I realized in this world that y'all are in, you have to come to terms and agree with the fact that there's at least two dudes that got videos of your girl naked or sucking a dick or fucking or
Mhm.
something like that. You have to
Yeah.
deal with
Yeah.
that,
Just lie to me. I believe this shit. I promise you.
Right.
right? But
Yeah.
that's where y'all
Right.
at in this world right now,
For
right?
real.
Just
Like
fucking
if
lie to
it's
me.
It's
I
the
some
promise
shit
you, I
you just
believe
gotta
it. What
lie
they,
about. Even when
what
he
they
know
say?
you lying, he
But
wanna
y'all can't
believe
get
it.
mad about the past. Like that
but we
was like
can.
Yes, the fuck
It's
we
on
can.
video.
We
It
men.
never goes
Can,
away.
but
can
it
I
Okay.
tell you
does though.
Wait,
It
something?
wait,
was
wait. Let
Snapchat.
me
You
let
know,
me tell you
Snapchat
like
don't save
this.
nothing. He deleted
Yeah,
it.
but he
I
sent
sent
it
it
to
to
you,
Hold
him.
so
on.
it
Let me
clearly
put
didn't
it
go
like
away.
this.
Wait,
Yeah, I
When
who?
you
deleted
say
he
we
deleted
can't
it off
get
his
mad
phone.
about the past, right? It's
Yeah.
only three things men care about, and one of them is body count.
Oh
Body count is
gosh.
huge, and I'm gonna tell
See,
you.
I'm weird. I
I'm
don't
gonna
care
tell
about
you.
that. That wouldn't bother me. But
Wait, hold on. Let me
go
let
ahead,
me
go ahead.
get through it, Kai. This ain't all men, but here, there was this girl I was dating. She's fucking beautiful. Had a great personality. Like everything about her is wifey material. She respectful. She cook. She bad in the bedroom, but she done slept with half the niggas in South Bend.
Mm.
You think I'm finna fucking wife her?
You can't because
Never,
you know too many people that smash.
never. The last time I smashed was the last time I smashed because she told me,
Mm-mm.
bro. She
I'ma
told
use
me
that
about this.
shit when it listen,
She
Chris.
See,
told me
that's why
about
we don't
these
even
two
want to be
guys. I
honest.
said,
That's why
who?
we be lying
Wait, she
about how
told you
many
about two
people we
guys that
sleep
She
with.
told me. She told me about these two guys, and this was the last motherfucking time.
like
Uh,
same time two guys.
wait, let me tell you. Two guys from the southeast side,
Yes,
grimy niggas. I know these niggas by reputation and spotting them.
Mm.
She told me she messed with these two niggas. I was like, oh, it's game over.
Right. So
You
see,
ain't,
That's why
I'm a
you'll
we
never
lie
see me
quality
on
again.
how
I'm a
many body
quality over
counts we
quantity.
actually got.
Yeah, huh?
That's why we have to lie on like how many dudes that we actually been with
Right,
because
but then y'all
don't
say it
y'all
don't
not
matter.
the Empress.
Then
Sorry.
y'all
huh?
say
So
it don't
here's
matter.
where I struggle. If you have to lie from day one, the whole relationship is built on a
Right.
bullshit
And
foundation.
that's the problem. I never lied to him, but I know I got more experience than him. Like I know
Don't
that.
nobody
We
ask her
talked
that?
They
I
about it.
never.
said
Nope. Don't y'all do it. I see both of y'all
I
lips, and I
wasn't
can't
gonna
even
do
see
it.
Dre.
I wasn't
We
gonna
Uh,
do it.
talked about it.
I wasn't gonna do it.
don't do that. That's not y'all business. Right.
I wasn't gonna do it.
No,
But
but it's like a lot of times, like my cousins, right? Like well, not all my cousins, but one of my cousins in particular. Her body count is good God. Like why? You know?
wait, what's
Man,
And
good, God? Why?
if you say she pretty, you get it.
yeah, what's good God to you?
Oh, like 40 plus.
Oh
Okay.
shit.
Okay.
So,
So I know some chicks that like they was like I don't even know. I
but
lost
she
count at
lies
100.
to dudes, and she's like, "Oh no, I've only been with 10." I'm like, "Bitch,
That's
why
why I
you
don't
lying?"
Y'all
ask them. Y'all
always
some
pick an
fucking
even
liars,
number.
man.
Y'all
Well,
always
that's
pick an
good.
even number.
It's
You know
easier
the
to
good thing
remember.
about what Alexis just said. If she said 40's good God, that means she not that bad.
I'm not that bad.
But and, everybody's different. So here's the messed up part,
I wasn't that bad.
right? Let's just say a woman dates a man every other year,
Mm,
right? And
mhm.
she's 38. That's about that's some dudes, right?
Okay, you choosing the wrong man every other
100%.
year. At some
100%.
point, when
Right.
do you get the fucking picture?
Hey, listen, that's what I got yelled at on social media because I was like, somebody said Lori Harvey dated 6 dudes in 7 years or 7 dudes in 6 years. I'm like, that's a lot to me, right? And not the bodies. I'm not talking about
Seven
the
dudes
sex.
in 6 years. Yeah, on the timeline.
All
Yeah,
right. I'm not saying that's from a sexual standpoint. I'm saying, damn, you can't get nobody like you and you that goddamn pretty to like
and
you
you
long
and you
enough.
high status and you well
Right.
Okay,
known.
so
So
from go ahead.
I'm just like I'm not the body count dude. Like to me, it's quality over quantity. If you mess with 2 people and they were both stupid bums, I can't do nothing with you,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah,
But I know everybody's different, right? Like
but and
we have a homie, bro. We was sitting in the bar, chick, and I was like, we was all drinking and shit. And we like, man, what's your body count? She's like, man, I lost count at 100. I'm like,
Oh,
whoa,
right. I'm like,
Did she
respect,
sell the
right?
shit?
Huh?
Did she sell it?
right,
No. She just
right.
she's
She was
very,
giving the
very,
coochie
very
away 100
nice.
times for free.
And
Never
that's what I
going
told her. I
against
said,
it with
listen,
her.
I said,
If
you
you buy
lead.
her a drink, you fucking.
What it is she wants love so bad. She leads with what she thinks. And she's a very attractive young lady. She's a very attractive lady. She's a little older. She's in her 30s. I
Man,
say
I
older
gotta
because y'all
check
got some young
myself in.
people.
I swear to God.
that is not old.
But
Y'all.
but these cats is young, so I gotta say older. But
Mm-hmm.
um, but and I was like, man, her problem is that's all she thinks. That she thinks that makes men fall in love, and it doesn't,
Hell
right?
no.
And then you give it up. So there's 2 types of dudes in the world. There are dudes who like, I got that shit on the first date, so everybody got it on the first date, right?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's
Here's
dudes
what
who
I
like,
don't
I got that
fucking
shit on the first
understand.
date because I'm the shit, right? But it's
Mm-hmm.
not a lot of
Yeah.
I got it on the first date because I'm the shit dudes, right?
I took
Um,
Right.
listen to
Most
me,
dudes are, oh, if she gave it to me on the first date, she gave it to everybody on the first date, and she's
dog.
probably had
Listen,
37 first dates.
I took calculus 2 times and failed that motherfucker twice and realized I'm not a mathematician. I'm never taking this shit again. How do you get 100 fucking bodies before you realize leading with your fucking coochie is not
Oh,
the
I,
way to
I,
go
I didn't
to
say she
find
stopped
one?
getting bodies, right? I'm just saying that's when she stopped counting, right?
J. Cole
Um,
said it best. She said she only fucked about 4, 5 niggas, so you know you got to multiply by 3.
Mm-mm, that's
I
my
mean,
song too.
so like the longer y'all wait, young gentlemen, the more bodies she's stacking up.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Right,
Yeah.
and I like to joke. I like to joke with my guys when they sing when they I'm in the state market. I was like, bro, understand that she gonna have more meat on her grill than Frankie's, right? And
Y'all
Oh
make
my
South Bend sound
god.
like such a fucking cesspool. I
no,
It
mean,
South.
is.
Listen, bro, South.
It is.
Look,
That's
I'd have
why I
been to
left.
Minneapolis.
That's why I left.
what the
I,
fuck,
I'd have been to
man?
Minneapolis. I'd have been to Atlanta. Where you at, bro? You ain't in. Your shit ain't no different. This
Every
is
woman every woman y'all meet is fucking prostitutes, man. You done told
You
me about
right, Kai.
12
You
women in
right.
this podcast.
hey, here's
What
the
the
difference,
fuck?
bro. The women we meet, so women tell me the truth for some reason. They just lie to
Yeah.
y'all.
He said
Yeah.
for
I
some
We
hate it.
reason.
I
we met
fucking
the
hate it.
same
My
motherfuckers. She
exes
just
want to tell me about their new boyfriend. I don't know. Bitch, get out of my face. I don't want to hear about him.
right. You can tell me the truth, like,
Oh my
because I'm
god.
not gonna judge a chick on her body count. Cool, that's your numbers, right?
Alexa's trying to sound wholesome like she ain't got every dick she done wrote on her fucking Facebook right now.
I
Stop
do.
trying to
I
act
don't
like
have
you
all
better
of
than
them.
thou.
No, but let's
There's
go
only
back to
Well,
that because you
but
do
here's the
need to
thing,
like
Kai. It's not exactly about body count. But when I say body count matters, when you're in a small town like South Bend,
now, right,
I don't wanna take you out to the bar and be kissing you in the mouth, and there's 7 niggas in there like, ooh, I had my dick all down her
right.
throat.
It was like,
God
Right?
man,
cuz,
she was
I'm
giggling and
fucking
shit.
like this
status
dude's right.
matters.
This
You
dude
want a
like,
woman that makes you look good. Kai, your woman makes you look good. Your friends is like, I want a woman like Kai got. Ain't nobody finna, when I take this chick out and I'm kissing her in the mouth, they not going, ooh, I want a woman like Dre
they
got.
like we had her. Right, that's a girl from
Listen,
the leaked video.
this girl sucked the best dick on the planet.
Mm-mm.
Still didn't make me want to marry her because that means she been sucking everybody else.
Right.
Ain't good.
She ain't. Look, she's pretty
Good
good because
Lord.
she's experienced.
Oh,
So
Listen,
Oh
so
my God.
y'all got it bad. Like this is where I say it's a little wild because y'all got it bad. And what I mean by y'all is y'all. But y'all got it bad because every single day that you wait and you have a concern. See, it's a combination. You have a concern, rightfully so, about body count. Every day
Mhm.
you ain't with her, is somebody probably smashing.
and this is a message to you, Alexis. You need to leave Braden alone if he not gonna make you his wife. If
Oh
he's
my God.
no,
disgusting,
she don't. No, she don't. Because they got a kid. Your happiness don't
Thank you.
fucking matter once you got a kid. That's what a
you
lot
Yeah.
of women don't understand.
I gotta roll.
Once
I
you
gotta
make a
roll with it.
baby, fuck
no,
your happiness. Because
no.
every
Yeah.
You
kids
listen,
need a
listen.
nuclear family.
Hold on. This
Y'all
is
could
this is.
both be living in separate rooms, fucking other
I,
guys.
I,
When that baby graduate high
Okay, that
school,
works.
if he
I'm
ain't
not gonna
beating
go
your
that
Alexis,
far.
ass,
okay,
But
I agree
listen.
with
If he
that.
not beating your ass, fuck your happiness.
Oh my
here's what I
gosh.
will say, and this is what I tell people: the moment I had children was when my life ended, and
Yep.
I became solely focused on them. Their well
Hmm.
being is what my purpose is.
Yeah.
I've
Yep.
told people if you break up with your baby mama or your baby daddy, you probably shouldn't date nobody else till that kid is out the house because that's your
Definitely.
responsibility,
Yep.
right?
Definitely.
That is y'all's responsibility. And when you
Right.
introduce a new person into that responsibility, shit goes to hell.
Hmm.
Statistical facts: kids that don't grow up with a nuclear family with a dad in their household, 80% end up fucked up.
I
These
mean,
are these are
daddies
numbers that
matter.
have been
So
run by the
Alexis,
CDC. Everybody.
do you see yourself staying with Frank for the sake of the baby?
I think Jay trying to get in there.
No, I
So
don't.
you got to watch your answers. I think bro trying to get
Yeah,
in
watch
there.
out for
I'm
JB.
not. I got
I'm
one.
going
JB
to
Leave me
ain't
alone.
shit.
he over here
I'm just
on
asking
Rajane
questions because I'm
2.0,
fucking
but
curious.
okay.
Do you
Oh
see
my
yourself
God.
staying with Franklin for the sake of the baby?
No, because I feel like when you
When she
have a
said that, you know she ain't staying with him at all. Carry on.
no, I am staying with him, but I just don't feel like a kid should keep you together. He has that mindset too of
A
like
man
his
who
parents, because
believes
his
that you should
parents
stay with
stayed
that
together.
woman no matter what is going to be a
No,
good dad.
right.
He,
I said no matter what, as long as we can be happy parents,
he's
whether
not going to
that's
be a happy
together
parent.
or co-parenting, that's all that I care about. She just needs to have a good
I'm going to say
foundation.
something, and
This is
people
why
are
I
going to
don't.
hate me for it, but we have to stop normalizing co-parenting. That's
I
not
know.
normal,
I know.
Man,
right?
this is why I
We
don't
That's a
talk
believe
term
about
in
it
we've
if it's
interracial
developed
like if it
because
happens.
the way men talk.
we've fallen so far from normal, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
Like
you
it's
got
weird
you
to
got
me.
yeah, you gotta elaborate on that one for me, Kai.
We fell so far from normal. We're saying, hey, I'm not saying don't co-parent, but we throw out, hey, co-parenting like that's some shit to achieve.
Okay, I
Hmm.
got
We
you. I
shouldn't be
got you.
shooting for that as the goal.
Right.
Yeah,
That's the fallback,
yeah.
right? That's like have like when you have a bachelor's and an associate's, right? Your bachelor's is what you shoot, but associate's is your fallback. I'm not
Hmm.
saying don't co-parent, but I'm saying there's people who like, man, if we can co-parent, things would be great. Like you
Yeah.
should be
Yeah, like
trying
you
to
got a plan B.
cohabitate.
That's like, yeah.
Right. And
Well,
that's
I
what I
heard
said.
somebody say one
You
time
want
there's no
kids,
need to
right?
have
Man,
a
blow this
plan B because a
conversation to
distraction
something
plan
different for
A.
me if you was
Listen,
black.
you should have the
Such a
capabilities
racist piece of shit.
of you should have the capabilities to recover from build yourself up to recover from whatever scenarios come your way. But don't plan if I'm working on plan B, plan A is going to fail,
Hmm.
Yep.
right? It just it's you can't focus on too much shit at the same time. You gotta put, and I'm not knocking and saying, hey, if you and your girl or your kid's mom or whatever ain't together, fuck them kids. That's not what I'm saying.
Hmm.
Right? That's not what I'm saying at all. What
Hmm.
I'm saying is,
Fuck them kids.
no, what I'm saying is, make it about them kids,
Make
right?
it
Yeah.
about the kids.
Because again, too many people, and your situation, Alexis, is different. But
Yeah.
too many people are having babies sooner. Like, okay, it takes 9 months to have a kid. People
Hmm.
are getting pregnant 8 months in, right? You haven't known this dude as long as it takes your body to make a baby.
Hmm.
Mm.
Like, slow the roll.
Right.
Most people are. I said I don't want people to get mad at me. I can point out failures. You tell me, okay, me and this dude had a baby, we broke up, and you tell me about the relationship. I'm gonna tell you every place you should have never had a baby, and he should have never knocked you up. There was
Hmm.
all the signs. There's
100%.
rarely a relationship where like I didn't know he just changed. People kill me with that. He just changed shit. Nah, you got tired of
No,
his
he been the
bullshit,
same.
Yeah.
right? People get tired of it. But anyway, I'm shit. I want to get back to Whew, y'all got it bad, bro. Y'all out here.
Man,
Like,
I still got a
do
whole
y'all have a
list of
list?
interview questions.
Let me ask one question, and I'm gonna give it back to y'all. As single men, do you have a list of your friends that you gotta ask a chick about? Like, hey, listen, I like you. Hey, did you mess with Tommy or Tim? Or because you don't want to be 17 months in, and your boy comes from out of town who should live here. He was like, oh, you fuck with her? It's
Oh
like,
yeah, yeah. I got about 3 or 4 on that list. Yeah, in South
because you
Bend.
gotta like. I would feel like I needed to. I don't want you at my wedding if you was at my wife. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Like,
yeah.
you feel me?
Period.
But I'm just
Facts.
curious.
Yeah, no, I don't want to see you anywhere. You can't even be in town at my wedding if you didn't smash my wife. You got to leave, nigga. I'm gonna buy you a ticket. Go to Chicago. Catch the
But why
South
do
Shore.
men's egos get so bad when they think
Oh,
about
not
the
ego.
women that I mean
It's
the
not ego.
guys that used to have sex with your women? Like
Because we
why?
know how nasty we are and the shit we try to do.
I'm gonna put my
Mm.
tongue in your
Like,
ass, and that's
like, you know what I'm saying? Like, see, this is like you ain't
He dropping
as a
hits for her.
man,
Stop.
as a
Stop.
man,
He
Oh
dropping
my
clues for her, telling
god.
her what he'll do when she break up
if
with
you
Todd.
like you ain't nasty unless you reach across the table and stop your girl from kissing the kids. Like, that shit you did last night. Don't you fucking kiss my kids with that mouth, right? She's like, you was
oh
there. I knew I
shit.
was there, right?
He
Don't you
said
fucking
you.
look on my
He's
go
speaking
upstairs
Oh
from
and
my
experience.
goodness.
give your face a shower. You know what I'm saying? Or some shit. Like you know, that's why it's a concern because we know we like to, we want to be as nasty as we can get away with,
Mm.
right? Like you can Google anything and that should exist,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
You can
It's
be
That's
like,
true.
also a
you
concern
could
The
because
Google,
fuck is wrong with
you
we
can
know
get
that
on the
nigga
internet
still
right
thinking
now.
about doing it right now.
I'm
Any
telling
Oh
you,
man
my
that done hit
god.
it before and it was good, he's still thinking about it every time
right?
he
You
hit
Oh
it.
can get
my
on the
god.
internet right now and
He
Google
said you can
like
Google anything
you
and
can
that
Google
shit
anything. You could be
exists.
like, dudes, left-handed dudes who like to step on rabbit heads while they smash their girl, and you're gonna get like
What?
4 pages or something. You gonna
Wait a
there's
minute, Alexis,
Yes.
you with a white man and you ain't got nasty?
Not like that.
I'm just saying,
Wow.
dude. That
What a
Not
so,
that
gem.
but
extreme.
we don't know how nasty that other cat was. So for a lot of us,
I
it's
see
like,
what you mean
and
though.
then imagine this. Imagine your girl saying to you, "Yeah, I did that for him, but I don't do that no more." What? It better be breathing.
Let me
You know what I'm saying? Like, and this is just me asking. This is just me asking. I'm not going. I'm gonna ask Alexis. I don't have a way. I don't have no other lady to
Oh
ask.
gosh.
There's probably shit you've done that you were like, I'm not doing that again.
Yes.
Right. But you didn't do it for your man. So he asked
No.
out.
Mm.
How does that
Literally.
sound, Alexis? Play that shit in your head. What he just asked and what he just said.
I mean,
Play
literally,
it in your
bro.
head and
Because there's
tell.
things that I
Or
feel like okay, but it
flip
also
it
feels
around.
like
If it was
no,
him and he told you he wouldn't do some shit that he did for another bitch, wouldn't you
Right,
be offended?
I've been married before. I ain't doing that shit again. What?
not really because it's like if you're discovering like for instance, like if you're discovering something that you like or don't like, and if it's something that I didn't like, I don't want to do that
Yeah,
anymore.
but
Okay,
if it's something
I
you
can
do like
roll.
and he say he ain't doing it no more,
It's a
but
wrap.
he done did it to somebody else, that's not gonna offend you?
No, I'll be mad.
Oh,
Right.
okay.
And that's what, like, man, it's like, and I'm gonna talk to these two gentlemen. It's like meeting a chick with kids who says I'm celibate.
Yeah.
You selling butt? What you say?
What?
Like how can you do? This is who we are as men. It doesn't make it right by any means. I'm not saying, hey,
Selling.
Oh my god.
I'm not saying that it's right. What I'm saying is men look at shit differently,
Yeah.
right? So we'll be like, you like I got a homie. He'd be like, man, I ain't this bitch wanted me to wait, take her out on 3 dates, but she let this motherfucker smash without ever going out.
Ever.
We look at shit past matter for most of us. There are exceptions, but like Dre said, we don't live in the exception, we live in the rule.
Yeah.
You know, you have to dating a man's got to be some crazy shit. Because, but here's the flip side. Here's why all of that shit is worth it. Here's why all the crazy shit a man says matters. Last night, we sleeping in. We went to bed early as fuck. It was like 9 some shit. I told babe, I'm like, babe, I got tap out. I'm sleepy. 12:30, 12:48 to be exact. We both heard a fucking noise. I wake up.
Oh
I
yeah.
look, and she looked at me. She said, "Well, if you heard it too, then it's real. We weren't dreaming." I grabbed the pistol. I run around the house trying to die because that's what's
Right.
gonna happen
Right.
if a motherfucker
Right.
here with a gun. So you can. I'm gonna go kill this dude or get killed So you potentially have the opportunity to let somebody else smash later. That's what it
Yeah.
should. I don't have a better way to word it.
That's
Yeah.
fucking crazy.
We
So at the end of the
That
day,
is
we
we are
gonna
going
crazy.
die
to.
for you.
I'm
She
going to
checking a
die so you
goddamn
can
door.
continue on.
That's
So
fucking
I
nuts.
got some weird ass requests,
And not just
but
that,
I'm
men
willing to
die for
die.
women they don't even
Dog,
know.
I'm no longer a protector.
Right,
What
I'm
the
I'm gonna
fuck?
protect my wife and my
The
daughter and my
fuck
my
that
my.
I
shit.
was gonna say
You
that's a
just
part.
said
I feel like that's
I'm
a part of
willing
being
to
like a
die.
man.
Hold on,
It's a
Alexis.
part
You
of
gotta
being
let
a
you
man,
speak with.
right?
Did y'all
Yeah.
hear
Yeah,
what the
you're a
fuck this man
protector.
just said?
Here's what y'all
Yeah.
young folk.
Protection for your woman.
No, y'all young folk miss this. The
Yeah,
protector wasn't somebody who protect. We protected a woman's honor. Y'all
Mm-hmm.
don't really have that shit no more,
Ain't no
right?
that's
Like
true. That's
nothing to
y'all
true.
protect.
y'all got the first two letters, right? Um, but but you know what I'm saying? Like I'm not saying that, and that probably came across wrong. But what I'm
Y'all got
saying
the
is,
first two letters.
Yes,
I'm
that's
about to
the
use that
first.
one.
that's what we used to like. If you look back in the day, I'm talking. You go far
I'm
back. We're
done.
like, hey, we're protecting this woman's honor, so we're gonna defend her against anybody who's trying to disrespect her,
With our
right, or
Mhm.
lives.
dishonor
Yeah.
her.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Shit
So
crazy.
so today, like I'm a old school, mostly traditional man. I'm
Yeah.
walking on the street side because, and listen, I don't
Me
bullshit.
too.
I don't bullshit my wife at all. I'm like, listen, I'm on this side because I have a penis, and if a car hits me,
Yep.
I want it to hit me and not you, so you can get another
Yep.
penis. Like
That's what
that's
my
Yep.
just
boyfriend is. Yeah.
I
that's
don't
just
let my daughter walk on the outside.
I don't sugarcoat it. I don't want to die, but I have a penis and you don't, so I'm gonna protect you and die so you don't have to.
Wait a minute,
Like,
Mhm.
Alexis. So you cool with him potentially dying to protect you for future penises, but you
Hell
don't
yeah.
want to delete the past penises off your motherfucking
swear to
Facebook.
God,
Facts.
Because I feel like that's past the like.
it ain't
Like
past. You still fucking with it.
So you want to
no,
protect the future penises and the past penises.
no,
Okay,
no.
how is it past
Listen.
if it's still present?
Let me
Right?
shift
How is
it
it
for a
still
minute.
present?
Hold
Look
on.
at
Let me shift it for a minute.
look
I'm
on
gonna
your
throw
Facebook.
myself under the
Is he
bus.
there?
I
Whoever
don't
he is.
talk to them.
So why are they on your Facebook?
I don't know. I just never deleted
Because you
them.
want them there.
No, I
Hold
mean
on.
it's
Okay, let
not
me
for
rephrase the
anything like
question.
that.
Let me rephrase the question. Why don't you have everybody on Facebook on your fucking Facebook? Why don't you just click add all day?
Because I don't know them.
You don't want to associate with them. You don't want them in your
Well,
business.
not really. I just don't know them. Like I only add people that I know. So it's like if I know you, there's a few guys on there that I don't have on Facebook.
Listen.
Understandable. They should be all of them.
I got the perfect
Well,
contract for y'all. I'm about to throw myself all the way under the bus.
okay.
Oh shit.
The last relationship I was in was the first relationship that I was ever 1,000% sure head over heels. Kai, every word you could use, simp, saving hoes. I was saving them, simping, everything, right? In love with this woman. I would have murdered somebody over her, right? So we get together, I think about a week into the relationship. She start fucking spazzing about everything, right? And I'm letting this shit slide. I heard somebody call it death by 1,000 paper cuts. Because the first time you compromise your manhood, you
It's a
already
wrap.
beat. You already beat. So
It don't get better.
I went from being, the leader. And this is gonna bring me to a point JB brought up that I've been holding on to for a minute. So I'm gonna shorten up the story. Long story short, as we get into the relationship, I find out that she done been with 70 men, right? Now
7D, like 3D, 4D,
70
5D, 6D, 7D, or like,
70 men, and she done had 13 abortions.
Wow.
bro, heaven is
The
full
woman told me
of
Scared
that
her
like
people.
her.
she used abortions as birth control.
That's
Man,
sad.
I'm
smelly.
not even tripping on that. I'm tripping on the fact that many times motherfuckers can just be like, "Oh, those your guts, splash." You know what I'm
Splash.
saying? You have
Mm-mm.
no cervical
Now,
filter.
her
Mm-mm.
expectation was for me to still be a traditional man, right? This
Uh,
woman flipped out
Sounds like
on
she didn't
me
have no kids.
over this woman flipped out on me over grilled cheese. Cause me and my daughter was sitting there talking about grilled cheese. And we was like, yeah, black people make their grilled cheese with 2 pieces of cheese. White people make it with one. And we all start cracking up. She's over there making grilled cheese at the time with one slice of cheese.
You don't make it with one slice of cheese?
bro. I'm still on
13
the
abortions.
man. That's a lot.
So okay, that ain't even the whole thing, right? She was married for like 7 years, right? Now this woman got me believing she loved me. I'm the greatest love of her life, you know, everything. And I'm swallowing this shit hook, line, and sinker, right? She's like, oh, I would live in a one room shack with you, long as I get to be with you. Like she landing shit on thick. We sitting at the table one day talking, and we're talking about her husband, and I'm like, well, you know, you loved him at one point. She's like, oh, I never loved him. I'm like, what? She's like, I never loved him from day one. I said, then why'd you marry him? She said, I married him because I didn't want my daughter that she already had to grow up without a father figure.
Mm.
As soon as that daughter hit 18, she dumped his ass and was cheating on him with a church pastor.
Damn, I needed some sound effects that I don't have.
Right? So this is the killer. This was the catalyst for me. This is when my mindset started to shift. You was with this man for 7 years, and you telling me you never loved him at all. And you telling me I'm the greatest love of your life, and we've been together 2 years. So
Right.
if you don't give a fuck about this nigga after 7 years and y'all got a kid together, and I'm over here just making myself look like a damn fool, you don't give a fuck about me either. So
Well, so if
now
she
you done
dropped 13 of them, she didn't give a fuck
So
about
so
shit.
right.
so so here's and I'm glad Dre brought this point up, right? Because Dre essentially
God
deduced and
damn,
used
13
logic
of
to
them.
come to the conclusion this person probably does not give a fuck about him. But
Yep.
if Dre was named Dreana, not only would you stay with this
Mm.
motherfucker, you would have 3 kids by him and then be like, oh well, I thought I was different.
Wait, now here's the killer. Here's something Kai can appreciate. So once I realized that, I start paying attention to patterns. I see patterns like a motherfucker. When I tell y'all I
I
see
saw
patterns like
13 fucking abortions as a
them
pattern.
people in the movies. So she started leaving at certain times on the same time on certain days and shit, right? And every time she would start an argument. Okay.
Oh, oh,
So then one day she come home, it's like, oh, I want to cancel my phone number. I'm like, you had that phone number for 15 years. Yeah, I just want to cancel. I just want to start fresh. Now she had
Mm-mm.
a whole business and everything. So this what I did. I convinced her to port her number, her old number, to Google Voice and get a new number. So she switches the number to Google Voice. The number's on her laptop. So now every time she leaves the house that I think some shit is going on, I open the laptop and watch the messages come and go. And I found what I was looking for.
bro, if you went looking for it, you knew it existed. Like that's
Yeah,
where, like,
exactly.
for real. Like
Exactly.
if I go through my girl phone, it's because I'm trying to leave.
Right.
Right? Like I'm looking for where. Like if you looking, you know, right? Like you know.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and if you know, I don't get me wrong, you find evidence if
Yeah.
that's if you need it to if that's what you need for your closure. But if
Yeah.
you went through all that, you already knew. But I'm still stuck
But
on.
but
Wait, when did
you
you
weak as
find out
fuck
she had?
because the real reason you looking for is because you want it to stop because you simping.
I mean,
Mm-mm.
Once you done
yeah,
got the full blown simping, you think you could argue them out of doing it because already fucked yourself by getting down into
man,
it.
no doubt. At least and you took
But
responsibility, accountability for that. We got to respect that. But
Yeah.
I still need to know. Did she? So did she say 70 and meant 210? Because you say you got to multiply it by three.
about
So
multiply by 3.
I'm
Exactly.
just like, damn.
Hey, I'm like it's at least 100.
Right.
70
Well,
is at
you
least
can't
a
say
Did
hundred.
she
it
live
like
in
So
that.
I'm
South Bend her
like,
whole life? Because
I'm
if
looking at
you
it like you out here putting out bodies like me. You can't be putting out bodies the
man,
same
you
as
should
me.
look. You should have pulled her panties down, looked straight up, and like John Wick, because she out here taking bodies.
I'm
Like,
like,
Mm-mm.
like you just
but
go,
then
oh,
I'm like,
John Wick,
but then
Terminator.
here's the thing. Here's the thing. After 13 abortions, I'm like, how that shit still that good? I thought
Shit,
I would have.
because they went in there and got it. Ain't nothing slid. All right, I stopped that. Let me quit. That was wrong.
Okay, this brings me back to the point JB made
That was
when he asked
wrong.
Alexis earlier, and this is the
Mm-mm.
point that comes on me and what JB just said. He asked her, "Are you a wife?" Right.
Mm-hmm.
So here's the thing. I'm gonna go on men first, right? Because all men want to lead, right? Every man wants to be a leader. A lot of
Yeah.
relationships fall apart because the woman won't let him lead, or he's too masculine. Like all of this shit has become a big deal, right? So
Mm-hmm.
the thing I realized after I fucked up in my relationship, because I consider myself to be a leader, right? A strong man, strong thinker, right? But
Mm-hmm.
then I had to look at my last 2 or 3 relationships, whereas When I was younger, I never got disrespected, never got played. You know what I'm saying? I was the player. So I'm like, how did I fuck up in these last 3 relationships? And the thing I realize is a lot of men are leaders, but not every man is
You're in
qualified
the
to lead.
matrix. You're kind of breaking up.
Can you hear me now?
I am perfectly
Dre,
fine. So
you
you
kind of
must have
breaking
some of
up.
that ATL internet.
What I said was,
Kai, Alexis, can you hear me?
Yeah,
Yeah.
everybody can hear you,
yeah,
bro.
we can hear you clear.
Yeah, your internet tripping. Your internet got too many bodies.
So what I said was, a lot of men are leaders, but not every man is qualified to lead. So what I realized is the amount of problems I was having was because I was not qualified to lead, which is a fucked up realization to have to come to. But this is the difference between men and women a lot of times is we can accept our shortcomings and we start trying to fix that shit. But Alexis said it herself. Most women won't take accountability.
Mhm.
They're not gonna fix their shit.
Right.
But then, like JB said, a lot of women are not wives. And that's the thing
No
about
doubt.
it. Like I had this argument with my ex-wife because it was that same thing like you guys were just talking about, staying together for the kids. As long as my household was happy, Kai, we had a beautiful, beautiful family. When I tell you, man, I didn't give a fuck what she was doing. We had the ideal environment for our children, right? And being one of those guys who grew up in a broken household with no dad, like even once I figured out she was probably cheating, I was like, bye bitch, leave the kids here. Leave your kids too. All
Mhm.
my kids was happy. They was well fed. We had cars, like everything was good, right?
Mhm.
Right, right.
So that was the epitome of staying together for the kids. And this is why relationships was stronger back in the day. Mom, and pop, and whatever, Big Daddy, they was all fucking out there cheating and switching, but they stayed together for their kids and they kept that shit to
The
themselves.
family unit.
It's
Don't
also
embarrass a
why they
motherfucker.
hypocrites, but they did it,
Right, every human's
right?
a hypocrite.
Alexis,
But
have you
that's
ever
what you're
cheated?
supposed to do. Women today are
Mhm.
Don't
not
ask her that
wives.
shit.
Women today are
What
not
do you say?
wives, and men are not. A lot of men ain't husbands
No doubt.
because they ain't had no dad, they ain't had no father figure. Like who the fuck gonna teach you how to be that if you ain't got
Right,
nobody to see it from?
right. You
I
learn how
became
to
a
be a
dad at
man
16.
from a
My mama
woman.
put me out at 17. I was winging it. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? So once you realize, you fucked up, you ain't shit, whatever, then you got to get out here and fix it. A lot of women is not gonna get out here and fix it. But if once you okay, men need other men around. Kai, if you tell me, Dre, you a fucking loser and you need to get it together, and that's why you having all these problems, I'm not gonna get mad at you and cuss you out. What I'm gonna do is say, damn, Kai, right, I'm a fucking loser. Let me go fix myself. And if Kai is my friend, he gonna point me in the right direction, right?
Right.
Women can't do that because y'all hate each other guts. Y'all can't give it. Y'all would do the opposite. Like a
Swear
bitch
to
could be
God.
fat as fuck, and she be like, "Girl, do I look fat?" She like, "No, girl, you a 10." Y'all,
Listen, I'm gonna
Same
tell you
reason
like
why
like
y'all want your female
I'm gonna
trainer.
tell you, I've had my super fat ass times and my super fit times, and I'm back to being chubby in the bitch. When I lost my weight, and got fitness, it wasn't because I wanted to impress somebody. I was around some motherfuckers, and you ever seen the you ever seen that video of African dudes like, why are you gay? Right? This motherfucker was like,
right?
why? You asked me, he's like, why are you fat? You like you got a baby in your belly. And he wasn't trying to be an asshole. Right? I'm
hmm
like, and I had a lot of answers, but none of them was the truth. I'm like, I eat too fucking much. Because dude kept
hmm
saying, he's like, man, I don't understand. Why are you so fat? I was like, this
hmm
motherfucker's disrespectful, but he wasn't disrespectful. He wasn't from the United States, right? That's
right,
what it was. It had that filter. But
right.
but
They just
but
tell the truth.
he's got a point because I used to get mad at my girl, and I'm not gonna say the other person's name, but my girl and all her friends, we'd all go out, and she had a friend who was just fucking gorgeous, right? Um, just drop dead gorgeous. But she smelled like fucking kingfish, right? She was horrible.
Oh God.
And I'm like, why are y'all not telling her? Because and then they'd be like, don't say nothing. Then move me, because you know who I am. Right. And they would never say anything. And I think it was a medical thing because she's since got it adjusted. But y'all should have been like, man, listen, if you my boy and you smell bad, I'm going to tell you every fucking time I smell you.
Hell yeah.
Right. If
When we pick
like,
your ass up, we gonna come early. Like, nigga, did you wash your ass?
man, we
Go
got
in
that
there,
homie.
wash
Hey,
your
bro, I got
balls, nigga. We not
listen,
taking you out smelling like this.
I had the most amazing young woman when I was young do me a huge favor. I was 12 years old and I smelled like Michael Jordan after the championship game. That's when I realized I needed deodorant. That was the first day that I needed deodorant. Like one day I could run 200 miles and not smell like shit, and the next
Right.
day I could just exist and was a stinking motherfucker. She pulled me to the side. She was like, "You here's some deodorant. Go to the bathroom, wash under your arms, and put some of this on." It was secret. I still fucks with secret to this day. I don't care what nobody say. If my girl got some secret and my shit right there and ain't nobody looking, I'm gonna get one quick right, right. But she could
Nostalgia.
have fucked me up, but she didn't. Right?
Mhm.
She pulled me to, and I'm like, that's crazy, right? That's awesome.
Yeah.
But I could guarantee she wouldn't do that for her own fucking friend, right? Because y'all are different. Like
Mhm.
every girl has been out to the club, seen a group of girls, and every dude's been the same. Where that one friend is wearing the fucking worst shit on earth. I'm like, y'all let her leave that way.
Yeah.
Like listen, don't get me
All
wrong. I
this
done went out
body
with some of my
positivity
homies.
bullshit.
I done went out with my homies who look like shit. I'm like, hey, bro, you look like shit. Now we can
Yeah.
go.
Man, when I was in Philly, like I said, there's so many sides to this story that I can't tell them all. But I was in Philly, I was sitting next to one of my boys, and I literally like because we was near these chicks, and he was trying to get one. And I messaged him in our group chat. I'm like, bro, you kind of musty right now. Like this is fucking up the whole vibe. I'm curious, Alexis. Why aren't y'all like honest with y'all friends?
I had a friend who smelled really bad during one of our little kickbacks, and we pulled her to the bathroom and asked her what was wrong.
I
Oh,
gotta give you
y'all was
some
some
points
real
then.
ones. That ain't
Right.
common.
I gotta give you some points.
And she was just like, "Oh, I have I think she had like BV or something." And I was
I
like,
don't know
"Are
what that
you?"
is. Not all of us are medical shit.
Oh,
Bacterial
it's bacterial
vaginosis.
vaginosis.
My
So
guy
it's like,
sound like he might have been
No,
blessed a couple times.
No, I went to a Cat Williams concert up here. He taught me about it.
Okay.
The fuck is bacterial?
Right. I'm over here
so
like
it's
he had
kind
What
of
you
a
like a
say?
yeast infection, but you need
That
antibiotics
won't
to
go
and
cure
away.
it. Yeah, it won't
and
go
it's
away
strong
without
scented.
antibiotics.
Did she take the fucking antibiotics, or did she just keep showing up to kick back
She didn't
funky
pick
as
them
fuck?
up. Like she was like, "Oh yeah, I got diagnosed. I think the day before or 2 days prior." But
Because
she's
she
like,
was fucking them niggas that'll stick their dick in a hole in the wall. They didn't
No,
care.
Bro, if
no,
I
she
eat some
wouldn't. She's not like
asparagus,
that.
I ain't peeing nowhere but the house.
But she's like,
Right.
I keep forgetting to go pick them up. I said, "Girl, you need to go pick them up because you can smell your
Family
shit
trip.
through your
We would have
leg
all
Did
ears."
went.
she ever? Because these are the type of women that are in some fucking podcast somewhere right now talking about how men ain't shit. Did she ever fucking take the damn
I'm
medication?
sure she did,
I
bro.
believe she did. Yes.
She probably don't stink today.
I bet you
No, she does not.
Alexis, do you
she
still
smelled
go
like
out
a fucking high
occasionally?
school locker
Do you
room.
still
No,
go out
not
with your
really.
friends?
She's a
Not
mom.
really. What's not really?
No, like not at all, unless I have a sitter.
Okay, that's not at all then, Alexis.
I mean,
No, I
so
mean
here's where me
I've
and
gone on
and
2 date
y'all
nights since our
probably
daughter's been born.
right.
Okay.
So he talking about going out without dude. I think.
Oh,
Am I mistaken?
No, I'm just talking about in general
in
Like
general.
I'm a
because
fan of
we were talking
girls.
about the guy friend still on Facebook.
Oof.
Oh my
Um,
gosh.
no, yeah, wait a minute. I'm gonna lead into that. The reason I brought up that stupid ass story of mine, I forgot about it. When I was with that woman, I deleted every female period off of every fucking social media. I did that on my own because I wanted to be with that woman for the rest of my life.
Mhm.
I deleted that shit, right?
Mhm.
And I had some good ones in the pocket. In all the relationships before that, I always kept me at least two of them. Two of
Mhm.
them, old faithfuls. I blocked
Oh,
everybody. If they found me somewhere else and was like, "Why you blocked me?" I didn't even explain it to them. I blocked them
yeah.
Man.
because I wanted my relationship that bad. But you want
Alexis ain't
this
doing
man
none
to
of that
marry
shit.
you,
I
and you
did do
know he
that with
don't
the
like that
one.
shit.
With the
The
one.
first
What
time
about
he
the other
told you about it,
17?
you should have blocked
Why you
him.
gotta put 17 on
Right. I
there?
like how you tried to pull a number to see how she responded.
Yeah.
No, there's
But
not 17.
but but um
Alexis ain't trying to get married for real. She just
but
fucking
no,
wants
but
to
for real,
get up out
Oh
this
of
is
my
our
bed.
advice. This
gosh.
is our advice as men to you.
Uh,
There's a married man who has
mhm,
children. There's a man
mhm,
who's been married who has children. There's a man who's never been married, has no children, and we're all telling you the same shit.
mhm.
Like the only other person can tell you is a gay dude. Like that's the only thing we missing.
And he will.
Okay.
And he will say the
Okay.
same thing. He will say, "Listen, get the motherfuckers off your page.
All
hmm
right. I'll
This is
delete
this
them.
is this is not." But don't just delete them on the slide. You need to delete them, and then like a day or two later, right? Give it some time.
Mhm.
Go to your man and be like, "Listen, I realized, right? This is
Mm-hmm.
time number 7 for you to say I'm sorry. I
Mm-hmm.
realized
Oh God,
That's
Ty.
gonna take too much humility.
I realized
I'll
that
do
it
it.
was
I
it was
mean,
not
if you-
respectful or respectable, whichever word you want to use,
Shit,
to
that's
you for me to keep dudes around that I've had any kind of experience. Don't say fucking sex, whatever. Any experiences with, right?
okay.
That's me. I apologize. I've removed them. I'm just telling you so you're aware. I did this for us, not I think it was wrong, and I came to that realization. There's somewhere wrong. You gotta use my exact words, but I can write you some beautiful shit for $12. Um,
You know what?
I'm
You
just
still
saying.
doing it for $12, man? I thought you went up to 18.
I
When
look
you
out
get
for you for
married,
12.
Alexis, we want invites to the wedding. We may not show up, but we want invites. I'm gonna
I'm
come.
not having no fucking wedding. I told
Oh,
y'all
I'm
I'm only
coming.
gonna get
Uh,
married at the
and
courthouse.
go enjoy yourself. Yep, that's what
Yep.
I'm with that. But
Yeah,
Yes.
but
because weddings is for everybody else.
I don't
man,
give a
swear to
hell.
God,
They
man.
can kiss
Like,
my
and
You
don't
ass.
get
can
me
use
wrong.
that
Like,
money to go on vacation. Fuck that wedding.
it's a beautiful thing. I just watched my daughter do it. It's the most beautiful thing. I had
She
my
looks so pretty.
it was everything was perfect. I cried like a fucking newborn. Um,
Oh,
That's because you and
did you
your
do the
wife got
first
enough
dance
money to
shit,
cover
Kai?
it.
yeah, I did all that, fam. I did it all.
Aww.
Right. I had a speech. It didn't. I got
Was
3
your
words
son
out.
there?
Everybody was there. Stop asking about my goddamn son.
I'm just
Um,
messing with you. I'm sorry.
every every
Y'all
everybody
funny.
was there, right? It was beautiful, right?
Yeah.
But I'm also understanding, like, and I told my daughter and my son-in-law at the time, like, whatever y'all want to do, I support it. This is y'all's wedding. If y'all want to have 3,000 people, I pray you don't, because I gotta pay. If you want to have 20 people, if you want to have 0 people, or if you want everybody but that motherfucker, it's your wedding, and I'm gonna
And if
support you
that
100%.
motherfucker show up, Kai gonna whoop his ass.
And he got
Mhm.
right. It's a
Who
wrap,
is that
right?
motherfucker?
Whoever, right? I'm just saying, if there's anybody you don't want, they don't come, right? So when they had the wedding, it was beautiful, right? It was the most beautiful shit. Second best day of my fucking life, right?
Yeah,
First best
I
day
gotta
was when
have
my
a
son was
wedding.
born, right?
I
But
don't go out a lot, so I gotta have a wedding. Like that's
but I didn't have one, right? And we got married in the fucking equivalent of justice of peace,
Mhm.
and we were perfectly happy with it,
Mhm.
right? So it's whatever works for you.
Yeah.
But the one thing we are in a consensus on is get them motherfuckers off your page.
I swear to God,
All
Quick,
right.
I gotta call
fast,
this shit.
quick. You could do it while we talking.
Man, really, I'm thinking why you
Dang.
ain't did it yet. I already
Well,
screenshotted what you
I'm
Did you
had
not.
on your
hear? Did
screen.
you hear,
I'm
Kai?
about to
That's
go
what
to
I was
bed,
waiting for.
y'all.
Did you hear what she
So
said? She
She
said,
ain't doing
"Dang,
shit, man.
She,
She
she
gonna
gonna,
continue in
I
her
gotta
way.
go to work at 6 in the
oh, all right. You
morning.
know what? We
how
probably should
many
have shut
on
this
there?
shit down.
Wait a
Though,
minute,
'cause
how many on there?
it just
Not
so
that
It's
like,
gonna
many, but
take
I
you
mean,
till
I gotta
6 in
think
the
of
morning."
I
names. I
swear,
gotta think of
Alexis must be
Facebook
the talk of South Bend
names.
because she got a lot of man. All right,
it's. I think she's on the right path. I wanna give her credit. I wanna knock her seat, and then you've said some right shit. You've said some real shit. We
Oh yeah,
respect it.
that's
I
fact.
respect it.
yeah, well, I
Fact.
really
Um,
appreciate the transparency because a lot of y'all get on these fucking apps and lie and shit.
I
But
do. I do.
Dre, we
I
got to
put
talk
you in
about
the
that
top. I
70
put you in
piece
the top 5 on the
on a different.
podcast, Alexis.
Listen, we got to talk about that 70 piece on a different night because I got a lot of
Yeah,
questions about that shit.
yeah,
Uh,
I know. I
like
told you I
like
Alexis,
was
the
throwing
first one is
myself
like,
under the bus, right?
do I know her? Motherfucker? But
one last question because I
I
gotta go
sure
to
hope
sleep.
not, Kai.
I should
Yeah.
hope
Alexis,
not too. But
Hey,
have you ever cheated on Blake?
No.
Have you ever cheated in general?
No.
why you
mm,
asking her that shit, bro? You was real. You didn't have no
that was
smile
a
or nothing,
solid question. It was a solid question.
right? But that's like asking a motherfucker if you stole something with the police center. Ain't nobody gonna say
We
yes to
have
that
both
shit.
been cheated on in the past.
I
So
feel like Alexis would tell the truth though, cause
yeah, I would tell the truth. I promise
she
I
been
would.
real
No.
Listen,
transparent.
I've been
some
cheated
shit you
on in the
say is some shit
past
you
and he's
don't.
been cheated on in the past. We
Alexis,
both
what's your
know how
body
that was
count?
gonna feel.
Click to. uh,
What?
he asked something, but
Nothing. Nothing.
I'm gonna tell you to plead the fifth. I
What'd
don't
he
think
say?
that's some shit we should know.
Nothing. I ain't say nothing,
What'd
Alexis.
he say? I just wanna
I be
He
know.
asked
talking.
your
I be
body
making
count.
a lot of jokes. I ain't say
I'm
nothing.
on
Oh,
your
I'm not
team.
answering
I
that.
know you should not answer that. You should
I
not.
didn't mean it. I'm sorry. That
She
was.
said it ain't 70.
Okay, and sure it's not. Or 40.
Kai gonna be heating my ass up for the rest of
Bro,
my life about that.
I'm gonna have a conversation with you.
Look,
I,
it's gonna be an inside joke. Kai gonna post in in
the,
what you call it
the EP group,
something about 70.
man. No, bro, I know the 70 ain't really. I ain't even tripping on the 70. I know that sound horrible. Them 13 fucking women.
Yeah, yeah,
Them
they
Mm-hmm.
13
fucked with
fucking
me.
women.
They fucked with my soul.
Yeah, that's
I'm a full fledged supporter, but god damn, at
Yeah,
some
that's a
point
lot. That's a lot.
that's a lot of bodies.
man.
Shit,
Man,
when you Forgive me for
Not
using
only
it
is
like
it a lot of bodies, that means there was a lot of no protection.
man.
Yes,
She didn't get it every time, right? She didn't get pregnant every time.
every time, right?
So you just god damn.
I had a
Hey, but
few friends like that in high school.
I never not used protection. I'll tell
I'm
you
not
that.
even no, I'm not even tripping on you, bro. I'm just like 13 is
That's a basketball team.
shit. That's
Okay.
a
And that was
football
like 2
team.
years in a relationship. I'm like, you should have led with that shit.
Oh, I was gonna ask that
I
one
would
day
just
too.
be I'm too busy. I'm too immature for that shit. I would be fucking teasing her every chance. Like we be watching NFL football. I'm like, you see that starting lineup right there? That's all the motherfuckers you killed. All of them.
Oh my
Like
god.
that's that you
Wow.
like I
You
mean like
petty.
I couldn't like
You
I'll be
petty as
petty as
fuck.
shit, bro. Like
I'm not I'm not I'm not that dude. But I would like honestly I would like we just gotta cry every fucking month for one of these motherfuckers because
and you go a whole
Oh
year
my god.
and you go a whole
plus
motherfucking
one.
year
Right,
Y'all
Baker's
and then
dozen.
some.
horrible.
No, I'm just
January
saying,
to
like
February.
that one would hurt me. Like, did you have names or just numbers?
Oh
Right.
my
Like, just
god.
fuck it, right? After Mike, we just said 7,
Oh,
right?
yo,
Like,
wait. I got one more to kill you. This shit's gonna kill you.
man, don't look. What am I? One of her babies? Nigga? What? Go ahead.
The
That was horrible.
Mm-mm.
I'm gonna cut that out for sure.
Oh my god.
we broke up in 2021, right? The major problem started around March, right? She started gaining all this weight. Okay. When she got her divorce, you can go on it's a website you can go on and see, people's paperwork and shit.
Right.
There was some paperwork on there that somebody was suing her. It was a hospital. It's only 3 hospitals in the state that do abortions. And this was right before the ban went in. She had gotten an abortion around the same time. She had been gaining all this weight. And she had told me that her period was real heavy. And she couldn't figure out
Uh,
why. And she
oh, that
couldn't
was
stop
you,
bleeding.
That's
No,
so
it wasn't me. It was the side dude.
I'm
wow.
The
going
one
to
I found out about on the laptop.
dog. I can't do this.
Because when we started beefing, we stopped having sex.
bro. We gotta have a whole episode
Oh
dedicated
my
to this
god.
story. We're
Can't
gonna
do
That's
call her
So
crazy.
Stephanie, no matter what her name is.
that's
So,
14.
God.
Yeah, we probably do need to do that because some people probably know her. I
Right,
said I
we're
would
just gonna say
never,
Stephanie, and that don't matter if it's her name or not. That's what we calling her.
yeah. And I said I would never, put her business out there like that. But
Listen. She put her. Okay, I'm gonna shut up because
yeah,
you
Hey,
can't.
yeah.
I
You
gotta
got it.
call it night. This shit is
Hey,
too.
yeah. We got. Hey, let's shut this shit down, bro. I appreciate everybody stopping. What fucking day y'all wanna do this shit again? Because I'm ready.
I'm with it whenever,
I
man.
mean, this just needs to be the regular panel right here. We just say
Right,
fuck it,
right.
and we gonna do this because listen. I've been asking Leslie to jump on. I've been asking Dre to jump on, and then tonight both of y'all was like, I ain't got shit to do. So
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
And
we'd
I
have
I've
was
been
been
like,
drinking,
fuck it.
so
I can't
shit.
right.
keep leaving my dude out there,
Nah, so
especially with
listen,
all the
man.
content I've been sending you. I'm like, we got
Man,
to
I'm
talk
looking at
about
that shit.
this.
I'm like, I gotta do some shit with this.
Yeah.
But yeah, so listen, it is pretty late for those. What state you in, bro? Dre, where you at?
I'm in
You,
Indy.
that's why I thought you was in Indy because you said okay, you said up here. I'm like, I thought that was
Yeah.
down there, but all right, I just wanted to check.
Look, I done been around. I was in Florida, Atlanta,
Right, right.
but
So
yeah, I'm
all
in
right,
Indy.
but let's do this, y'all. I'm gonna start a group chat on Facebook with us because then we can schedule some shit. But I
Okay.
greatly appreciate everybody stopping in. Let's do this shit again. I'm gonna let y'all get some rest. 'Cause everybody got to go to work in the morning, me too
Mhm.
included. So not at fucking 6 though, but you know what I'm saying. I gotta get up.
Okay, listen.
So I'm hey, but definitely, man, I definitely appreciate it.